do that thing. You know, we revere rock and roll, and you know, I mean, it almost sounds like I'm just copying Elvis on his '68 comeback. You know what I mean? You can't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? It's like that's pretty much it.
Right. I think it's also funny too when you guys say, "Hey, I'm just ripping Elvis. That's all I'm doing." Or you know what I mean? Like when you have another artist that come by, like, "Yeah, well, I'm not that cool. I just got it from this guy." I think it's funny when you guys are the first ones to admit that.
I mean, it's like that's the gold standard, man. You know, you look all the way back, even to the Ed Sullivan years. You know, there's reruns on TV these days all over the place, and you look at that and you're reminded.
Hey, good morning. Hello.
Well, howdy.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Rafe. Hello, Lern. Hello, Moon.
Energy up to you, sir.
And shine down to you.
And a shine down to you, and a chamalate to you, too. Feel good today. It's Monday. Ready to take on the week.
Yeah.
Had a great day yesterday.
What'd you do?
Danced my ass off. That's what I did.
That you did.
I was a dancing machine.
Indeed.
Incredible.
For 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I mean, I just left it all out there on that stage at the Hot Shots in Fenton.
Boy, did we ever.
Yeah. So, first off, a big thank you to the people that came out. Hot Shots Fenton, Thor Champ Bash, watched us fulfill our Pick'em Challenge punishment, the choreographed dance, at least one part of our punishment. And we were out there on stage, and I looked, and it was from the stage all the way to the back of that Hot Shots. It was just packed.
I've never seen it more packed, actually. We've done a lot of events down there, and I felt like, oh, great, yeah, this is the one that's the most populated. That's lovely.
I have done. I said this yesterday. I've been on radio here for 22 years now, and I've done more gigs at that particular Hot Shots. Mm-hmm. Like that is, if I were to tally up all my appearances,
great
and
location.
Gigs, Hot Shots Fenton, I think, would be the number one I've been to the most.
Yeah.
That's a top 5 most packed I've seen. Top 3.
Right, there weren't even like bikinied girls.
I know.
It was us, fully clothed in tracksuits.
I know, yeah. A non-bikini girl event.
Yeah.
That's the most packed I've seen it. And it was...
Guy ass.
It was...
Brings out.
How do I describe this? It was terrifying. Terrifying.
And it was like a 50-50 crowd. Like 50% men, 50% women.
Oh, yeah.
100% turned on.
Everybody got a little something.
Everybody did.
You could tell everybody was...
There was a little something.
There was a buzz happening before we even got up there. Like, ooh, we're going to see these guys do foolish things.
First off, we looked excellent in our matching Adidas tracksuits.
Unbelievable.
Best purchase
Excellent.
Hubbard's ever given us.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we spent $400 in tracksuits. Mm-hmm. Fine. Worth it. And we'll use them again.
Were they like the...
Sorry.
Like the rubber sheet version or something? Because they were real thin, but... Man, was I hot in it.
Yeah, I was hot, too.
Was it nerves?
We got the non-breathable ones.
Oh, we did.
That's good.
Okay, because I felt like I was wearing a poncho.
Yeah.
I cut weight to wrestle.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like cutting weight to
I felt like I was
wrestle.
wearing a trash bag.
It was also very crowded in there, and we were nervous.
Yeah, I was nervous.
So our temperatures were raised a little bit as it was.
My heart rate got up to 187.
Oh, dang.
Before or during?
During the event.
187. Is that not good?
No, that's terrible.
Okay.
Like 200s where I think I stroke. I
don't have a monitor on, but mine was probably... I'm glad the song was the length it was. I can tell you
I couldn't have gone a minute longer.
Because I was sucking wind by the end of it. I gave it my all. But I was, by the end of it, because there was a moment we discussed in this room, like, should we do whole versions of all 5 of these songs?
No.
I would have fallen. You would have lost a man.
No, it was a 5-song medley.
Right. And then we had a short conversation about should we go ahead and do a long routine.
Right.
Oh.
Like we were athletes who were going to do our long form run. And I am glad we did not make that decision.
Oh, I would have vetoed that immediately.
You did give 140%. I want to say congratulations on the pile driving that you were doing to that chair. I watched the video when it came out numerous times last night, and there's parts of the video and routine of all of you that I was just so proud.
Well, and you could, and we posted the video up online, and,
yes.
And it was pro shot as well. That video will be out probably at some point this week. Yeah, what video's out there? That's not the Zane one, is it?
It's the Zane one.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's a from the station. Yeah. There was
okay. That is the
I
Pro
assume
Shop
it was
one.
Zane, but
Oh.
it was edited well. It wasn't like the full raw footage. It was just the edited.
All right, so let's go through the
the
5
TikTok,
songs.
yeah.
The 5 songs were Santana Smooth, into Nickelback's Rockstar, into I Touch Myself from the Divinyls.
Which took forever. Did
that
we
was
slow
probably
that
the
one
longest.
down?
Yeah, I think it was.
That was crazy.
That was just you getting to know yourself.
Into Rebecca Black's Friday, and then finally finishing it out with Cisco's Thong Song. Now, people had asked me prior to us hitting the stage, hey, did you guys practice? I said, no. We
Which
practiced.
need
I heard through the grapevine
0.
of listeners too that you were like mad that we didn't have it down, and I gotta say, it was very well done.
thought we
I never
crushed
got mad.
Somebody said you were upset.
Well, that is a misreading of my.
Well,
Normal anger baseline.
Yes.
if anyone was going to be upset, it was going to be the rest of us
Yeah.
at Rizz
Oh.
for not knowing how to knee kick.
I did knee kick.
No,
Nope,
you
you
didn't.
went to leg,
you went
full
straight
leg
to kick and
instantly.
you blew it. And
Somebody,
so
somebody
good.
on you guys' end
Screwed it up.
abandoned it immediately.
Go ahead.
Was
Rafe
that
and I were
Yes.
in
I don't
perfect
know.
unison.
I thought
Go
I
ahead and
knee
watch
kicked.
the video. Go ahead and watch the video.
I will watch them. Actually, Moon, you in the video are thrown off. It wasn't Rizz at first, or at
You
least
were
that.
wrong. You were
no,
wrong.
Fired.
go back.
No.
Look at the receipts, dude.
Because it was
Yeah,
the
I
knee
would
kick.
love for you
Try
to.
the knee thing, and then all of a sudden I see it as a straight leg right at the beginning.
Oh.
And then Moon was, I just threw
Yeah,
us
I
all off.
stopped because he kicked when we were still kneeing.
No, I looked to my left, and you guys started with the wrong leg.
That's not
Did
true.
you guys start on
right
the
leg.
left? And we had the right leg.
Video
on.
doesn't lie,
started
boys.
right.
Get this settled. 'Cause
Here's
I
the-
will go check the tapes.
Here's the thing.
We'll check the tapes.
We said knee, kick.
Knee.
Then
Yeah.
knee,
Yeah, proper
kick.
dance
So we went
moves.
knee, kick. Rizz had already kicked to the left. So by the time we
Little
were going
shin.
left, he was now going right. So I stopped. And I'm sure you think it appears that
Well,
I...
the editing of the video makes it look like you screwed it up.
Yeah, well, that's not true. And I have witnesses.
I turned to my left, and I go, you guys got it wrong. I guess we're starting on the other leg.
No, you've got no knee.
I have no knee.
You're just
You
kicking
guys know
people,
that.
dude.
We look like the
Oh,
damn
that's what it
Rockettes.
was. The shins, dude.
I
He's
have
like, how
no
am I
knee.
supposed to kick a shin when I don't have
I
one?
have no shins or knees. Anyway.
Rafe and I were perfectly in unit. The Rockettes were on the right. Okay.
Okay,
the
well, we
trash
went over the
Rockette.
game plan. Okay, listen, we didn't rehearse.
And you were mad about it.
We kind of. I wasn't mad about it.
People said you were mad.
You were a little mad.
Who said that?
A lot of people that came
Not
out.
a lot of people.
I think
wants
that
names.
I
There's
actually
no-
respect it
They were all listeners.
because you're like, hey, we were on the hook for this choreographed dance. I wanted to.
I wasn't mad. I was more of like, ooh, we didn't rehearse.
Yes, you have
Okay.
exacting standards.
We talked it out.
Yeah.
Which is just like
We
rehearsing.
knew what we were doing.
Yeah, whenever you're pro dancers, you don't have to really rehearse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pros. Pro dancers don't rehearse.
No.
So during the first song, it was knee kick Rockette style.
Yes.
And then it was we
Rockstar.
brought chairs up on stage,
And we
pulled the chairs up from the front of the stage, and
We
then
assaulted
and then
them.
dry humped them.
Yeah,
Dry humped the chairs, and then
a little wet humping too.
Yeah, and by the way, our humping was
out of this
Wonderful.
world. Each one of us have a different rhythm and a different way of going, and I was very impressed with all of us.
yeah. Moon's got the
Oh, good.
The proof.
okay. Ready?
Okay.
Kick.
Here we go. Kick.
Kick.
Okay, yeah.
Kick.
I'm off.
Yeah, you're
Kick.
screwing everything
Kick,
up.
that's what I
Look,
stopped
you're
and said,
not even
look.
kicking, Moon. All right,
What?
there you
Yeah,
go.
because I can't believe you.
Yeah,
You
you
know
were.
what?
I mean, how
you were
many-
gesturing as if he screwed it
Here
up.
come
Yeah,
the
I
chairs.
stopped in that one moment to say, hey, what am I supposed to do
Lord.
here?
Yeah, and you know what? We
She's
that was
against
my
me.
fault. I
She's
will-
against
There's
me
the
today.
professional.
I wasn't kneeing. I was just
Here
kicking.
goes the final drive.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck on the end.
That was good.
I didn't have a lot of room, so I just had to go for the pile driver.
And Rafe and I had a plan, and I'm waiting for him. And there we go. There we
Eiffel
go.
Tower. Fantastic. I'm stuck in the middle of France.
We got to
You and
watch the
Rizz
video.
were in the middle of our Eiffel Tower.
It's hard to describe what's
Take
going
a picture in Paris.
Here we go. Here's Coyote Ugly.
This is where a lot of
And then
people got wet.
on. We're touching ourselves. Let me
That's
get the
the
video.
best.
Let me get
That's
the
the
audio on here.
Yeah.
We're touching
Let me
one
get audio.
another.
And then you guys start necking.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you guys were doing.
Yeah, well, I stop it for a
Not
second.
I
touching
was trying not to
yourselves.
touch any of you.
I tried to grab Scott, and I wanted to dip you.
Oh, I didn't know what you were trying to do.
It looked like he took a
I thought
bite
you were
out of
trying
his
to
neck.
I thought you guys were necking like
No, I wanted
17th century.
I wanted to dip him.
That would have been great, but instead you look like
That's pretty
Dracula.
ballsy, man. Considering our stage had the integrity of 2 study hall tables pushed together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
Something
like
overtook me.
Nosferatu with Scott.
It was
Something
nice.
overtook me,
That
and I
hair.
wanted to dip him.
Gentle embrace, and I liked it.
I like that the cousin brothers started touching each other. I
That's
thought that was
right.
a little erotic.
Well, I said,
Well, you
I'm
know.
breaking an egg over here. I'm now going to break an
You
egg
got to come to
over
our
your
family
head.
reunions. It's fun.
Shaking my tush.
Up there, there's Rafe's ass.
Oh, by the way, on this, I thought we were bringing chairs up to the stage.
No, stop it for a second.
Poor
Did you not?
Carrie.
What a great freeze frame. Take a picture of that before you unpause it, please.
Here.
You wanted. Okay, Moon. You're a
Poor
smart dude.
Carrie.
Carrie Davis.
10 people on the stage.
You're a smart guy.
Yeah, that would've
Are
been-
you out of your mind
that
to
would've
put
been,
10 people on that stage?
That would have been dangerous.
We took a look at that stage, and that's a new stage for, that Hot Shots brought out.
Really, because it felt like it was 200 years old
It
from
did.
like the yesteryear.
No, that's a newer stage.
Lern sat down and had asbestos poisoning immediately.
I did.
No.
It was all over her pants.
That's
I
a
go,
newer
I don't
stage.
think we should touch that
And
stage.
listen, I trust them.
I trust him, but I mean, the
I
minute...
don't trust 10 people on that stage.
No.
Yeah. Well, they left a gap just big enough for one person to fall into and stay in there like the guy that had to cut his own arm off and,
27 hours.
yeah, whatever, 27 hours later or whatever the hell that movie was.
My God. Stop it for a second.
Look at Scott.
Now go back for a second. Look how into it I am on Anthony Stalter's lap. Now we
Oh
are
my
lap
God.
dancing.
You're just bouncing on him.
We are lap
You
dancing
guys are
fast lane.
touching
You're
crotches.
bouncing on him.
Look at that. He's blowing his whistle.
Anthony Stalter is blowing a rape whistle, by the way.
I'm trying not to actually touch Marsh with my ass.
My crotch is in Jamie Rivers' face. And I was screaming, I'm so sorry, Jamie Rivers. Jeff Burton would want it this way.
Yeah. My balls touched Carrie Davis's bald head, and I was like, this guy's going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie was loving it.
Yeah,
I've never assaulted a Super Bowl champion before.
I lost myself in the dance.
As we
'Cause
did.
Anthony-
As you
good.
You were
will.
feeling it, man.
Anthony after goes, did you hear me blowing that whistle in your ear? I go, no.
No, I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Not once.
No.
Sorry.
I was like Will Ferrell during the debate in Old School. I
Yeah.
blacked out.
Well, I talked to Marsh's girlfriend before this whole thing, and I said, are we okay with everything that's about ready to go down? I go, I'm not going to get too nuts. And she goes, no, you go ahead and get nuts. I'm like, okay.
How
And then
nuts
I
did you get on him?
I didn't get nuts. I took his hat. I rubbed his head. I didn't put my butt on him. I was too afraid.
Yeah.
But I gave the illusion.
They're the ones that got the nuts.
Yeah. Everybody
Well,
else
I
got
did
nuts.
not.
I think I may have taken it too far with Stalter, I'll be honest with you. I
Yeah.
really rode
You
him.
were bouncing.
I
I
rode-
can't
HR
believe
was
how
outside
you
today.
mounted him.
I
so
mounted
quickly.
him. I thought we were all mounting our partners.
No, I was not
to
going
the
to mount
chest
Marsh.
of my partner.
Yeah.
I said
I went all in,
lamp.
and I had to. Then I talked to Carrie Davis's lady after. I was like, "Hey," she seemed upset at first, and I go, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that." She goes, "Don't apologize to me.
Right.
Apologize to him."
Oh,
I go, "Okay."
Was he upset?
No, he was great.
It looked like he
I
was
mean-
laughing.
He was having a good time, but before you forget like how big and athletic. I'm a pretty big dude.
I mean, he's
but
a
Carrie
former
Davis looks
fullback.
like he could pick me up and probably throw me around the room if he wanted
Yeah.
to. And I watched him drink a beer in one drink.
Like one.
Like he just like kicked it back and it was like disappeared.
Which is
'Cause It's
crazy,
like
he had a
those guys
straw.
are in such good shape. They just like it doesn't affect them like it affects normal people.
Yeah.
And his friend is a coach for Philadelphia, and he's watching the game, and he was getting like agitated,
Really? Well, he was really into the game.
really into it. And I'm like, man, how many beers have you had? How upset are you about this game? Because I have plans to dry hump your head, and I want to know what that's going to cost me today here at this Hot Shots.
Yeah, I will
event.
be dry humping your head come
Yeah.
halftime.
But he was a good sport about it.
Yeah, you don't want him agitated.
Nah, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah, so I looked over and I was the only one who mounted my partner, and I was.
Hey,
I couldn't. I mean, were you on him facing? Were you on Jamie facing him?
I was sitting on his
I didn't.
chest.
Yeah.
I didn't see you.
Yeah.
You weren't
apparently
alone,
no one
Mark.
saw me.
I didn't see you.
You weren't alone.
Okay.
There's a wide video floating around on the internet where it's not panning like TikTok, and you can see everyone the whole time. Mm-hmm. Everyone had their moment.
Okay, because I
straddled Carrie.
I gave it 110%.
Yeah, I got off stage, and I did the old, like, Captain Morgan, foot on the stage from the front,
Nice.
where he couldn't escape.
Oh, nice.
And
Did anybody try to jump off the stage?
I did jump off.
Oh.
And landed clean. I was telling Lern that morning, like, sometimes your 40-plus-year-old brain still thinks it's 20. You get caught up in a moment, and I landed it clean in cowboy boots and was like, I got away with one.
Dude, jumping off things now, you're in your 40s, mid-40s.
Yeah,
I know.
that stage was 4 feet probably, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
maybe
pretty
3
tall.
4 feet. That's pretty tall.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Jumping off things now is just not. You think you're invincible.
Yeah.
I landed it clean, dude. Like stuck an Olympic landing. And then it's the dance. The dancer in me came out, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden, man, like, I was just a little lighter, you know?
You floated down.
I did. I was like a little Mary Poppins off the stage.
I took the stairs. So I was not. After the last thing I jumped off of wet.
Maybe that was the key to
Punk
the
Rock Christmas. I'm not doing that again.
no airflow tracksuit actually served as a small parachute that got me off the stage. It had just enough wind drag on it to like float me down and keep me safe.
No, I took the stairs both times, up and down off that stage.
That's good.
Nothing sexier than you just wait. You're gonna get it. Wait a second. As soon as I get down these stairs.
I did it with haste. I
With gusto, you did.
I got up and down those stairs pretty quickly.
This is impressive.
Thank you. Well, you all were impressive. We served out that part of the punishment. That's done.
What were your notes?
No, I was just going to say the pile driving was excellent. I liked whenever Moon and King Scott, rubbed up on each other. I thought that was great.
Thank you.
And I did like how fast you did straddle Stalter. Those were all the notes that I wanted to
Okay.
really discuss. I just think the feedback.
Did you feel
on
good about it?
Was good. Oh yeah,
You
I
killed
felt
it.
liberated.
You killed it.
Tim was at the Kansas City Chiefs game, courtesy of Rafe and Tina's tickets, and I done a couple of fireball shots and just left it all on the dance floor. You know.
You did.
I think I'm a tracksuit guy.
Yeah.
I really
You are-
loved wearing that matching tracksuit.
You've
You
gone
want your
full-
Russian family to finally accept you? Show up for Thanksgiving
I think
in a
I'm
tracksuit.
gonna.
Yeah, you've gone full East Coast, headed to Florida.
I'm ready.
You are more than ready, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm ready to go.
You're one of
Natural
those-
evolution too. You know, you didn't force it.
No.
Now all you need is a coffee can buried with some cash
And a gold chain.
Yeah, you need Cuban.
Like a
He's
nice one that lays
he's
on
an
your
Italian
hair.
bullhorn chain and a big Coke bottle glass, Harry Carey
I'm
glass.
ready
a
to
big
move into
belly.
Del Boca Vista.
Yeah, you're one set of Harry
Del
Carey
Vista Boca?
glasses away.
I've never owned a full tracksuit. I have the jogger pants,
Sure.
many Adidas products, never the full matching suit.
How'd it feel?
Great.
I stripped that thing off, and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" Straight to the costume rack,
Trash.
and she goes, "You gonna wear that again?" And I go, "Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna make good use."
I think
of
it may
this."
go into my rotation of regular clothes.
I almost wore it
I'm fine with it.
today.
I considered
I
it.
was thinking.
It was a man. We all got the exact same one, like the identical one. So I got like an extra small man tracksuit, and it fit perfect. It was perfectly fit.
So good, so comfortable. I didn't want to take it off yesterday. My wife's like, "You gonna take this thing off?" I go, "No."
It's acceptable.
I
Pajamas.
wore it to bed.
They're grocery pajamas. I mean, that's what it is. It's acceptable
Yeah.
pajamas. It's a step up
Yeah.
from the the skin tight tank top thing. You know, what are those undershirts?
Wife beaters.
Yeah, right. It's one step past that. It's like slightly more
Yeah.
acceptable. It's just
I will say,
It's acceptable to wear a wife beater underneath that.
yeah,
That's Gwen
it's
Stefani.
preferred.
It's preferred, yes.
I went to Wally's after, and because I didn't think about footwear, because I came in other clothes, so I had my suede cowboy boots on, which didn't necessarily look that great with the.
I forgot about that.
It's on brand though for you. That's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
You went to Wally's and bought shoes?
No, I went to no. I stopped by
What
Wally's
don't
on
they
the way
sell there?
home. I was like, I'll grab some snacks for the game, get some gas. And when I went into Wally's, there was an entire cheer team, high school cheer team in there. And I could feel, then they looked cool. The girls all had their hair pulled back tight, ponies, ribbons, had their little, way too much makeup on,
Yeah, there
too
was
much rouge.
There was a big cheer competition this weekend.
And I'm walking around looking at the potato salad and Wally's in my tracksuit and cowboy boots, and I can see girls being like,
Hey.
Mom, who's that guy? I looked like such a creep. I had to look like the creepiest dude, like just by myself, like buying cranberry chicken salad from a Wally's by myself.
Right on.
In
Or
my
the-
cowboy
It is
boots
a
and
good look.
tracksuit.
At the beef jerky bar.
Yeah. All alone in a gaggle of high school cheerleaders that were just like, ew. Who's this weird man?
Get in the car, kids.
I look like a guy be like, oh, you guys models?
Take my card.
Here's my card.
Yeah.
I guess it is a little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Lloyd with
Get
You're
outta
going to be
here.
a big star entertainment.
Tell your
outta
dad to
here.
call me.
So
Yeah,
I just went in the other part until they left.
I did the thing where I got gas. You know, you kind of forget what you're wearing. And then I saw my reflection in a window, and I had that ridiculous chain and my headband still on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scott had a
And
gold chain
that
that
was a
said
good look.
King.
That happened to us in the flight suits at lunch last week. Like, we thought it was funny going in, and I completely forgot we had them on because we started talking, just having a nice conversation, and then I realized when I stood up that I was still wearing a Top Gun flight suit.
People respected us more, though. I think they thought we were real pilots, which was really cool.
And
I mean, you're
sad.
right near an airport. We're near.
Yeah.
We did a shoot near Spirit Airport.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone dresses over there.
That's right.
Considered that.
Well, if we need to start, Tracksuit Tuesday, I'm down. So
I'm
just
thinking
let
of
me know.
buying other colors.
Me
I'm
too.
really.
Oh, you're just going to have the
Ready
entire.
to lean in.
I want the Jonathan Davis green sequin one.
I was going to say, you're going to have the entire Corn Life is Peachy arrangement there.
Yep.
I may
That'd be
do
sweet.
like a velvet one.
Oh, you should get the red
heck
one
yeah.
like Rafe and
Different
Tina.
materials.
And that velour one was comfortable.
Once you go
Velour.
Once you go with those velvet velour ones or whatever,
You're done.
You don't go. You own nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too classy by that point.
That's when you have to just have those, and you have to have a red one, a black one.
Like a burgundy one.
Yeah, the burgundy.
Yeah.
that-
Fancy.
The burgundy one is your everydayer.
And you got to have yacht money.
Burgundy one.
The red is for special occasions.
Well, it was awesome. So thank you all for coming out. It was terrific seeing you all down there in Hot Shots. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. That Philly Commander game was a blowout. That wound up not being close at the end. And then you got the KC Buffalo game, which ended, around 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah.
8:45, 9 o'clock. Yeah, it was close. I mean, you got a Super Bowl that, I don't know, is America going to care about this one? KC Philly?
Again.
Again? Well, remember last time they played, it was the Kelsey Bowl.
Yeah.
That was Jason Kelsey with the Eagles versus Travis with the Chiefs.
I think that's the one I have, dude. The one you have pulled up.
This velour
Yeah.
Adidas tracksuit.
Like the burgundy colored.
Hey, dude, it was nice. Way to
Pretty
cap
tight.
off the weekend, though.
Will the Chiefs win?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm so, and like everybody,
Once again, though.
everyone took a knee to kiss the ass of Josh Allen all week long, all the sports people. And I just sat back quiet, and I'm like, all right, man.
And watch those first two throws go right to Chiefs players.
Once again, the refs are the big story after the game.
But they were going to be no matter what.
But yeah, but
Once again, the refs are the big story after the game.
that's just because Twitter is a
Dude, they were
it's a
tweeting
rage
about the
machine.
refs in the first 4 plays.
Yeah, it's just a rage
Come on.
machine.
And
that's
listen,
what
I know you
plays.
guys are Chiefs fans, but you have to admit that third down play where it should have been a first down, followed by the fourth down, which also should have been a first down.
If you compare
The fourth down play was, here's the thing, dude.
Which changed the entire game. Come on. Let's be honest. I know the Chiefs
I will be
won.
honest. Here's what I'll be honest about. They went for it on fourth down 6 times. 6 times on a low percentage play. They got it 4 out of 6. You can't keep going for it on fourth down. And they're used to Josh Allen getting it by a mile. He was getting stonewalled the whole game. That was a close call. I'll go with you that it could have gone either way, but you got to go with the ref's spot. It wasn't like he was 2 yards past.
That is after the third down play with the two refs coming in from the sidelines. One was past the line, one was before the line. It was
I don't know.
wild, that whole sequence of
Well, they
of
called
events.
a PI on us that was clearly not. No one cared about that. Bills get a first down. They called a holding call on us that was pretty ticky-tack. No one cares about it. No one cares when it's the Chiefs getting kind of a bad
Those
call.
don't fit the rage narrative.
Exactly. They don't fit the narrative.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the other thing was like when it was such a dumb challenge. The other big play was when they went up and they had dual possession. And they gave it to Worthy when he came down. Now the ball might have touched the ground, but they had a holding call, so it was going to be first down Chiefs anyway. So he challenged a play that was going to give. They let Buffalo challenge a play after the Chiefs had already run a play. I've never seen that in the NFL in my life.
We had thrown the flag.
He threw the flag right when the ball was snapped. The full play happened. Worthy got hit for a loss, so now it's 2nd and goal from the 13. And the refs just ran the game back, and they're like, no, we're not counting that. Buffalo challenges. Then they lost the challenge because he challenged possession instead of whether it was a catch. He tried to get the ball. He's like, I'm challenging that we had possession of the ball. So they didn't look at it to see if the ball hit the ground or not. And I'm like, it was a dumb challenge. It was a bad coaching call.
This is the NFL. This happens in every game and has for decades and decades. And I guarantee you Tom Brady, by the way, who is garbage, and I'm so on Lern's side now.
Yes.
He looks so
weird,
strange. We are equal opportunity objectifiers in this room. And
Tom Brady,
he's a weird
when you listen to
fella
Tom Brady
at
talk,
point.
it always sounds like he's smiling through what he's saying.
Or trying to. Yeah, it's so weird.
Like he's smile talking.
He's not going to be there for very long.
No.
But, I mean, he's got what has he got, a 10-year contract for $4 gazillion?
There's no way. There's going to be a buyout or some sort of deal.
It's his first year. They'll give him another year or two.
I think it's his voice, too, man.
He's a coach.
He kind of talks from the back of his throat a little bit. Like, you don't realize it when you don't see his face. When you see his face, because you're like, oh, this is like a handsome, that's Tom Brady talking. But then when you only hear it and you don't see his face, you're like, who put Gollum on a microphone? Because he's like, yeah, they're out there trying to do some crazy stuff, man.
I just don't think he's offering anything. But I did have the thought that, man, the Twitter that existed in Tom Brady's day, he is so thankful that this Twitter didn't exist when he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to compare all the Mahomes things.
You don't think that guy got hate?
Here's the
I
other
understand
thing.
what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, they're literally building a narrative for this because that's what's driving the fuel for NFL on Twitter.
Oh, so Mahomes is a victim.
Yeah, for sure. In this sense, yeah. I mean, listen.
The flopper from last week?
Oh, that's absurd. I mean,
I'll show you.
He watched MLS tape.
I'll show you the.
Did I say he was?
That's the game film.
Did I say he was a saint?
He watched all MLS stuff.
What I'm telling you is, anybody that doesn't have a Twitter account that's just watching the NFL is seeing this and knows that this is just the NFL.
Dude,
anybody that has a Twitter account is saying what you're saying.
No,
you're a hater, dude.
I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. Get out of here.
Alan did it last
Twitter.
night. I watched the play and I almost filmed it and
You're
sent
on
it to
Twitter.
you. He got barely nudged as he was going out of bounds and he went flying. 6'5" Josh Allen, who no one can tackle. Chris Jones can barely bring him down, and the little DB touched him, and he was like,
You're on Twitter, Grandpa.
If you watch,
they're all flopping.
Watch ESPN today and listen to all the talking heads. They'll be talking about the refs. It's not just Twitter.
They all got
Stop it.
And ESPN isn't after your attention too?
Stop it.
And ESPN all picked the Bills.
Are you triggered? What's going on?
No.
It's fine.
He's just mad. You hate us because you ain't us.
Stay off the internet, Grandpa.
Gramps.
I will say that Philadelphia Eagle fans. In fact, I'm going to all Philly fans.
All Philly.
All of Philadelphia. That city sucks. So I'm firmly.
Yeah, piss those people off. Let's see what happens.
What
next.
are they going to do?
And Josh
Throw
Allen,
cheesesteaks at me?
Josh Allen is the biggest MLSer in the league.
Let me cook on Philly here for a second.
Okay.
Good gracious.
It's only 3 things about Philly that are good.
Get them.
Okay?
Number 1.
Cream cheese.
Amazing.
they
Philadelphia
got
cream cheese
great
is
cream
amazing.
cheese.
The only
Rocky.
kind. Yes.
And cheesesteaks.
You're right.
Which is also
That's about it.
in that order.
2 out of 3 is cheese.
In that order.
I think Fanatic is up there too. He might be number 4.
City of brotherly love, right?
Yeah,
That's Philadelphia.
brotherly love my ass.
Yeah.
Well, remember what they have to do. If the
I saw Eagles poop at the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia.
if the Eagles win, they grease up all the light posts so nobody climbs them. That's true.
Is it
love
really?
They put grease
That's great.
on all the light posts in Philly so people don't climb them.
It's true.
They have a contract with KY.
That's ridiculous.
They lubricate all the light posts up. It's true. It's true. Well, okay.
It makes the videos more fun.
We have the Phillies. We have the Eagles, and we got the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, New Orleans on February 9th. We'll see. Now the whole thing is, did you see the colors of the Super Bowl logo?
Oh, great.
No, what's wrong with
It's
that?
Chiefs colors.
Okay, so red and yellow.
It's Chiefs colors. So, and it has been Chiefs colors for the entire year.
Okay.
So this is all part of the script.
Inside job.
But last
This
year
is
it wasn't
all-
the Chiefs colors.
It's all part of the script, guys. Hey, don't question it.
Okay.
Last year
sorry.
was
Yeah.
Dolphins, right? It was
No,
Dolphins.
that's the year that it was. Last time it was Chiefs in Philly. Same story, but there was more green than red, which meant Philly was going to win. And then Chiefs won, and that narrative went away because it didn't fit. This is every single year.
Nah.
And it was Niners Chiefs. Remember? Because then it was like, which color red is closer
Oh, right.
to the right shade?
Oh, it's pretty close this time to the Chiefs.
I bet.
Those colors.
Good. I hope it is rigged. It'll be a lot less stress on me.
Well, what are your Super Bowl plans? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
You don't know where you're going? Are you going somewhere? Are you going to a party?
I don't make plans because I don't to jinx it until it's done, till it's a done deal.
What
Do it every year. I don't make a Super Bowl party plan until I see what the AFC Championship game has to wield. Because I don't know. I don't ever want to jinx it, man. Because then if it's going to be a Chiefs Super Bowl, it's a different kind of party for me. If they're out of it, it's a way more relaxing day. If they're in it,
Do you think you want to be by yourself?
Sometimes. I was last year.
You know,
It was
I
last
think
year.
I honestly think outside the sphere of influence of the two teams, let's say Kansas City, you have your parts of Kansas, you have Missouri, you have maybe throw a little Iowa in there, maybe throw a little Oklahoma, and then Philly. Outside those areas, I don't think anybody really cares who wins. Honestly.
Which is a great, which is the perfect script. That's what the NFL wants, right? A
think there's a lot of
mid-Missouri
hate.
market.
There's a lot of, you're either like, do you want to witness greatness and see the three-peat in the Michael Jordan moment for Patrick Mahomes, or is it like the Patriots level hate where you're like anyone but the Chiefs? And I
No.
think that's pretty
Right.
much the rest of the country.
And this was taken before yesterday. So, and this according to a survey of 2,000 people over the age of 21, less than half actually care about which football team wins.
Yeah.
That's usually the case.
They just want a good game.
They just want a good game. Well, it's an excuse to get together and eat terrible food.
100%.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
what it is. It's a thing. It's a cultural thing.
I don't know if my mom's going to have her Super Bowl party now. It's the Chiefs again because now it's like her son-in-law. Like my mom's she always goes all out. So now I don't know if she's going to do it because the Chiefs are in it. That's kind of like the thing she was waiting on. So now I think it's a go.
She's going to do
I
it.
think so. Yeah.
Now, does your husband want to go to your mother's house to watch?
He's like 50-50.
Or does he want to go hang out with his buddies?
No, Tim likes to watch it like alone, or he doesn't mind going over to my mom's house because it's the best food spread ever.
Yeah.
But he also wants to watch the game, and that can, even though we got like multiple TVs going, it's just a lot of people. So I don't know. It's kind of like and I'll defer to him. Like if he wants to go, I'll go. If he wants to stay home, I'll stay home.
Now, in this poll that was taken, the food spread has the power to make or break the entire Super Bowl experience. So what are the necessary foods for a Super Bowl spread?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Dip?
For sure.
What do the people say? What is the one well, they have a list of like the top 5 most necessary foods to make or break.
The crock pot weenies.
Crock-pot weenies did not make the top 5.
What? Strange.
You mean crock-pot weenies just swimming in barbecue sauce?
No, with like wrapped in bacon. Like the little weenies. Wrapped in bacon with I don't know if it's barbecue sauce or some special sauce. It's crock pot sauce. I don't know
Whatever
what
it is. The number one thing was what makes or break a Super Bowl party as far as the spread goes.
Pizza?
Pizza's number 4.
You're just going to say
Wings.
chips.
Wings is number 1.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Pizza, I don't think is a great.
It's lazy.
Pizza doesn't hold.
No, it's good for the minutes delivered, and then you better get it
You
down
got-
fast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't mind cold pizza.
Always underbuy the pizza so it doesn't sit. That way, whoever wants pizza, you get it early, you get it hot.
You got to get it early.
and then it's gone. and that space can now be used for the next thing.
Wings hold.
That's
Wings could hold.
That's a first half only. Yeah, wings, chips and dips, those kind of things. Those are full gamers.
Right.
Pizza. If you want pizza, you're here by the first quarter, or it's gone.
Right.
Because we need that space for the next thing.
Number 1 was, buffalo wings. Number 2 was barbecue. And barbecue holds as well.
I'm a dip queen. I find myself.
The 7-layer dip was next.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, taco dip.
The 7-layer dip
Yum, 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 yum.
was next. Then you got your pizza. Then they have chicken tenders on here, like chicken tenders / and or nuggets.
Yeah, it's a chicken day. Every type of chicken dip, chicken finger, chicken tender, chicken wing.
Yeah, bad day for poultry. Like if you are poultry.
I would
Like
say
if you are a poultry.
this
it's a terrible
day,
day for you.
even more than Thanksgiving, birds should be upset. Thanksgiving gets all the heat about the turkeys and pardoning the turkeys, but nobody says anything about how many chickens are slaughtered for your Super Bowl Sunday.
Dang.
Not just slaughtered, but dismembered.
And nobody talks about it.
like just their wings.
Right.
Like
No breast.
nobody's eating breast.
No.
At least turkey
No
are eating
thigh.
the whole. At least turkey are eating the whole thing.
Yeah.
Chicken wings. You're just taking just parts and throwing the rest back. Hot Shots had a nice little spread yesterday for us. I did have a couple pieces of pizza. Did you guys eat anything yesterday?
I didn't. I did a Jell-O shot, 2 Fireballs, and a vodka tonic that I was just kind of sipping on. And that was enough for me. That was good.
Oh, you drank your afternoon lunch.
I did.
Wiggle those hips loose for that
Yeah.
rousing dance.
Yeah, I had to eat something.
I didn't even see the food. Where was it hidden at?
You serious? There was a whole table.
What else besides pizza?
There was pizza, wings, I think T-Ravs. They kept bringing out pizzas.
Well,
I didn't see that.
I had a couple pieces after.
bummed to miss that.
I didn't want to be throwing a bunch of raviolis down the gullet before I had to gyrate on
No, my nerves.
Super Bowl champion.
My nerves were hungry. I had to feed them. I had to feed my nerves. So, all right,
Feed your nerves.
Listen, we'll see what happens. Super Bowl, whatever number it is.
I would like to say one
Go
thing
ahead, please.
about this. I did say, it was for all the haters out there. They've been hating on the Chiefs all year long. They haven't even scored 30 points twice all year. Well, they scored 30 yesterday. And I told Stalter and Kerry Davis and the Bills fan at Hot Shots, I said the first team to 30 wins that game. Because it's not the 48-42 Bills versus Chiefs. Neither of those teams are as explosive as they used to be. And the first team to 31. So don't be mad. Get happy in the same pants you got mad in. Chiefs are going in the Super Bowl, baby.
Okay. I had called yesterday 35-32 Bills win.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
And you owe me $20.
I don't owe you nothing.
150.
I didn't bet with you.
Oh.
I didn't bet with you.
Well, we did.
I was hoping for a Bills kicker to actually kick a game-winning field goal as opposed to poor Scott Norwood back at Super Bowl 25 who missed wide right.
Ouch.
The kick heard round the world.
And I looked up, so it was, I think, what year was it? 1990s?
1, 2,
1991?
2, 1, 1.
It may have been 91. Bills to win the Super Bowl. Poor dude kicks it wide right. Giants win. Scott Norwood is the guy's name. What is Scott Norwood doing now? And I looked this up.
Working at Home Depot.
You're close.
Really?
Lowe's.
You are, nope.
Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Scott Norwood, former kicker for the Buffalo Bills. And look, it takes a lot to get to the NFL. He lives in Northern Virginia, and he helps a buddy run a landscaping business.
Good for him.
It says throughout the 90s he was an insurance salesman, and he got into real estate as a real estate agent in 2002.
This man's an entrepreneur. I'll do it all.
So yeah, he's turned a few corners. Now
You think
he's doing landscape.
He's got like an Ace Ventura, like the laces out, like in his
Yeah.
mom's got some sort of room
Oh, yeah.
dedicated
Yeah,
to the mistake.
yeah.
Would you like some cookies, son?
Yeah, well,
Laces out.
poor Scott Norwood.
I'm looking for Scott Norwood and a clean pair of shorts.
Do you think if he's working on somebody's landscaping, like some a-hole drives by and like reminds him?
What right?
Yeah, poor guy. Change your name.
Well, he doesn't live in Buffalo.
He actually his roommates with Steve Bartman. They live together down in Florida.
Poor Steve Bartman.
Bartman and Norwood.
That guy. Mark Andrews, throw that guy in there.
Yeah.
How about yesterday, Dalton Kincaid dropping that ball?
Oh yeah. No, they don't talk about that.
Oh no,
Because that's not the ref's fault. Talk about something else.
Okay. All
let's talk about.
That's why everybody's crying
All
in the
right.
chat right now.
Let's talk about the landscaping services of North Carolina. Wide right landscaping.
Norwood and Norwood.
That's right.
Wow, that's very
Yeah.
specific.
Call us for all your lawn needs
Hey.
at Wide Right.
Are you the victim of a foul ball? Call Bartman and Norwood. Wide right landscaping.
Oh God. As little kids, you guys ding dong ditch people.
Yes,
Were you ding dong ditchers?
we were.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say that we used to ride our bikes. It was almost like an X Games before the X Games parking lot of this church right up the road, and it had the perfect ramps, the perfect curbs. You know, like we just tore that place to pieces, right? And one day we discovered that the church had a doorbell, like a classic, like on your neighbor's door doorbell.
Right.
And we thought, well, let's see what happens. So we rang that, and sure enough, it took them like 90 seconds for somebody from the office,
To
which is
walk
probably in the
over.
back, to walk all the way up there and see what was going on. And once we discovered that, man,
It was on.
it was odd. They were getting multiple
did it.
things a week.
Okay, so you targeted that one church,
Well, it was next to Kevin's house, so.
right? Did you guys do houses? Did you? We had one house on our block that we did a lot.
I only remember doing the
We
church.
did other houses too, and this is kids. This is prior to the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
The Ring doorbell really
Ruined
ruined
everything.
ding dong ditching. We would call it ring and run.
Yeah. We did it on Halloween night to my buddy. He was Jehovah's Witness, so they wouldn't let him go out and celebrate or have any of that kind of fun. So we'd go past his house about 30 times on Halloween night just to ring the doorbell
Come on
over and over
out.
and over again.
So you only did it on one night. We were
No,
regular.
I mean, we do it every.
We were regular.
Yeah, we'd always hit our friends' houses and stuff like that, like goofballs. But that was the one that it was every year we were excited to go do that.
See, it was never friends' houses. The thrill was non-friends' houses. The thrill was the random house, and also hiding close enough to see
Right.
your work.
Yeah.
And there was one house that we did a lot, enough where the guy would call the cops.
Oh gosh.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, think about how paranoid we all are now, where if anybody shows up to your house after dark, it's a whole thing, right? Like we are all on edge. We have the guy, and last week we were talking about with the goat mask showing up with the Book of Revelations quote. And there's just psychopaths that we hear about every day. So the innocence of just ringing a doorbell and running, which is exactly what it was, in this day and age can't exist
I will
anymore.
say that we didn't do it at night.
Oh,
It was
really?
always during the day.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It was always during the day.
You know, I don't think I do remember this one time, and I still remember this guy. I still remember the feeling I have towards him. My buddy and I, we found like some weird tree that had these weird big berries on it, and we were bored. So and I lived on a huge street, so 4-lane street, and we found these berries, and we're like, oh, let's just roll them out into the road and see if we can get a car to run over one still in motion. You know, just like games that 80s kids
Yeah.
were playing to not be bored. So we're rolling these berries out, and like, oh, every once in a while, you know, a car kind of hits one. We're not throwing them at cars or any of that stuff. And this dude in a black, I want to say it was like a Fox body or something similar to like those old Mustang Fox bodies, you know, which are cool cars, by the way. And this one had like gold trim on it. And we did it. And this guy, I remember, he like suddenly slams on his brakes and turns the corner. And Kevin and I are like, oh my gosh, what the heck? He's like, he's stopping. So we freak out and we take off running. But we're kind of watching to see what's going on. So we're in the neighbor's yard, you know. This dude pulls up into my driveway and knocks on the door. And we sneak in the back door of my house to see if we can hear what's going on. And this guy is screaming at my parents about kids, you know, doing all this stuff and damaging cars and throwing rocks. And I was like, he's lying. He's lying. And what did we do after that?
Did it again.
No. we made it our mission for the next like 4 months to find out where this black car was, because this is the house we were going to.
Oh, okay. So
Investigations.
It was like,
so you had a mission. You had a.
We were like, yo, keep your eyes peeled on the way to school for the next couple months. You know, when we're riding our bikes, if we're gonna go exploring or something, we are looking for a car with this. I mean, we're looking for a house with this car in the
and
driveway.
then what were you gonna do?
Public enemy number one. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
what were you gonna
saying,
do?
man. It doesn't matter. We didn't need that part of the plan yet. We just needed to find this guy, because screw him.
Yeah, it was another adventure for us to go on.
Like, what are you doing, you narc, jerk, jackass? Like, this dude, I still remember what he was wearing. He was wearing like a black tracksuit, and he was just this dorky, big, had a thin mustache and a dorky mullet. And I swear, man, I still remember me and Kevin being like, that guy.
We're gonna find him.
We're gonna
I
get
wonder
him.
if he's out there.
We're gonna get him. I'm gonna get in
He
trouble.
could be listening right
He
now.
probably is a listener.
Now he's gone. I guarantee you, he's not on the
Well,
planet.
I bring up the ding dong ditching thing because out in Springfield, headline: kids playing ding dong ditch prank shot at and held at gunpoint by man.
Oh my goodness!
See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's this guy. What kind of car does he drive?
He drives and they are specific when he says he drives a white Jeep,
Okay.
Okay. Man, if
a
you,
Grand Cherokee.
if you said a 85 Ford Fox body.
So this guy, tell me if this is an overreaction. The guy's name is Melvin Rankin.
Melvin.
40 years old. Melvin Rankin. He's facing charges for unlawful use of a weapon, armed criminal action, and robbery. And this is out of Springfield. One of the kids says they were at the IHOP, and they were eating at the IHOP, and they decided to play a little ding dong ditch.
Mm-hmm.
And at one house, they rang the doorbell, saw a guy later identified as Melvin look out the window. They rang the doorbell again. Garage opens. They hear a gunshot from inside the garage. They go to their car. They drive off, but were followed by Melvin in a white Jeep Grand Cherokee at a dead-end road. So now there's a car chase. At a dead-end road, Melvin pulls up next to the kids, points a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip at them, demands they get out of the car. They all lie on the ground. He points the gun to the back of the head of one of the kids.
Oh, my God.
And says, "Who sent you? Where's the gun?"
Where's the gun?
The kids told Melvin, "We're kids. We're sorry.
We're just idiot kids.
We're just playing ding dong ditch." Well, he grabs the keys of the car. He drives off. Kids call the cops. They find Melvin, pull him over. He's arrested. At his house, they find a single-shot 12-gauge shotgun that was wrapped in a towel in a drawer. This guy is a registered sex offender on lifetime GPS monitoring.
Oh my gosh!
I saw that was like the very first thing. If you type his name in, it just says registered sex offender.
Yeah. He's
No
lifetime
way.
GPS monitoring for a first-degree statutory rape conviction. History of failing to report as a sex offender, failing to appear for court dates. Convictions for breaking and entering, possession of a controlled substance, driving while revoked. He's admitted a Crips gang member. So,
Wow.
whoops, wrong house.
Wrong house indeed.
Wrong house to ding dong ditch.
Did you ever have that though in the neighborhood? You ever have like some sort of? You always had to have a villain. You know, like in the 80s, we were like heroes and villains. The comic books, the cartoons that we were watching. So at any given point in the year, you know, there's some bad guy in the neighborhood that you're looking out for. Maybe it's somebody's older brother. Maybe
Do
it's
we have
a
any
neighbor.
villains? Yeah, I'm sure we did.
I mean, that's just how you lived. Like, I mean, the drama that we needed in our life consisted of.
And we created our own drama. You know,
That's what I mean.
My formidable years were in the suburbs. You know, it was fine. There were no villains, but we made them up in our heads.
No, it's exactly what I mean. Like the drama that we needed to survive just had to do with finding a villain. So, like I said, there was the Mustang guy for a while there, or it was the so and so neighbor that kicked us out of the creek, even though that wasn't his property.
Yeah, or it was the guy that we were ringing and running, and the guy called the cops.
Right.
Clearly our fault.
Yeah, but you're like, what a dork calling the cops. Like you're the villain for the next 3 months in our minds.
Clearly our fault. Well, here's another story. You tell me if this is an overreaction. Headline: 12-year-old shot after throwing snowball at car in Connecticut.
I would say yes. Overreaction.
Oh, really?
See, this is
Unless
I'm glad you
I
brought
guess-
that to us to clear it up.
Yeah.
That's one America was probably on the fence about.
Right.
You were not sure.
Yeah. Ugh.
This is out of Hartford, Connecticut. This is Wednesday. A kid, a 12-year-old and an 11-year-old were throwing snowballs when a snowball hit a car. The car looped the block to chase the kids down and then started firing rounds at the kids. 12-year-old was hit a couple times. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. 11-year-old was fine. The police are still looking for... He's still looking for the gunman. But, yeah, okay, fine. Overreaction.
Oh, man.
So you got those kids. You got the ringing and runners. You got the snowball throwers. And then you got this story out of China. So a 10-year-old kid, I guess not a great student, didn't do his homework. So the dad severely scolds the 10-year-old. 10-year-old storms out of the house, goes to a store, asks the store, hey, can I use your phone? Kid's in 5th grade. Mm-hmm. So I remember his dad yelled at him. He's like, oh, I'm out of here. You ever run away as a kid? I ran up the street and I came back.
Yeah, of course.
I'd always have a backpack and it probably had like erasers and maybe a pencil in there or something. You leave, you're like, I'm out.
Supplies.
I'm going to take notes on how to survive out of here.
I got in trouble for cutting a hole in the floor of my room with a sawzall.
Because that's how you're going to get out?
I was
You
gonna
were
run
Shawshank
away.
Redemptioning in your own
I
house?
literally I tried to make like under my bed, and there was like a crawl space. My room was in the back of our house, and no one was home one day, and I pulled my bed out, and I tried to cut. I'm so lucky there were no electrical wires. I didn't look. And I took a sawzall and I just cut. We had wood.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't apply for a city permit?
No, I didn't get. I didn't go to City Hall and get the permit.
Check the plumbing
You're gonna have
lines.
to pull permits.
And I cut like a square that would like, I could just kind of like pull it out. I could just like wiggle it out like with my freaking knockoff Rambo. What was
Bowie
it
knife?
called? Moon survival knife with the little compass.
Oh, yeah. My buddy had one of those.
I had like I didn't have the great one. I had like the
Yeah, it
cheap
was the
version.
cheap Rambo
There's
one?
the saw on one side and
Yeah,
the
that's the Rambo. That's the old...
the handle's hollow, so you could put stuff in there.
But the compass was handy.
They made those knives with plastic handles at one
Oh, yeah.
point.
I don't know what I was saying. I thought I was going to like go out the bottom and crawl underneath the house out the back. There was like a little piece of lattice where like if we ever had to get under the house to fix anything, my dad would crawl under there. And I like literally.
That's where all the snakes are.
Andy Dufresne over
Yeah,
here.
I thought I was a messed up kid, dude. I had some weird thoughts as a kid. I was a weird child. I was just in a room with Native American stuff up everywhere and going to run away. And I think I wanted it to, it was also like, well, worst case scenario, this will be how I sneak out at night and fight crime or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I was going to be a superhero at night, protecting the mean streets of Dowell, Illinois, where there's so much crime happening, you know? And I remember years, but not thinking that like at some point, your dad's going to crawl under the house. He's going to see the light coming through this perfectly cut square. Be like, what the hell is this?
And did you actually cut the hole?
Yeah, man. I made the thing. I had the trap door under my bed. And it was like, I got away with it for like 2 years.
Did you ever use it to get out of the house?
I like showed it to my friends, and I think we like did it for fun. Like we went out at night when we could have just went out the door. Like when we
That's
would
where
go
the
camping.
snakes and spiders are.
That's true.
Yeah, there were like spiders and stuff
Under the house.
But it wasn't a long crawl because my room was in the back. So it's like I could pop down and crawl about 8 feet, and I'm out the back lattice.
Wow. What a cool, I would have loved
We were bored. Small
hang out
town
at your
kids,
house.
man.
Like, dude, Rafe's got a trap door under his bed to get out of the house. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it was such a.
Dude, if it would have been a thing with like hinges, like a
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like an actual
Like a vault door, yeah.
that would have been
to
sweet.
get out of the house. Anyway, so this kid in China, he's like, I'm out of here. He goes to a store nearby, asks if he could use the phone. So he calls 110, which is China's emergency number, and he asks to speak to the police. And police get on the phone, and he says, I have proof that my dad's hiding drugs in the house.
Oh.
5th grade.
Yeah. He had proof that his dad was hiding poppy shells, which is illegal in China. And then he waited calmly for the police to arrive, and he let him in the house. And remember, this is the dad yelled at the kid for not doing his homework.
Mm-hmm.
So the cops come. He calmly waits for the cops, lets the cops into the house. During their search, police found 8 dried poppy shells on the balcony of the boys' home. And the kid's dad was like, yeah, I bought these, but I'm only using these for medicinal purposes. I guess poppy shells are considered a dangerous drug out there in China.
Is that like an opium?
Yeah, that's how you make opium, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't know.
Gearing up for a black market opium den.
He expressed regret about breaking the law. He's like, I didn't know this was illegal.
Hasn't he watched Seinfeld?
What?
Oh, the poppy
Oh,
bagel.
the poppy seeds, yeah.
Poppy seeds. But, yeah, my whole thing is what happened to the 10-year-old?
He's in jail now, too, for being a narc.
Well, what did the dad do? What would you do? What would your dad have done? Let's say, yeah, your dad was a weed smoker.
Oh, yeah, my dad used to hide his weed in the freezer.
What would he do if you called the cops on him?
God, my dad was so, it's one of those small town things, dude. Like, my dad knew everybody. There would have been no problem. It was one of those situations. You know, I think all the cops in that small town were smoking weed with my dad, to be real.
Right.
You know, in his garage next to his bass boat.
Would you have gotten the conversation like, I'm disappointed in you?
My dad?
Yeah, like
I would have been saying that to him, most likely. Dad, I'm disappointed in you. My dad was so laid back.
Was
and
he chill?
He was so chill, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine sending my father to prison out of anger.
Hey, no more homework, dude.
I can't imagine narking out on my parents.
Well, and also I didn't know about the drugs. I didn't know about the weed until I was like in high school, probably. You know what I'm saying? So like in grade school, I didn't know what my dad was smoking in the garage. I don't know what that was. I knew I liked that smell better than his Marlboros.
You knew it was a different smell.
Yeah, I knew something different was going on.
It was a different smell.
Hey, man, if you get in trouble and put in time out, you just cut a hole under your bed and sneak on out.
Mm-hmm.
Rafe treatment.
You ever threaten to call the police after getting in trouble at home?
On my parents?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No way. I would never have considered that. I did consider running away, but, you know.
Did you?
Handle your own problems.
I'm sure I'm going to call the police. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
No.
No, but you know what?
No, dude.
You know
That
what?
was
One
too
of
Not
risky.
getting the parents involved.
That's
Not getting
too
the cops
risky.
involved.
No, the threat went the other way. We were not allowed to lock doors in the house. Probably still aren't. And one of the threats that they would do, they would say, if you lock that door and you can't get it unlocked, we'll have to call the fire department, and they'll have to come down here and blast this door down. And I don't remember exactly what they said. I just remember having a vivid thought that if I lock this door and something goes wrong, they're going to bring this giant hose of hot water that's going to knock the door down and soak me, and I don't want either of those things to happen. So we were scared into not locking doors with the possibility of the fire department coming and knocking it down.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Empty threats.
But, I mean, creative threats.
Creative, yes. It's getting the authorities involved.
Yeah.
It's getting the authorities involved in any way. Like, you don't want that.
That's what my mom would threaten with my cousins and I. She'd say, I'm going to call the cops on you guys.
Yes,
That
it's
was
that
like the
reverse
reverse.
psychology. That's
Right,
why,
yeah.
I thought if I called the cops, they'd take me to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my mom would be like, oh,
Weaponizing it.
she weaponized fear of police. She's not instill like you're supposed to be like, police are your friends. If you're ever in
Which is
trouble,
not a
find
great
the
thing.
cop.
Think about
No,
that.
it's
Oh,
not.
no. Throughout the 80s, all these parents were using the
dude.
cops as
Yeah.
threats.
That's how they got us to shut up at the department store.
That's what my mom would be like. If you guys don't sit down in the back and put your seatbelts on, we'll get pulled over and they'll take you to jail.
Yeah, there was a point in all of
Never
our
like
childhoods.
take me to jail, take you to jail.
There was a point in all of our childhoods, at least around here, where we felt like, I mean, it was very North Korea in our minds. Like, reality was like, if you misbehave here, you're getting arrested. If you misbehave here, you're getting arrested. You misbehave here, you're getting killed.
That's a shame.
That and the department store intercom. My mom, when we go to Walmart and stuff, she go, if I was being bad, she go, I'm going to get on that intercom and tell everybody about how bad you're being.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's creative. I've never heard
That's a
that.
good
She'd go
one.
over to the phones, dude. Like, you know, how they have
Public
the phones?
humiliation?
She was like, I specifically remember my mom, you know, I was just acting a fool because I'm excited to be at Walmart. And she walked over and picked up the phone. And she didn't realize that when you pick it up, it actually starts, you know?
Yeah. You hear the beep.
So she got all freaked out. That was the last time she ever did that.
Attention, J.C. Penney. This is Jill. And Lern
And you know,
has
you know
done
what's
it
sad?
today.
And I'm thinking about this now. It's sad that I'm past the point with my kids now that those lies work.
Yeah, you can't lie to them
I
anymore.
can't lie to them
They'll
anymore.
look it
They're They're too smart for that. They're
I
too old for
swear
that.
they were never as dumb as we were. I swear, dude. There's no way I could have ever pulled this crap on my kids.
Well, we
And-
didn't have the content to tell us.
yeah,
you
we
know?
Tell my
bought- we
kids things
bought
were on
this.
fire. That's why we couldn't go.
Oh, yeah. your neighborhood playground's burned down 17
we can't
times.
go. It burnt down. That's a
I remember
great
my
one.
boy was like, "Can we go to the park?" I'm like, "It's on fire."
It's on fire today.
It's a bummer.
What a terrible
So
thing.
we were afraid of the police, and your son thinks the world is burning.
And everything's on fire. A lot of arsonists
Yeah.
in our area. Yeah, man. I don't know. It was what was that? Bluebird Park by my house.
I had yet to see it.
Oh, man, it's all gone. It's up in flames.
Ooh. They promised to rebuild. It may be all right next week. I'm not sure.
And they must have a lot of these parts.
I'm not sure.
Every time I go there, they've rebuilt it exactly the same as it was before.
All right, one more thing before we move on. I do want to bring this up. So we're at Hot Shots yesterday, and there were no fights. All right, everybody seemed to be. It was a peaceful gathering.
Yeah,
I've seen that Hot Shots get crazy.
there were some drunk people. I talked to them, but they were
Happy,
happy or sad, but
Right.
not violent.
not violent. At least at the time we
Had
were
a
there.
couple criers.
I
Yeah.
don't know what happened after we left.
Had a couple close talkers.
Mhm.
But no one swung on anybody.
Yeah, which was nice.
There
Which
was a man
nice.
crying yesterday at Hot Shots that
Bill's-
I had to comfort.
Bills fan?
No,
Nice.
just seemed like
Just
a real
keep him riled
emotional
up.
guy.
I didn't see this guy.
Well, so he came up to me and very sweet, and he asked for my permission because he was going to get a tattoo, and he goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting this pinup tattoo, and I would like to use your likeness." And I go, "Okay," and so we had that conversation, and I said, "Well, as long as there's no like swastikas or anything near this pinup, I'm totally cool with you using my likeness." And he was like,
man.
"My parents or my grandparents were buried at Jefferson Barracks," and he started having this like full thing. And I go, "Honey," I'm like, "Okay, like that's okay," and like anyway,
Yeah.
That's very
Comforted
nice.
him.
My first reaction would have been, "Oh God."
yeah.
oh god.
He picked the right one.
You picked the
Yeah.
right one. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have your face.
No, not my
tattooed on him?
face. He was like, I don't know what it's gonna look like.
yeah, you left a wide swath.
Oh boy.
He's only
Like
using
That
it
could be
for
very
legs.
pornographic with no swastika and just your. He asked me first, and he goes, "Would it be okay if I used Lern's hair here?" And slapped his forearm, and I go, "What?"
It's gonna be like
I thought he was
TBD.
asking for your hair, and I go, "I would not ask her for that." And I go, and he goes, "No, a tattoo." And I
Can
go,
I have some of
and
your
I go,
hair?
"I'm not her dad. You should probably go ask her." And
Wait,
he goes,
what did
"Yeah,
you mean
you're
by
right."
that?
Like he wants it, and and to be honest,
was
the
just
conversation we were having last week about how I'm bald and dude and look like the Crypt Keeper in a couple more years, like to have a guy come up to me at Hot Shots yesterday and go, "I'd like to use your likeness with your hair."
Yeah.
I go, oh, all my insecurity went away.
What, like your cartoon?
I guess so. Yeah, like our sticker cartoon, like my
okay.
hair. Which honestly, that don't really look like me anymore. Like I've lightened up.
Oh, somebody yesterday said, "Oh, dude, I saw your billboard out on 270 Oak Acid." Boy, they did those cartoons a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
This was a close personal friend, by the way, said that to me. I go,
So sweet.
yeah, Mike. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Mike in his cute blazer.
Thank you, Mike.
Anyway.
Appreciate that. Well,
The
anyway.
guy was very sweet.
Very
by the
sweet.
way. He was talking about getting a pork steak army tattoo as well.
Oh, that's
he was
nice.
just a fan, and he might have had a couple ultras too many. Got a little emotional.
Okay,
It
well,
happens to the best.
Sometimes
of us.
when you have a couple too many ultras, it could go the emotional route or go the violent route.
Yeah.
This happened up in Canada. So how cold has it been this month? So this guy in northern Canada, and this is a story, this poor guy, this is making the rounds worldwide because something very unusual happened. This guy in northern Canada had to be rescued after he got into a drunken brawl outside a bar and his junk froze to the sidewalk.
I'm gonna need more detail. Like, why was the junk out? Did he fall? And then it
Yes.
was like a Christmas story situation where it was
Yes.
like moisture.
It
Oh,
happened
no.
shortly after midnight on the 12th. So, yeah, January 12th in Fort McMurray, which is about 250 miles north of Edmonton.
dang.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's where we're going through that polar vortex thing.
It's a cold season. right
Cold.
now.
So TMZ, it was single digits, maybe even colder. So TMZ says his pants fell down during the fight, and then he landed on his stomach, and his junk immediately froze to the ground.
How is this possible?
It's so cold.
Yeah.
How are you wearing
Was he Pooh Bear?
One pair of pants. How are you this ill prepared to fall?
Well-
or I mean, to be outside. I don't buy it.
Fight breaks out of nowhere. You don't know what you're wearing. You know, he's at a public place or a house.
Time out. Are there witnesses? Or
There's a video.
There's a video of the entire
There's
thing.
video of cops rescuing him.
Okay, I didn't ask that. Is there a video of this?
Someone on Facebook
scenario?
claims that's not quite right. They claim it actually happened after the fight broke up. Cops made him lie face down while arresting him, and that's when his junk got frozen.
Okay, that is making more sense.
That makes more
So World Star Hip Hop's got footage of him being peeled off the ground. It's blurred, but you could tell it was not pleasant.
They used the spatula?
Yep.
All right, I'm looking this up.
TMZ says he was not seriously hurt, but cops did detain him. They didn't end up charging him with anything, but his junk did get frozen and stuck to the ground. There's conflicting reports on how it exactly happened. You've never seen fights on the internet where somebody's pants fell down?
Yes, but not in Edmonton. You know,
North of
not,
Edmonton.
not in freezing.
250 miles north of Edmonton.
Yeah, not in freezing cold weather.
Fort McMurray. I don't even know where that is.
Fort
McMurray. That's got to be near the frost line.
The frost line? What's that?
Where no trees grow past that line.
Oh. It's next to McDonald Island Park.
Thanks.
Where's that?
It's way up there.
Right? Don't they call that the frost line or whatever it is?
Yeah, somewhere.
There's a line in
tundra?
Canada. There's a line in Canada where nothing could grow because it's so cold.
Okay, I have an update.
Update.
Perhaps. It says, drunk Canadian falls most likely while taking a leak outside of a bar in negative 30-degree weather.
Okay, that makes
Penis freezes to the ground.
Okay.
that makes a lot more sense, guys.
Now we know.
Because originally it was reported the guy got into a fight, his pants fell down, he fell, junk gets frozen to the ground.
Yeah, I think he was having a fight with gravity.
Makes more sense.
Seems like he might have peed. Seems like something had to be added to the equation to get the freeze. Wonder if he pee-peed and then it froze.
Yeah, yes, because look. There's like a frozen stream
Yeah.
of pee-pee all around him.
Okay, so the cops have to grab him by the leg. Oh, my God.
It's
right?
showing him trying to peel it off.
Oh, he's naked.
His pants
His pants
down.
are around his ankle.
Oh, man, did you see that? That's a
Dang, dude.
And they're trying to
I
pry
felt
him.
sorry for the kid on A Christmas Story. Imagine being this guy.
Oh, no. His
Yeah, it's
belly.
wild.
Oh, no.
that's
You
great.
disaster.
What a lucky guy.
Leave me there.
I live here now.
I'd like to go public that if that ever happens to me, just leave me there.
I will.
Of course, might stretch it out.
Do not peel off ground. Get that tattoo. Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, it's
on your
exactly
ass.
like
Do
the
not
tongue.
peel off ground.
It's like Dumb and Dumber
Yeah.
with the tongue.
This guy had one too many Labats.
Can you, Labatt Blue, can you imagine being somewhere where it's so cold? And you know that you would try this too.
Oh, to pee outside and immediately freeze?
Yeah, wouldn't that be?
I'll
that'd
try
be-
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd be
that'd be
so
amazing. It's coming out at 98
Yeah, I do
degrees,
too.
right? And like, I mean, I want to and watch it freeze.
Yeah,
that would be
I would.
hysterical.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
It
sweet.
would, dude. It'd be so awesome.
All right. With that being said, let's take a break. But first,
You'd feel like a superhero. It would feel like a superpower.
yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yeah, or what's the Silver Surfer? It's like
Yeah, Silver Surfer. Oh, I'm thinking the Arctic Circle. No, it's not. No, not the Arctic Circle. There's something called. It's called something. There's
Yeah,
a line in
yeah,
Canada.
it's some cool
Well, there's
name.
different-
isn't it?
Some cool name. I don't know.
The Timberline.
Is that what
That's
it
it.
is?
That's
The tree
Timberline,
line.
yeah.
The Timberline.
Timberline. Okay, that makes sense. Teamers, remember the day brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Check out the all-new Hot Shots Lindbergh, your new home for sports in South County. Get all the info at hotshotsnet.com. From Wildwood, Missouri, Adam Osterman is our teamers. Adam is a loyal listener to the Rizz Show. Starts both his weekdays and weekends listening to both new and older shows. The Rizz Show provides Adam with immense laughter every morning as he's grateful for the show to always put him in a good mood before work. Loves the chemistry between all of us, and he looks forward to what's in store for 2025. Adam Osterman from Wildwood is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get Super Sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz.
It's sometimes called the Timberline, but the actual name for it is the Tree Line.
Cool.
Cool name.
Tree line.
We will take a break. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. It is 7:16. It is Monday. Traffic and weather. First look. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right-hand shoulder blocked to a stall vehicle 64 eastbound just before Timberlake Manor Road. Your point forecast, sunny, high of 47. Right now it's 24 at the Point Studio.
All right, Lern, what do you got?
An update on Marilyn Manson and his charges. Billy Ray Cyrus drama. Why E.T. will never get a sequel. And breaking news, Pee-wee was gay.
What?
All that and more.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, and there is a new bill being sponsored by a Connecticut senator about movie start times. And we'll see if you're all aboard with this bill.
All right.
Coming up next. Stay there.
Joined by Seether. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you, and thank you for being here with us. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, and I'm sure that you guys don't keep track of this because you have way bigger things to do, but this is your 6th Point Fest, all right? Out of the 30-some-odd that we've done, you've done 6 of them. Not to mention birthday shows, Christmas shows. While other rock bands have kind of gone by the wayside, you guys have just been a constant core artist for us. I was looking last night.
So you drive up and down the street and you see your neighbors or some home and you're just like, man, everything's going great there. You just know they're so happy, but I mean, maybe they're crushed by debt because of the 3 years of inflation we've had. And maybe for the first time, they need cash to secure the retirement, pay off some bills, and plan their future. But they didn't win the lottery exactly. They did something absolutely brilliant to get themselves out of that situation and get themselves set up for a great financial future. They took advantage of the sell and stay program from Truehold. It's absolutely easy to do, and the home value, it's going to rebound quickly. So it's sold to Truehold, and you can bank all that equity in cash, and you get to stay as long as you want, which is great news because maybe you're not ready to move, and this could be an opportunity for you. So Truehold, they'll even pay your property taxes, your home insurance, and even those essential home repairs, which is fantastic news. Yes, Truehold will unlock your wealth without uprooting your life. So get a Truehold offer right now where your home value is high. Call 1-855-399-93 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, fast way to cash out your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
All right, it's 105.7 The Point, everything alternative. We are backstage. Big summer show happening. And look, it's my friends, Josh and Tyler from 21 Pilots.
Well, hey.
What's up, dudes?
Friends. What's up?
I wonder at how many more times that I interview you guys that we just turn the tables and you interview me. You know what I mean? Because this is literally like 4 or 5 times that we have spoken to each other. I just don't want you getting tired of me.
Actually, would you rather
Okay.
get attacked by 100 chicken-sized horses or 1 horse-sized chicken?
Oh, man, I think all the little horse-sized chickens. Wait.
All the little horses.
Horses.
It'd be like
Chicken-sized
tiny little...
Chicken-sized horses.
Right.
There's something very creepy about that.
Yeah.
Not that I guess the big... Boy, they're both... That's... Neither one are particularly good, but I would go with...
The tiny ones? Yeah, you could probably just kick them in the face and stuff.
Just step on them all.
That's what I've thought.
You would have that advantage a little bit, I guess. You were able to do that.
I've thought about this a lot, actually.
Well, guys, it's great to see you again. I don't believe that you have really, in essence, been off the road in a couple of years. Is that true? Has there been any long spells at home?
We had 3 days the other day, so yeah.
Well, there's a day of travel, then a day
That's
off,
true.
then another day of travel,
Yeah,
which I guess
so-
counts as 3 days. No, this is what we've always dreamed of.
Sure.
You know, when we first started talking about what it looked like to play music together, we thought, wouldn't it be cool to play more than 1 show in a month? Because, it just took us everything we had just to plan 1 local show as a local band. And then after that 1 show is over, you're just like, I got to wait another 3 weeks before I can play again. So this is, as much as there's difficult things like laundry and losing sense of time, and relationships back home maybe lacking a little bit. This is really what we've always wanted to do, so we're not going to complain about it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, and you've got much more still to come. I mean, you get a little bit of a break, then you're off to Australia, Korea, Japan, come home, couple weeks off, couple home shows in Columbus, correct?
Yep.
Which I'm sure will be bonkers. 2 months out, taking care of the United States, and then you are back to Europe.
Yeah.
Boy,
Is
oh
that-
boy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, back to
This
Europe.
guy knows what
yeah,
we're
you
doing.
know better than we do. Back to Europe and then back to go in the studio for a few months to kind of like wrap up the year, start the next year, and then the goal is to just go directly back out on the road and not like take a second to wait, because by that time, if we get more than like a week or 2
What are we gonna
weeks,
do?
and we're just like,
We don't even know what to do with
go,
ourselves
we
anymore.
go crazy. Yeah,
Right.
we're like, we've played Mario Kart thousands of times now, and yeah.
What else is there?
So you're chomping at the bit. I mean, so it does, seeing that's what the remainder of the year is, it's not daunting. It's, let's get it going. Let's do it.
There's a few things like being in a house would be kind of cool to do.
I would bet. Getting something out of your own refrigerator in that house and then sitting on your couch for as
Yeah.
long as you wanted, I bet would be
Forget
cool.
what that feels like. Yeah.
Groceries would be an interesting concept too that we could try to experiment with. But no, we think that it'd be really, we've just worked so hard at kind of gaining some momentum, and for us to just be like, you know what, we're gonna take a break for a while before it just doesn't make sense, and so we wanna try to make this as quick and smooth as possible as we introduce people to like new music, and we've been playing these songs for a while now, so we're really excited to show everyone kind of what we've been kind of dreaming up.
Right on. Well, and that's, and the next question, I'm sure it's very overasked, but I got to ask it for my folks. Where are you with new music? Will we see anything tonight? What's going on?
I look at music as like the CD is kind of this manual or a handbook for you to understand, and then you come to a show, and so then you understand everything that's happening. And for me, Josh and I actually kind of differ on this a little bit. For me, as a fan watching a band, when a band says, here's a new song you've never heard of before, it's just like, come on, dude, like, we don't think you're that sweet. Like, Josh actually is, telling me, like, it is really cool for people are interested in what's new and what are you guys working on. So
AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com. That is the website that I'm always telling you about, because that's the home for Anton's plumbing, heating, cooling, and energy experts. This is who I have in my home and have for a number of years, and I'm so very thankful for Anton's. They really do specialize in total indoor comfort. It is their mission to make sure that they provide world-class service to all of St. Louis, our entire area, and the surrounding areas, so everybody has total indoor comfort. Now, I've been preaching about Anton's and how they changed my whole household, because I had an inefficient house with hot spots and cold spots, and they were able to fix that immediately. It's amazing. They've done wonders in my home, made us more comfortable, made me look like a hero. But I've been talking about it for a long time. We had a coworker here that was like, you know what, I'm going to give Anton's a try, and had him in there to fix, I think it was his heating system, like replace an entire heating system. And while they were there, they said, hey, you want us to check the vents just to see if you need like an air duct cleaning? And he said, sure. And he was fully expecting them to say, yeah, it's dirty and you need it. And they came back and said, hey, they look nearly perfect. You're not going to need this for some time. He was so impressed with their honesty, their efficiency, and all the work that they did in their house. He's like, dude, I am an Anton's customer for life. So that's just yet another of the thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. Check out their website, see what they can do for you, the financing options and everything. AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Let's get to Moon's list of things he would like
Moon's
to achieve
bucket
before
list.
death.
There's some cool ones on here, man. There's a couple cool ones. Let's start with number one. Moon wants to drive a monster truck, which is rad as hell. And I at least want to ride shotgun.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Growing up in St. Louis, big Bigfoot fan, as everyone should be. Mm-hmm. And, man, we've gone to this Monster Jam. Monster Jam always invites me out and has had me out for years and years, and take the kids, and it's just been the most fun experience every single time it comes through.
All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RizzZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Sexy time fun facts coming up. Rafe does relationships.
Yeah.
Very interesting Reddit thread.
Ooh, I got a doozy for you today.
All right.
I can't wait.
So there is a new bill being sponsored by a Connecticut senator. His name is Martin Looney. And this bill would require movie theaters to get real about movie start times. So his bill would require that each, quote, movie advertisement or listing include and separately list the scheduled start time for number one, the movie trailers and advertisements that precede the advertised or listed movie, and number two, the advertised or listed movie. Meaning, when you list a movie, you have to say exactly what time the actual movie starts.
7:23.
I thought we already had this. I thought there was already a bill about this. They've been talking about this for a couple of years. Somebody, remember? Wasn't it somebody from Illinois?
There was always talk about it.
And they never pushed it forward?
And this is actually like an action. Like
Okay.
somebody may
Finally.
actually put this.
Senator Looney
Senator Looney.
Saving the day.
saving the day. Really important stuff here.
Important stuff.
This has really affected me when I go to the movies.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt. Who gives a wild S
Whoa.
about this? Like, I want to see the previews. I get there at 7 or whatever the start time is because I want to know what's coming up. What's the hot feature films coming up in the next couple
That's
months?
part of going to the movies.
I do. I always thought it was part of it.
Me too.
But the last movie we saw in the theater, there were so many friggin' previews that it kept going, and I audibly went, oh, God, enough.
Enough. Not me. The minute I see that PG-13 green
Out
screen
loud.
come up, I'm like,
Out
yes.
loud.
We're so spoiled.
You heard somebody in the theater, and that person was me going, enough.
I can't stand this.
So
Where's
spoiled.
the next button?
Yeah.
Remember when you go to the theater in the 1900s and
Back in the 1900s.
yeah, back in the 1900s, and you just sat there in silence with your feet sticking to the floor. There's maybe a like crackling bad music playing. Now when you go in, dude, they got like interactive games on the screen. They got
QR
You're doing
codes.
trivia.
You got trivia and QR. Like they're taking responsibility to keep you totally entertained every second of your
You got a
damn life.
reclining seat.
The
Yeah,
Alamo does it right.
Heated reclining seat, and we're still not happy.
Right. You
So
have a little
amazing.
note of piece of paper and a button to push, and someone will come wait on you at your leisure.
I mean, listen, that's a special theater like Alamo, but even at your regular theaters now, it's assigned seats. It's the cushy.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like,
Put your feet up.
You used to have
on
to get
the
there a half
screen.
hour early, throw coats over all the chairs,
right,
sit there, do nothing.
And just pray no one tall sits in front of you.
right.
And the previews were just that's when you got to be Siskel and Ebert. You and your date get to say
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
trash. 0% chance we're going to see that, right, babe? You get to have your little fun little couples time where you trash movies together. It's a bonding
Or say,
moment.
we'll go
I want to
see
be
this.
Siskel, okay? Just to put that out there.
We'll go see this. We should go see this. I have no interest.
That looks good.
I like the music videos that the Alamo does where they make a special feature before the movie you're seeing. I went to Valentine's Day with a friend last year to see Eternal Sunshine, and all of the music videos beforehand were like Daft Punk Around the World, and it was all these things that I really appreciated, that they somebody knew the movie they were showing and knew the clientele, and it was completely
But
different.
that's if you just go to Alamo. They don't do that at Warenberg
But-
Theater.
No.
Warenberg.
But yeah, you count on that. You count on the B&B theater guy with the fun family who's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
whatever their name is.
Dude, when we went to the Beetlejuice thing at Alamo, Beetlejuice was there.
Right.
Yep.
And people wouldn't clap. This guy was there, Beetlejuice, in the flesh. He's, hey, what's going on, everybody? And like, me and Scott were sitting next to each other. We're like, this guy's giving it all he's got. He's doing a live performance. And he's like, ooh, here's a fan of Beetlejuice. Hey! And then like, who wants to see the movie? And everyone's like,
Sit down.
yeah,
Start the
man.
movie
we
on
were
time.
trying to get it going. I
I'd
was
be
like,
in the
this
back
poor
going,
guy.
enough.
Yeah. This guy was like
Why?
clearly hired off of a website or maybe a worker. It was probably a worker that they got to do it. And it was a decent Beetlejuice impression, right, Scott?
Yeah, it was great.
And the guy was pulling teeth from this audience. They were getting, mind you, comped. We got all this free food. It was an awesome experience. And I'm
Right.
like, what do you people want? What will entertain the masses at this point?
Joy's out, dude.
Star of the movie's here in the flesh.
Oh
This is
man,
fun.
and this was a a comp
The
showing.
dude,
This is like
comp
a
show, and he
Yes.
popped out of the projector.
With
He
the
surprised
phone
us.
and all this
No.
stuff.
Up in the projector booth, he goes, "Hey, anybody know how to cut film?" You know, he was like doing bits, and I'm like, "Come on."
getting
People
free
appreciate
products
it.
and still not happy enough to.
Right. That's where we are as a society.
Well, they're looking at
Wow.
the time. They're like,
Brats,
it said
all of us.
7 and it's 7:15.
Free product.
We did our part.
You know,
We cheered for him.
also the ads and trailers are good because if you're somebody who's late all the time, at least it gives you a little buffer.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, you could be a couple minutes late because you got 30 minutes of trailers and
Right.
ads.
Let me say this. This isn't going to do anything for people. They're going to tell you the movie begins at 7:28, and then you're going to have people rolling in. It's going to actually make those of us who are in our seats dreading the previews having enough. Now we're going to have to deal with these idiots who are walking in because they thought, oh, we'll get there right as it starts. Now
Great
they're,
point.
you know what I'm saying?
Great. That is a very good point.
Yep.
Thank you.
I had a Scott Rizzuto moment on vacation
I'm sorry.
where I had to decide. I went into a theater, Fine Theath,
Soup Can Johnson.
Throop Can Johnson
Fine
Theater,
Theath, yeah.
Throop Can Johnson Theater, Kansas City, Missouri, Fine Theating, and I got in there, and this kid and his dad, they were in our seats. It was just some old dad who didn't read the ticket,
What would you do?
and it was like, and I go, hey man, is this E? Whatever, E6 and 7 and 8? And he's like, huh? No. These are our tickets. And he's like arguing with me. And I'm like, they're not though, man. And he'd bought A, which is right up front.
Oh.
Terrible seats, all the way to the left.
Oh, so he.
And I
he
go,
beat a
bro,
dick.
if this was like a DE situation, I'll switch you.
Was it a crowded theater?
This ain't
Full.
no D.
It was when we went and saw Gladiator at Christmas.
Get
And
out.
I was like, dude,
Get out.
I hate to punk you out in front of your kid, but I'm like, so there were some other seats open, and I was like, all right, well, we'll just sit here. It's fine.
No, because
then
they come.
that's what happened. And then a girl by herself comes, and now it looks like I'm the jackass, and I'm like the intimidating guy who ran this girl out of her seat. And I go, this is what happens, man.
If I had to move and in my back of my head, I wouldn't be able to relax because I'm thinking they're going to come at any point,
Yep.
and I'm going to have to get up. I can't get comfortable.
So she goes and sits. She goes, don't worry about it. It's fine. She goes and sits in like the handicap seating all the way up into the right.
Now somebody with a wheelchair rolls in.
Oh,
Exactly.
geez.
And that's all I'm thinking about is I'm like, now this is a domino effect that's going to fall back on me.
Yeah.
And then to add insult to injury, and this is the moment that I was like, if I was Rizz, this is where I'd lose it. This movie starts, and the guy realizes he must be sitting there thinking about it now. Or his son was like, Dad, that's wrong. So now they get up and move
To their actual seats.
to their actual seats. So now our seats are empty for the whole movie.
Wow, he didn't when he
And I'm
moved
like,
turn around and
do
say,
we-
"Hey, I'm sorry, you were right."
No, and at this point, everyone was situated, and I'm like, now the original seats that I paid for are empty. When this all could have been, if somebody just read their tickets.
This actually makes me feel better because he's not such a sociopath where he knows clearly he's wrong and doesn't care.
But he still is because he instantly went to defense instead of saying,
I know.
"Oh,
He's
let
a
me
dick.
let me sort this this potential problem that's my fault out for the stranger." He didn't even try. Like
know, man.
There's still a tendency there that's awful.
I thought about you in that moment, though. When stuff like that happens to me now, I think about you, and I'm
Yeah.
like steam coming out of your ears.
Because I can't get comfortable. It ruins that. Like that one little thing would ruin the entire night for me.
I was fine until the girl came. I was like, it's Christmas, man, whatever, dude. I'm not going to argue with this guy in front of his kid, whatever. But then when the girl came, she was like young. I think to add insult to injury, I believe she might have been like 6 months pregnant.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my God, the
By
story
herself.
gets worse and worse.
Yeah. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, 'cause
She
I
only
remember
had one
Tina
leg,
being like,
too.
it just had to be like a pregnant woman by
She would have
herself.
okay in the handicap
I
seat.
think
then.
she had one leg and
Seeing Gladiator?
I mean, yeah, to see, and I'm like, she's by herself. It's like she's probably lonely at Christmas.
Big
Oh
Paul
my
Mescal
God, her
fan.
husband probably
Oh, dude.
died right before
I
Christmas.
know. I start, yeah, exactly.
You're
I
right.
start laying out this whole backstory
Right.
for this girl, and I'm just like,
The baby's going to be born and not know its father.
We bought him an empty
Lern.
seat so he'd be next to
She
us.
thinks we're the entitled a-holes now.
Yeah,
no more family and was just fired from her job.
that's
You're
right.
you're 100%
Dude.
correct though. If
She's
we're
an
putting
orphan.
exact movie times down, well, first of all, you get people that'll complain that I'm a time blind.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't be.
jeez.
I'm sorry, I have a disease. I can't be on time.
Yep.
Or now you're having people rush in to
Yeah.
make the movie, disrupting. Whereas if you have at least a half hour,
Grace period.
yeah, You got people settling in their seats.
All this is doing is emboldening main character energy.
I'm against this.
Yep,
Okay.
same.
I'm against you.
Also,
Denied.
the previews serve another purpose, which is second chance at the snack bar. Because you go in and you're like, let's just go. Oh, soda and Milk Duds is plenty. And then you get in there and you eat your Milk Duds in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's 2 previews in.
Or you're 2 previews in.
I cleared a large popcorn.
Yeah, you've cleared the Raisinets by the second preview. or
Zero
whatever.
self-control.
Wait a
You're
second.
like-
You guys have said so many things for and against this. So who's on what side here?
We're against the
we're all
time,
against
exact
it.
timing.
We're all for. We're
As a
pro
show.
trailer.
We're pro preview.
We are pro-trailer always on this show.
Oh, okay. And you said a half an hour's worth. You're okay with them not respecting, Mr. Respect my time. If you're late, you're not respecting time. You're okay with a half an hour.
I know what I'm getting into.
And he's on his own. He can arrive knowing that the previews and stuff are going to start at 7. That gives you the grace period
I
to
know.
get there when
I
apps.
know what I signed up for.
We're saying the previews are part of the experience.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
We're accepting it.
And the only way that I say that's okay and that's a good part of this is because the theater business is not a huge money making thing. They're not making a ton of money off those $15 tickets. So one of the things that they do is those ads. Those are ads.
for sure.
And I have no idea how the revenue works, but I'm assuming that's a huge part of how they survive. And if we suddenly shift that and take out the majority of the audience for those types of ads, I wonder if our ticket prices will go up.
That's a good point too, Moon. Yeah, this is going to cost us money. We're going to be irritated.
I'm
We're going to
against
hate
it.
it. We're against
I'm
it.
against
I'm
it.
again.
Again,
I'm again it.
Today is January the 27th. Back in the day, 41 years ago, 1984, Michael Jackson suffers second and third degree burns when his hair caught fire while he was filming a Pepsi commercial.
Heat. That.
There is video available. You could watch it happen. He pretty much spins his way, like his hair's on fire. And he spins to put himself out. Like, he actually does a Michael Jackson spin move to put himself out.
Stop, dropping.
Before they come and like tackle him with a blanket and
Mr.
stuff
Tornado.
like
Blanket, his kid.
Yeah, that's why
They threw a blanket at him.
That's why he named his kid Blanket. We finally figured it out. He's
Yeah.
like, that's all
Well,
I
that's
wanted.
it.
Shambone, get a blanket.
that. He was so messed up. This is how he got addicted to drugs.
Oh, and then ultimately died.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He was so messed up from this.
That sucks.
Second and third degree burns on the scalp. That same day, Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time was released. 34 years ago, 1991, Whitney Houston famously sings the national anthem as the New York Giants defeat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Wide right. 32 years ago, 1993, the great Andre the Giant dies of a heart attack at the age of 46. 22 years ago, 2003, Mattel loses its copyright infringement lawsuit against the band Aqua for their completely obnoxious song Barbie Girl. So by refusing to hear the case, the Supreme Court upheld a ruling that the song is a parody and social commentary and thus protected by the First Amendment. 15 years ago today in 2010, Catcher in the Rye author J.D. Salinger dies 3 weeks after his 91st birthday. That same day, the actress who played the clairvoyant psychic in the Poltergeist movies,
We were talking about it last week.
Zelda Rubinstein, dies of natural causes.
4'2".
4'3", 76 years old, and 4'3". Also, that same day in 2010, Steve Jobs unveils the iPad at a press conference in San Francisco. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Well, last week we talked about how Billy Ray Cyrus's children are really wanting to rekindle their relationship with him. And there's more drama out this weekend for Billy Ray Cyrus, who's now accused of threatening to take his own son to court. So a quick recap. His son, Trey, spoke out last week after Billy's rough performance at the Trump inauguration in D.C. Trace posted an open letter, said that his dad's not healthy, suggested it might be a substance thing. Cut to this weekend, Trace posted again, said Billy told the family member that he's planning to sue him. He claimed his dad said he's taking legal action just for the, quote, encouraging him to get help. And then in another post, Trace added, I will always love you, but I no longer respect you as a man. So Trace's younger brother spoke out as well, had a very different take. He announced he's producing his dad's next album, landing sometime this summer. He described Billy as happy, healthy, and ready to make this record. So we know who the favorite child is
Okay,
right now.
so
It's
the
an
one
achy
kid,
breaky inheritance.
the one kid put it out there saying, Dad may be a drug addict in front of the world.
Well, some substance. I think it's a blanketed thing. Could be alcohol.
Alcohol, drugs.
Yeah.
And then Billy Ray's like, I'm going to sue you for putting that out there. So good. Things are going well.
Things are great.
What's Miley say about all this?
She's not said a word. The girls have kind of stayed out of this. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll follow it. Marilyn Manson won't be charged with sexual assault because there's just not enough evidence, and he's not going to face any domestic abuse charges because of the statute of limitations has lapsed before his accusers came forward. So a district attorney announced Friday that after a comprehensive 4-year review by the DA's Sex Crime Division and sheriff detectives, they've determined that they will not charge Marilyn Manson. Now, I went through a timeline of events, just kind of almost like a Diddy-style timeline of Marilyn Manson's accusations throughout time, and we've both read Long Hard Road Out of Hell, which is an excellent book, and in there he describes all sorts of things that he did with meet and greets and that were, in his words, consensual with audience members,
Fans.
like urinating on a deaf girl, he and Trent Reznor possibly doing
wild.
something.
That's a wild book.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Evan Rachel Wood, his ex-fiancée, accused him of abusive behavior when they dated back in 2007. And he did an interview one time where he talked about like wanting to kill her possibly. And then they ended up getting engaged. And so
There was another woman, too, the Game of Thrones woman.
Oh, which one from Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
The redheaded woman.
Sansa?
Oh, no. He's talking about Rizz.
If you look up her picture.
Rizz, the gal.
There's a lot.
The gal that started in Winterfell and then went down to King's Landing. And then King Joffrey.
It's pretty crazy. So, like, Billboard.com put out this timeline dating back to, like, the 90s up until just this year.
Esme.
Bianco.
Yes. What character was she?
Rizz.
Yes.
So she also accused him?
Yes, she's
sure
the
it's in
second
here.
woman that accused him.
Well, so after a 4-year investigation into several domestic violence claims, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office will not be pursuing any criminal charges against Brian Warner, a.k.a. Marilyn Manson. And they've determined, that they fall outside of the statute of limitations. That's the quote. Now, they did also say they recognize and applaud the courage and resilience of the women who did come forward to make reports and share their experiences. And while they're unable to bring charges in this matter,
Well, I'm sure they appreciate that.
they recognize the strong
Made a big
advocacy
difference.
of women involved in this. To help bring a greater awareness to victims of domestic abuse and sexual
great.
assault.
Thanks.
we
You're
go.
recognizing us. Nice. Thank you.
So thank you.
Did you have the update on that whole thing with Esme Bianco?
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, so in April 2021, she sued Manson for sexual assault, human trafficking, and abuse, alleging that she was given drugs and alcohol and also subjected to threats of violence and rape. Bianco also alleged that Manson tied her to a prayer kneeler, beat her with a whip, and raped her.
Oh, yeah, it's wild. I mean, it's horrible.
She
says.
Manson responded through the
Allegedly.
attorney stating that they were provably false, and then they reached an out-of-court settlement in January of 2023.
Marilyn Manson has a new record coming out, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1 on November 22nd.
And
so
he's
this
going
is all
on tour.
playing.
He's doing a big tour, too.
Yeah, he is.
I won't be in line for it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
I don't think he's coming here.
No, he's
I
not
wanna-
coming here.
Can I ask?
He was just
you
here,
guys
I
read
thought.
this book and him and Trent Reznor peed on a deaf person?
No.
Is that what you just said earlier?
So in the book, and Trent Reznor came out and was super pissed when the book came out in the 90s or early 2000s.
This is when they were on tour together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talked about distancing himself because there was a alleged person who said she was, raped or sexually
I think
assaulted
a
in
lot
some
of
way
st-
by Trent Reznor
I
and
think a
Marilyn
lot
Manson.
of stuff went on back then that some of these guys are very regretful.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I would say so.
On tour. That was a wild scene.
Yeah.
The Manson Nine Inch Nails thing.
Yeah, but to write a book about it and to put, same thing like Steven Tyler's biography and having that woman, the 14-year-old or 16-year-old, that her parents just like gave him her. It's like this stuff, they write about it in books. So you assume that like, oh, that was a consensual thing. Why would they put that in a book that is going out if they don't expect charges to come? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I read that book
thought it
and
was
didn't
cool
think.
and funny.
Well, but also there was something that possibly happened, and they could have thought it was consensual at the time, and maybe it wasn't.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think these books came out a while ago.
Right.
I don't think anybody's writing that stuff down now and putting it out.
Yeah, I guess not. I read a ton of memoirs, and I don't hear anything like that level anymore.
Not since I think the last one really was The Dirt.
Oh, from Motley Crue.
That really.
And those were all true stories that were like nobody had problems with, right? Nobody was getting Vince Neil. At
Nobody's
the court.
putting that stuff out now for fear of lawsuits.
Sure. In new music news, Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria has launched a new guitar company called Evil Instruments. So their first guitar is the jackhammer after a line in the band's song In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3. Dorothy is going to release her fourth album, The Way, on March 14th. The album contains her 3 2024 singles, Mud, The Devil I Know, and I Come Alive, plus a new single with Slash called Tombstone Town. You can check that out. She's so good. Jacoby Shaddix says that a new Papa Roach record is going to arrive at the end of this year or in early 2026. He says they've been working on a bunch of music. They got songs in a lot of different states. And so this year they're obviously winding it into an album, hoping to finish up those pieces. So it could be late this year or early 2026. And Anthrax is finally going to release their long-awaited studio album sometime this fall. Frank Bello revealed that they have a new Anthrax record. They did this at Dave Grohl's Studio 606 in California. Last November, they were kind of putting the finishing touches on it. However, this record is supposed to come out sometime in September or October, and this will be a follow-up to 2016's For All the Kings album. P.S. We have a concert announcement coming up at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Which I think people will be excited about. Moving into movie news, Mark Wahlberg's portrayal of a balding and unhinged pilot was enough to take Flight Risk to the top of the weekend movies. The action thriller brought in $12 million on a slow weekend. My husband keeps sending me screenshots of Mark Wahlberg in the bald head because it's ruining me.
Is it the cul-de-sac he's got?
Yeah. He's got the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
He looks so damn ridiculous.
Rings
I
of
love
Saturn.
Mark Wahlberg. My husband just every randomly.
Do on the tomatoes.
I'm looking at it.
What do you think?
Was it not very good?
26%.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bring the hair back, Mark. We're sick of this.
Has anybody seen my toupee?
Look at me.
But-
I'm flying a plane.
But the popcorn meter says 64.
Didn't good on the tomatoes.
Mufasa the Lion King continued to perform well, landing it at number 2. And last week's number 1, One of Them Days, came in 3rd. So way to go, movies. Steven Spielberg says he won a real hard-fought victory preventing a sequel for E.T. from happening, saying, quote, I kind of didn't have what we call the freeze, where you can stop the studio from making a sequel because you control the freeze on sequels, remakes, and other uses of the IP. I didn't have that. I got after E.T. because of its success. So he never wanted an E.T. sequel to happen, and so he ended up putting the freeze on it only because the studios were like, you know what, this movie did so well, we will defer to you as to what will come out after.
And he's like, nah, we're good.
And he said if he was considering a sequel, which he's not, it would take place of the E.T., the Book of the Green Planet from the 1985 novel, which would be on E.T.'s home planet. And Steven Spielberg said we were all going to be able to go to E.T.'s home, see how E.T. lived, but it was better as a novel than I think it would have been as a film.
Yeah, let's see where E.T. lives.
Let's go there.
Oh, dude, reading the reviews on this Flight Risk is great.
Give us one.
Rona, terrible. Bad plot, bad acting, just terrible. Expected more from Wahlberg. Next one, poor acting and too many stupid, unbelievable events. Do not waste your time.
Anywhere in their dumb hair.
No, but this one's great. This Flight Risk movie experienced great turbulence from the beginning. The film began its ascent with corny, cheesy dialogue from The Witness, which carried on throughout the entire film.
What are you expecting?
Right. This could be completely a rumor, but I thought it was interesting. Life and Style magazine is claiming that Selena Gomez and Natalie Portman are being considered to be Britney Spears for the biopic that could be coming up about the singer. Natalie Portman. Could see it. And finally, a new documentary, which I can't wait to watch, that just aired at the Sundance Film Festival called Pee-wee as Himself, features the final interviews with Paul Rubens, who died in 2023. We officially know him as Pee-wee Herman, and he says that he is gay. Gay. In fact, a man he was dating early in his career named Guy had certain vocal tics that inspired the way that Pee-wee Herman and the character spoke, which I think is so cool. Rubens was actually out until his career started taking off, and then he said, quote, I was out of the closet, and then I went back into the closet. I wasn't pursuing the Paul Rubens career. I was pursuing the Pee-wee Herman career. My career would have absolutely suffered if I was openly gay. But over the course of his career, Rubens had, quote, many, many secret relationships, which I feel like people knew this or thought of it, right? Like, I mean,
everybody knew Pee-wee was gay.
Everybody knew, and I just hate that he wasn't able to be who he was. And that would have, he's absolutely right. That, I mean, it was so early. It would have affected everything.
When he got caught Joe into the theater, wasn't it a gay movie?
Yeah. I was going to say, was it
Was it?
Debbie Does Dallas, or was it something a bit more on the nose?
Yeah.
Well, he said, I hid
Daryl
behind an
does.
alter ego. I spent my entire adult life hiding that I was a huge weed head. I was secretive about my sexuality to my friends out of self-hatred or self-preservation. I was conflicted, but fame was way more complicated. He also, in this series that's coming out, addresses the scandals, that happened to him. And, he also never told anyone about the cancer that he had that eventually did take his life.
Right, yes, he kept that secret from everybody,
I look
including the documentarians.
I look forward to seeing this.
A secret weed head. He was in Cheech and Chong. He was a dude in the van that was all high, and he goes, "Sorry about the money." I'm sorry about the money. When they get locked in, I was always like, "That's Pee Wee Herman, dude."
Yeah.
I still call my friend and leave that on his voicemail once a month. I'll be like, "I'm sorry about."
And he was in Blow. He was one of the big guys in Blow.
I feel like a lot of this stuff was not as secret as he thinks it was.
Yeah.
Everybody knew he was gay.
Everybody.
And we loved him. Anyway, that's your crap on celebrities.
Was it Paul Rubens in the movie, or was it Pee Wee?
No, it's Paul Rubens.
It was Paul Rubens, but I'm just saying, he was in a Cheech and Chong movie. He was part of the counterculture.
No, you have it pulled up. That's
Pee Wee Herman was a Groundlings character that he came up with. He came up in that counterculture of the 70s.
But I love that one of his former lovers is the inspiration of Pee Wee Herman's voice.
That's great.
It's
And
so
I didn't
cool.
know that. That's actually really. I saw some deathbed thing too.
That's not Up
That's
in Smoke.
not Pee Wee.
No, that's not Up in Smoke.
Oh, okay. Well, either way,
That's Cheech and Chong's. Moon's got a clip pulled up. He was part of that whole crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong, that whole scene.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a key character in this scene.
That's Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Oh,
Up in Smoke is
the classic.
something separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Hannah Teeter, the snowboarding superstar, is 38. Rosamund Pike is 46. Patton Oswalt is 56. Mike Patton from Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, Fantomas. He was in Dillinger's Escape Plan for a minute. He's done a million things. He's 57. Tamlin Tomita, that is the gal who falls for Danielson in Karate Kid 2. Is 59. Bridget Fonda is 61. Keith Oberman is 66. Mimi Rogers is 69. Pink Floyd drummer Nick Mason, two first names, is 81. And James Cromwell is 85 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Cameron James. And today's birthday girl has been in 87 fine films, including American Horror Story, Butt Quest 3, Easy Like Sunday Morning, The Incredible Gulp. I know. Scott's favorite, Pink Eye 5.
It's wonderful.
Tales of
blast.
Perversity 11. And a movie called Trailer Trout. And Who Could Forget a Role? In 2014's Lern's favorite, I Only Do Black Guys. Cameron
You know what? The
James.
backstory is really good.
Whoa.
Cameron James is 45 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
Dude,
All right.
I think he was in every one of their movies.
Yeah.
He was.
The Sorry About the Money is from Nice Dreams in 1981.
Yeah.
Then he was in, was there one called Hamburger Lizard?
Oh, I don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. He was in every Cheech and Chong movie. He was part of that universe. I don't think people didn't think Pee Wee liked to smoke weed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We'll take
You
a
ever
break.
watch Pee Wee's Playhouse? Did that seem like someone who didn't smoke weed came up with
He
that?
did a lot
He
more
was
than
an
weed, I'll be honest with you.
OG.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with Sex Time Fun Facts. Couples are divided over whether OnlyFans subscriptions are cheating.
All right.
Out of 1,000 single women your age, how many would be attracted to you?
Wait.
So if you put 1,000 women in a room, how many of those women would be attracted to you?
You have an actual stat?
Whoa,
I
whoa,
do.
Whoa. You said 1,000 your age.
1,000 women your age.
That
yes.
matters.
Yeah.
That really matters.
Okay.
It probably gets easier, right?
And Americans are
Earth.
saying no to sex like never before. We'll chop it up next. Yeah, it is an interesting. Out of 1,000 women your age, single women, how many would be attracted to you? It is 7:55. It is Monday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Still have a right-hand shoulder block due to a stalled vehicle 64 eastbound just before Timberlake Manor Road. Your point forecast, sunny, high of 47. Right now it's 22 at the Point Studio.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
All right, so here we are, way back Point Fest, the first interview of the day. It's Real Big Fish, everybody. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Thank you. No, don't stop. No, more, please, more.
Flip the script on your future. You are sitting in traffic right now, heading to a job that, oh, God, you hate it. Well, why don't you do something different? Imagine transforming your life and career in just a couple months. Now, this is all possible, but you've got to do it. You've got the power to rewrite your story. So why don't you dive into Centric's Accelerated Tech program? That's right, Centric, a career in technology. Whether you're into coding or cybersecurity or network administration, they've got you covered in as little as 4 months. You can get the skills you need with hands-on training that sets you up for real-world success. Imagine by May, June, you are ready to go in a new career, just a new life. Centric's not just about learning, it's about launching you into a career that is as dynamic and forward-moving as you are. And here's the best part. You choose how to learn. Day, evening, the flex option, their flexible learning fits your life, not the other way around. If you're just coming out of the military, use your GI Bill, your VA benefits to fund your education. Now, when you call Centric, just talk to Patrick Nealon. He's a great guy. He'll set everything up for you, and he'll get you going. Change your life. Do it today. Go to centric.com/Rizz, CENTRIQ.com/Rizz.
Hey, it's Jeff backstage at Wayback Point Fest in freaking living color. Look at those guys. They're right there. Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. Much appreciated. Let's get this out of the way. I have an amazing story about, and I just told this on the show. I do the morning show. I'm part of the morning show on The Point. A million years ago when you guys were on a tour opening with Rolling Stones. Yeah. Or for Rolling Stones, whatever. Are they closed for you guys is the way I look at it. You guys did the stop at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Yes. 1990, whatever it was, or 80, whatever 89. It was. 89. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm 52. I'm right there. Okay. Right. So my dad was a huge fan of the Rolling Stones. Right. Not in great health at the time. Wasn't walking very well. So I drove him because I'm a fan of you guys, and I was a fan of Rolling Stones because I had to be. And we roll up in his truck, and I let him out at the curb so he can walk in and find his seats. Right. And while I park his truck, he gets out. You guys are already on. And he goes, "What the hell is that god-awful noise like that?" And I was like, "Dad, that's the opening band. It's Living Color. That's the band I was telling you about." He walks in, and I park the truck, and by the time he is this, like this. Rocking out. The dude would be 70-something right now if he was still with us. And he found dudes that he graduated high school with. And the last time he saw those people, they were listening to the Rolling Stones, smoking pot, and that's what they were doing. Wow. So because of you guys, I had this amazing, like, moment with my dad. So thank you very much. So that leads me into, and I think maybe that's part of the answer, but why you guys are still doing this. After all of these years, all of the success, all of the touring, all of that, what keeps you guys like driving to do this?
We're trying to get it right at some point, basically.
Are you kidding me?
It's funny. It's a great question. I mean, part of it is, the conversation we started back in the 80s, late 80s. A lot of things that we were talking about through the 90s, a lot of those things haven't gone passe. Like a lot of the things, songs we, like we're living with the cult of personality right now. Right. And we're still living with things like Funny Vibe, and we're still living with things like Open Letter to a Landlord. And a lot of things that we, like a song like Time's Up is even more relevant. It was really odd. We were kind of doing our little homage to the Bad Brains. Right. And Corey come up with these lyrics, and the lyrics are all about the environment. And it seemed really an odd choice at the time, but it's like incredibly in sync with what's happening now. So a lot of what has kept us together is the fact that the things we've talked about are still relevant.
You know, and it's great that you say that, because a couple of years ago, 311 was here, and in these very chairs, and I was talking with them about, and I followed them since record number one, and they said one of the things that drives them is the fact that music that they put out 20 years ago is even more relevant now than it was back then. For them, it's the legalization of marijuana and the therapeutics of marijuana, which is, my God, that's like story number one almost now. So that's got to be part of that. Now, and the other thing is, one of the guys that's on the show with me is a musician. He actually plays with Goldfinger. He's playing with them tonight. And he obviously knew about you guys, know the radio songs, that sort of thing. Never seen you guys, so I pulled up on YouTube when you guys were on Arsenio Hall. and he's a bass player and a guitar player, and he's, oh my God, that guy is shredding. Oh my gosh. So this guy's 37, 38 years old, never seen you, and cannot wait to see you guys play. That's got to be part of the drive, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Totally. I mean, the way that we play and why we play, I don't think is as important as that we play. You know, I think we have a charge to have something to say. We observe the world in a particular way, and I think it's unique in a musical space. And we have to. I'm talking without a microphone.
That's okay. I know you're not comfortable with a microphone or anything. It's okay. It's new to you.
But I think that as long as we have something to say, I think we're going to try to say it as musically as we possibly can.
Is it still? Do you guys still get the nerves at all? The good nerves right before you head out on stage?
Yeah, always, and while I'm on stage sometimes too.
While you're on stage too. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, this is Freaking Living Color, and I know this is short and sweet, but thank you very, very, very much for coming in and saying hello. And so many fans that have seen you guys a bunch of times are out there.
Yeah.
Because I brought a bunch of them.
The three of us, we were at the hotel, and some guy walks by with a Living Color t-shirt on. Like, wow.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is so cool. You guys are so hip. Thank you so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Great success from here and on out. Living Color, guys.
Thank you.
The side, it's delicious. It's calzones. Who doesn't love bread stuffed with your favorite other things? You know, I'm a breadhead, dude. Like, I can just eat bread straight up. But the calzone doesn't even need to be stuffed. But then here comes Sauce on the Side, this local eatery that has created 12 locations in 12 years. There's a Sauce on the Side near you. Illinois, too, please. sauceontheside.com. That's where you can go to see all of the locations. That's where you can also sign up for their loyalty program, which is excellent because you could get some free calzones in the future. And you can also see their specials, which last week, Dan the Calzone Man did a food drop where he brought us all the Get Scrambled calzone for a limited time until the end of January. So you only have a couple more days, but essentially it's scrambled eggs, potato hash, applewood bacon, maple sausage, white cheddar, smoked cheddar. Then it's basted with this perfectly balanced of sweet maple cinnamon butter, and then they serve that as the sauce on the side so you can dunk at your leisure. It's perfection. So please go there today. Sauce on the Side. Support something local. Eat deliciously. They got something for everybody. sauceontheside.com.
Our first big summer show of 2018. We've got 30 Seconds to Mars and Wellesley Arms and Walk the Moon and K-Flay. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's really great to see you. I got to tell you this, though, kind of changing up the interview from where I thought I was going to go. I want to know about the fitness regime in which that you have, how you do it out there when it's 105 degrees, because I need to.
Okay, so we've just started something. We're calling it Witness the Fitness.
Okay.
It's good branding, right?
Right.
National Crapper Day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
National Crapper Day.
And did it on this day, right?
I mean, it's really a British holiday, but, you know, we'll celebrate it here, too.
Thomas Crapper? Yeah.
Thomas Crapper.
What are you guys going to do to celebrate?
Not sit on the toilet too long, because that's bad.
Yeah, you'll get a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. So
Manage the number 2 show for National Crapper Day.
Special edition.
Next number 2 show should be dedicated to Thomas Crapper.
I agree.
So, okay. So it's a British holiday dedicated to a plumber from the 1800s named Thomas Crapper. He's not the reason for the word crap, though. It's just a coincidence.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Fate. I believe that's called fate.
So Thomas Crapper was not the inventor of the toilet.
No, but it was like the P-trap or something. He had something to do with it, but it wasn't.
He did perfect it, though. He did perfect and promote the toilet.
Yeah, and wasn't it on it? Wasn't his name on a lot of toilets? So people would say, "Hey, I'm going to the crapper." Like, now they say, "I'm going to the John," or "I'm going to the throne." Or
I think the origins of the word crap, I don't think have anything to do with him.
I refuse to
You
believe
guys,
that.
Why don't you look that up?
Can I get a consensus of the man room? When you see kind of a futuristic ulterior design of a toilet, like the conventional cheap toilet you buy at Home Depot that's just standard. But when you go to like somebody's house or a restaurant and they got like a really fancy looking type of future Beetlejuice house looking toilet, do you get a little upset? Like why? It's perfect. We don't need to do anything different. You're trying to showboat this thing off that I'm pooping in.
What do you mean?
Like a futuristic toilet.
How futuristic? Like a
just
Japanese toilet?
No, it just looks different. It doesn't look like they're trying to make it something it's not.
Like it's not your normal bowl shape. It's something else.
There's something else going on. The
kind of
design
like a trash
is strange.
can, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah, like a trash can, like a simple human trash can for your ass. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's a.
Do you mean like the actual design of like the actual like curvature and
I do.
edges of the toilet, or the bells and whistles?
All of it.
Okay.
Like if you look up toilets that you can buy that are expensive, unnecessary.
There's one that's 20,000 and it looks stupid. It looks like a dumb.
There's a Japanese
trash
toilet
can.
though that's, I mean, built-in bidet,
Oh, they're all
blow dryer. Like this thing is, as my friend Charlie Winfrey would put it, like pooping into a computer.
future is
It
now,
the future,
guys.
Yeah.
Dang.
Even the basic hotels over there. Those are the standards.
Well, I mean,
That's
now they
amazing.
have ones that can analyze your feces.
I'm not talking about the science behind it. I'm talking strictly about design.
There is a gold toilet available for $416,000.
Well, Thomas Crapper,
Good
okay.
deal.
We got one of the ones with the two flushers, where it's like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
for pee-pee.
I have
this
that
one's for
toilet at my
poo-poo.
house too, and I hate it.
And I felt a little bougie when we got it, because it was like we needed a new toilet. The landlord, the guy that did the install, went and got it, and he goes, "I bought the wrong toilet, but it's a nice one." And I was like,
And don't you feel like
Here's-
at any given moment, it's just like these button
supposed to be good
start
for the-
cars. When you put the key in the ignition and you turn it, you feel like you're actually doing something. Now you just push a button to turn your car on. With the button on top of the tank toilet, I always feel like, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah, I don't like those. I like the handle. Give me a handle.
Yeah,
But Thomas Crapper, the original toilet was functional when Thomas Crapper was doing his thing, but he added a dash of elegance to the design. His designs even save water by. He's the guy that added the ball cock that stops water flowing into the toilet when the tank is full.
I know what we'll call it, the ball cock. Cool.
Yeah.
A pivotal piece. By the way, it says, as far as the word goes, crap.
Crap, yes.
Crapper didn't invent it, but he did help spread the word. Americans do associate it with the name crapper, blah, 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 blah. But the word crap has been in use since the 14th century.
Right?
And originally meant husks, residues, or dregs, derived from the Old French crap, C-R-A-P-P-E, meaning siftings. So, yeah, it was used as like a Dutch and Old French crap.
Right. So the word crap is not from Thomas Crapper.
Right. It is in America, kind of, but not really. So it's like this magical, just serendipity, this amazing coincidence
Destiny
of fate.
for this guy.
Your name was Bill Clymer, and you mounted Everest. Couldn't be more on the nose.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Also, what a man of living a life of innuendo. You know what I mean? His business card's got to be Thomas Crapper, inventor of the ball cock.
Hello.
Yeah.
From Pee Pee Poo Poo Industries. Like, come on, man.
You can just call me Tom.
We can get a stone's throw away from schoolyard jokes.
I should call. What do you call your invention, Thomas? I don't want anybody to laugh.
Floating
at it.
bulb. No.
It's got this elbow quality. Well, something about an elbow, water elbow.
Yes.
No, it doesn't have a ring to it.
I know. Ball cock.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Ah.
It's settled. Yeah.
There are only
Eureka.
men in the room. They're like, yes, of course.
Eureka. The ball cock. All right, let's.
By crap, you solved it.
I, Thomas Crapper, do hereby call this the
I
ball
declare.
cock.
Sir Tom, he got knighted. Sir Thomas Crapper, inventor of ball cock, Duke of Pee-Pee Poo-Poo Industries, kneel before the Queen. Dookie,
Duke of Dookie.
Duke of Dookie. Kneel before the Queen.
The Duke of Dookie.
The Duke of Dookie.
He's got to be knighted.
We
All
have mental
hail.
problems
I hope.
on this show.
He's got to be. Somebody, hey, Scott, look up to see if
Has
Thomas
to be.
Crapper's knighted. He's got to be. He's got to be Sir Thomas Crapper. Come on. Keeper of the order.
See here. Was not knighted.
Oh, Sir
What a
Sphincter.
travesty.
Man,
Duke of Dookie, Sir Sphincter,
that's brutal.
Thomas Crapper. Like I just getting his name yelled out at a royal ball cock.
All right, let's do this. All right, it is sponsored by.
Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If your partner has an OnlyFans subscription, is it considered cheating? What do you think, Lern? Let's say Tim's got an OnlyFans subscription.
Yes. I've asked him, I go, hey, do you have an OnlyFans account? And he said no. No, I don't think it's cheating. To me, it's like watching pornography on like a Pornhub. So
Now, speaking to OnlyFans
What if they're getting
content creators, they make most of their money doing these private,
yeah, you're right.
That was my
doing
next
these
question.
private things.
Yeah, I still, I mean, and this is just for me, so I'm not speaking for all women. I'm sure
Sure.
there's plenty of people that have a big issue with that. I personally do not. Like, if Tim got, and if he, especially like, I mean, and I doubt he would be transparent about that. I feel like most people hide what they're into and like what they're paying for in the pornography world. But no, I wouldn't be like upset. Now, what would be weird to me, because I've thought about this before, like the OnlyFans teacher that she was here at the station, right? We could meet
We
her.
talked to her, yeah.
Yeah, like that is a little bit crossing the line because it's like somebody you kind of know. Like if Tim were following, I have friends that have OnlyFans accounts and do content. If he were following them, that would be crossing a line for me. But the fact that like you would never meet this person, you just find her hot.
Now, there's
whatever.
one thing going on to YouPorn or Pornhub, whatever. And,
Sure.
And there's another thing going specifically and subscribing specifically to a porn star's page and spending money.
You think that? So you think that's different?
What would you do?
do.
It's digital prostitution in a way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I do
paying
think.
for
I
it.
do think.
A lot of OnlyFans models make their big money making custom videos,
Right.
which are typically catered to a single user. So is there a line there for you? Like if you found out that like it was like a video, it was like, "What's up, Tim?
No.
What's up, big boy? It's me."
As long as he
Personalized.
couldn't, like,
And it
as long
was
as
like-
this wasn't like a local person. No, I personally.
If it was
do not have
somebody
a
didn't
problem.
know and they were specifically making a video
To Tim,
for Tim, saying his name in the video,
Yeah, I
As
don't
long
have
as
a
it's
problem.
a-
with
doing
it.
have
things for him
conversations
in the
together?
video.
I just said I don't have a problem.
All right.
They
That's
have
actually really cool.
conversations
That's
together.
great.
So what about visiting a prostitute?
I think a lot of
Well,
people
yeah,
would
no,
not like that.
I would prefer Tim not visit a prostitute and have sex with a prostitute. If he is joeing to a private video that an OnlyFans model that we will
That he
never
paid
know
money for.
that he paid money for, and as long as we're not like draining our bank account, I am fine with that.
Cool wife
Or at
alert.
least I feel
wife
like I'm
alert.
cool with it.
Cool life.
Cool
know?
wife.
Yeah.
Because I guess like I would wonder about that with me. Like, what if I went to like I would wonder what his opinion would be. Like if I subscribe to an OnlyFans of like I don't know, whoever I love.
I could tell you, my wife would not be cool with it.
Well,
No,
then
because
that's
you're
100%
communicating.
okay.
You're
One-
sending
one-
private messages to a girl. That,
1,000,000%.
Yeah, but it's
not
transactional,
cool.
Scott. It's like you're paying money. It is prostitution. It's sex work. It's just there is no contact, like aside from just a screen. Like if him going to Vegas and being like, I'm gonna go with the guys, we're going to the cat house, I would have a big problem with that. This to me, for some reason, doesn't upset me as much. I don't know.
That's cool.
I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't
Are
trigger
you
me.
in the minority or
Probably,
are
yeah.
you the majority?
I would say I'm in the minority on that.
Well,
I think so too.
you guys think she's in the majority, the minority?
Minority.
I don't know.
Her feelings on this
Probably in the minority.
Yeah, I'm
probably
minority.
by a lot. If you were to throw a number out there, what are women's? So if you find out if a woman finds out her partner is subscribed to a porn star's channel, is it definitely cheating? What do women think? What do you think?
Did they ask them anonymously?
Yeah. Was there with a group of friends or?
I don't know. Assuming everybody's telling the truth.
I bet you 40% say it's cheating.
That means 60% do not think it's cheating.
I'm sorry. Reverse it.
There's a crazy amount of people, more than I would ever think, that don't like that their partners watched regular porn.
Right.
That freak out if they find out like they've gone to just an old VHS tape their dad gave them or something. Like there are people who get furious and like will end marriages over it.
Oh, my wife, her friend did not allow her husband to have Maxim magazine when that was a thing.
Right.
You know what though? I find like you need more context. So like, what if if you specifically say a guy is paying for an OnlyFans subscription to get personal videos and our sex life is dwindling and we aren't having intimacy anymore and like all these other problems, that's a major red flag and a problem. But if you are having a healthy relationship,
right,
having sex regularly, still getting things, the intimacy of your own couplage, like, then it shouldn't be a problem. It's just a thing. It's just like anything else that you consume.
56% of women believe that if a partner has subscribed to a porn star channel, it is definitely cheating. So 56% of women, 38% of men agree with that.
Wait, what did you say?
56% of women
cheating?
believe if a partner has subscribed to a porn star's channel, it is definitely cheating. So you are close.
Yeah, dang.
But 38% of men agree with that statement. Well, 48% of men say, it depends on the type of interactions involved. Like,
I think the guys' answers would be very, very different if this were even the other way. But it's not. They'll never have to deal with it. Guys will never have to deal with this in the same way that women have to deal with this.
No, women are not subscribing to OnlyFans.
No,
if they are, it's a very, very small
If they were at the pace and the numbers that men would, you know how many men would instantly have problem with it? A ton.
What
more
about
than
this?
30%.
What about you're a woman, you identify as like you're married, you're heterosexual, but you want to like scratch an itch of bi-curiousness, and like let's say I subscribe to a female channel to have that.
100% of men are.
No guy
say,
would be pissed
yes.
at that.
All right, it's a
No
double
man
standard,
would
I
be
guess.
pissed at that.
Yeah.
0%
there
of
would
men.
be men mad at that. There'd be men pissed about that.
A very small percentage.
Less, probably, but yeah. But there's the other side of it, man. Like if your girl wanted to start an OnlyFans,
right?
Is 38% cool with it?
No, that number would go drastically down.
Yeah, I would, I wouldn't want Tim to start like if he were like, I'm going to start an OnlyFans, I would have a problem with that. I'd be like, no, I don't want to.
Well, in this study here,
Share
they
those
interviewed a bunch of women and men. One woman interviewed said it depends on what sort of explicit content her partner was watching. Another asked how much money is being spent on this.
Yeah.
She says if you're paying for something, interacting, and having a particular person of interest, that's definitely cheating. Again, if you're paying for something, interacting, and having a particular person of interest, that is definitely cheating. Meanwhile, two men who were asked, is subscribing to OnlyFans cheating, said they didn't think it was akin to having an affair. However, one described it as, quote, a dog act that did cross a line in a relationship. And the guy said, if I was with somebody for, say, 5 years, I'd be like, what's going on here? That would be a big fight. Whereas if it was with somebody new, bye. So for one guy, depending on how much time was already invested in the relationship.
That's interesting. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I could even be the judge of whether it's cheating or not. I don't think any of us can be that authority. But in my opinion, it's just like, you're growing or you're dying kind of thing. And like the health of anything, including a relationship, it has to be worked on. And I think, and I know I've kind of, I don't know, gone more conservative in this sense with this, but like, I just don't think it's healthy in any sense.
Well, if you're
I
hiding
don't
anything.
think any of this thing can be healthy in the long run if you're really trying to make efforts to make your personal choice relationship healthier. I just don't see how this could assist.
I think it all depends on if you're honest with your partner about it. Like if you're hiding,
Right. If you're hiding it, there's a big problem.
are you willing?
She's
Yeah,
got
so you have
other
it
issues.
in your
Is your
financial.
Is your OnlyFans subscription? Are you willing to tell your partner about it
Right.
now?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, with your budget meeting, you're like, okay, so I'm going to need to set aside $75 a month.
All right, we got to cancel something. I say Netflix.
Well, and most people are pretty protective
What
of that.
about what about your Adriana Chechik subscription? Like, let's not get carried away. You know what? We'll cut some corners. I'll eat bologna sandwiches.
Like, do you guys talk to your partners about like any content you are consuming, whether it's like a Playboy or whatever? Like, if you do that, like, because I feel like that's something that's very guarded with,
Yeah.
partners. Like, even, and it's an intimate thing, but it's also this kind of private thing. Masturbation exists. Like, it's a healthy thing. But people are really kind of secretive about that, even when they're in a healthy, great
That's interesting.
relationship, So,
I think that's more common than I thought it was because
like the secretive part of it.
yeah, if Tina wants to know, like what kind of porn I'm watching, like
Like, if she asked, you would tell her.
if she asks, and we've watched some porn together. It was not really our thing, but like she's just not like that into it, or she says she's not. I don't know. She could be watching her own thing, but it's like
I don't know. If my wife figured out I was into amputee stuff, she'd be freaking
I mean, there might be maybe I'm lucky that it's not anything that wild, but I don't hide it. If she's like, "What do you watch?" and I'll just be like,
So
"Go to
it's-
my history. I'll show you the last one I was on."
So the ethics part of this is then just the payment and the one-on-one interaction. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
You have to be honest, transparent about that, but not any other thing that you are consuming.
OnlyFans seems a lot different to me, and I could be wrong. The fact that you're seeking out an individual who can then privately send you
personalize
things,
it.
Yeah.
personalize it. I think it's way different.
The line seems to move.
And if you're paying for it,
a lot. The line has moved a lot and very quickly. Don't you think? I mean, it used to be, like cheating was physical only, and then we really sort of realized, what was it, 80s and 90s or something, about just like the emotional cheating and how that is honestly usually a much bigger part of all of it than even just like the physicalities of it. And then now we're talking about digital, and it's totally okay because... Or it's totally okay as long as there's not a personal connection. Or
Right.
it's totally okay if this is like everybody has different rules, and it seems like, again, I think they're all dangerous. Like,
So-
it's all
I'm still a physical man. I still believe that.
physical or not. Like it's not cheating unless it's physical.
I think yeah, for me, I'm just
even
like,
if it's a personal message, like if you're personally,
I don't, it just depends. Like if it's in your relationship, you have a say in it, maybe. But like I'm saying, like I don't think you're cheating. I don't think you're like cheating on your spouse if it hasn't reached a physical thing. If you have the restraint to be like, this is the line. Everything else is eroticism and fantasy, and you're being open and transparent about it. Or you're just like, hey, man, I have a connection and I flirt with a person is not the same thing as me sleeping with that person.
I would like to know the numbers of the guys that are subscribing to these pages, have interactions with these porn stars, have private messages, and their wives are aware of it.
Wait a second. What if you're married?
I would say the porn stars are the least of the worries on OnlyFans. On OnlyFans, it'd be more like some of the lesser. I mean, like if your husband's like getting messages from Jenna Jameson that are clearly bot messages.
So, I mean,
versus like
when I say porn, okay, OnlyFans great.
Yeah.
So wait. So what if there's What if someone who's married is messaging or full on what do you call it, like sexting and FaceTiming and sharing videos and all that kind of stuff? They technically haven't touched each other, but it's as intimate as it gets in the digital realm, shall we say?
Yeah, that'd be a little much.
Is that not cheating?
That would definitely be grounds for a conversation. I don't know that you've cheated yet, but I'm like, you are talking about the act of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
if you're
that's
sexting,
the whole relationship, we'll say.
But I thought you said emotionally, and I always took that as like
a work friend, and
yes, that's a broad swath, man, where
right.
people kind of like pin that on people, where it's like Just because you have like a friendship or an emotional connection with someone.
So the price, just the price of subscribing to an OnlyFans account, and I mean, it varies, but it's most commonly between $5 and $10 a month. But the creators say they make most of their revenue from private messages with fans, which starts at $3 and is capped at $200 a message. So
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Jeez.
All right, so this is an interesting question. If your New Year's resolution was to get back onto the dating scene, here's an interesting hypothetical. Somebody posed this question to straight men online. If you walked into a room with 1,000 single women around your age, how many of them do you think would be attracted to you?
Oh, yeah, this could be
60% for me. Of women, yeah. I did shots with every woman at Hot Shots yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm rolling in the babes.
You were popular with the babes.
And I am 100% down. I love our female audience.
I would say women would be far higher for you. You think 60%?
I'm going to say 60%, just over half.
I would say.
Are we assuming all the women are gay? Or
No,
is
we
she
don't have to
turning
be
them?
gay. We
You
could just
turning
be.
them?
No, we could just be however we are.
You would be so
attracted.
No way.
Yeah.
You'd be so much in the 80s or the 90s, and the
Aw,
rest of them
thanks,
would just be
Moon.
people that are jealous.
That's sweet. It's a nice thing you ever said.
Well,
Well, let's
I
take
mean
this.
it.
Let's take this hypothetical. Let's take Lern out of the equation, okay?
What?
You would win this. You would win this room hands down.
Men only.
Not fun.
We could combine our efforts and lose.
Guys, all right. Rafe, Moon, Scott.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
You walked into a room with 1,000 single women around your age. How many of them do you think would be attracted to you? Take your local celebrity status out of it.
Okay.
They don't know who you are.
Just
Should we base it on any
straight
stats we have?
straight up.
Just looks.
One
Charisma
single,
and
one
looks.
single photo.
You walk into a room.
Do I get to show off personality at all?
Oh, I walk
Or is
into
this
a
just
room.
walk in?
So my
It's just
physique.
like a character on a video game and like on a pedestal and get turned around in
Yes.
front of everyone.
My physique and my mosey will be a part
How
of this.
How many do you think out of 1,000?
So we could take stats though that we know, right?
No, you.
Because like I go home and 100% there think I'm attractive, so I would assume.
God damn it! Just
Play.
walk into a room. Okay, this is not hard.
Yeah, just first
You
sight.
walk into a room.
Okay,
out of 1,000 women, how many want to get with King Scott? How many? Scott, give me a number.
Well, I'm a redhead, so that automatically drops it down
Oh,
significantly.
come on now.
I'm gonna say
Out of 1,000,
What if my mom's in the room? Jill's in the room.
Jill's not in the room.
All right,
went
up to
Nobody knows you.
80%.
And all the question is
Jill's in the
do you
room.
find this person attractive?
1,000
yeah, I'll
Jills.
say I'm probably at 55%.
55.
55 out of 1,000. Oh, okay.
55%.
550.
No,
Yeah.
just give me a number. Like
550 people.
550 people.
Damn.
55 out of 1,000.
I like
You're really
that.
shooting low, buddy.
550 people. Okay. How many do you say? Out of 1,000.
Man, I would say
And I'll let you know what guys ask.
of my age. I mean, you go 5 years younger, and I'm losing tons. But I'll say at my age, I'm confident. Show me 799 out of 1,000, Bob.
799. Okay.
Very good.
Closest without going over.
Damn.
You know, you're right. We do have to think of our.
It's our age.
These were
dude.
raised with good self-esteem.
Well, I had to find it.
Rafe.
10 or 11.
10 or 11,
I'm-
my ass.
10 or 11, and I'm going to tell you what, those are the 10 or 11 I'm
You're shooting
focusing
low,
on.
dude.
I'm right with Rafe.
I think
Both of you are
10 to
idiots.
11
Maybe
women.
25.
No.
Maybe 25.
Have you looked around
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
of the people in our
Maybe
age?
25.
Have you looked at some of what our friends are doing?
Man,
what
I
are
think-
happening to their
Yeah,
I
faces?
appreciate
Yeah.
whoever's running the numbers and you guys is
You guys actually care about how you look and like put yourselves together, all four of you, and like take good care of yourselves, and you don't give yourself enough credit.
25.
yeah. I think maybe
You're wrong.
and good on
At
you.
least
if you get
100.
25 men.
You
I
guys
think
are wrong.
at least 100. How sad is that?
What,
And that was to
10%?
cheer us up.
Guys, stop for a second.
Well, that's what I mean. You guys are being so
Hold on.
stupid right now. You're like, oh, 22.
You guys are so
You
silly.
guys are idiots.
Her idea
I'm
to
putting
cheer
that-
us up was
I'm
to be like,
putting that
no,
number-
you'd hit 10%.
I'm putting that
Yes.
number out there to get compliments, so I'm
You
fishing.
got-
Go ahead, make me
Yeah,
feel
you
good.
guys are just self-deprecating for an audience. I
No,
swear.
I'm
you
being-
guys are full of
No,
it.
you're not,
pandering.
Rafe.
No
Oh, my
way.
God.
No
you
way.
think
You guys are
800 out of
Dude,
1,000 women.
can I
would
just say
want
this?
you.
I didn't.
Rafe
you
teen.
didn't- Stop. It's not.
799.
It's not 1,000 women. It's 1,000 women my age. who are also looking at other men our age. And I'm telling you, Rizz, tell me
right.
that every 2 or 3 years, when you run into somebody you haven't seen in 5 to 10 years,
Oh,
your brain doesn't go, oh my
damn.
God, what happened to you,
I look
man?
like that?
All right.
I'm telling you, dude.
We have more than we
men
realize.
our
I don't know,
age
man.
are
Blind.
their looks are
Well,
dropping like flies.
But here's the other thing.
All
You
you
go
got to
in-
do is hold it together.
You go in
I'm having a problem doing that.
You go in expecting 10. Everything over a dozen feels like
win.
icing on the cake, baby. You guys are going in expecting 800.
Yeah.
You could get crushed. You could get 550.
Well,
you could get
he's
crushed.
making a
Trust
great
me,
point.
I
You're
don't
making
care.
it
800.
because we're not
put
gremlins. Like a
you-
lot of our friends have turned to gremlins already.
I do
and
have
we
all my
haven't done
hair.
that.
We do
So I
have our
think we
hair.
automatically shoot up higher than any of our buddies. Yeah. This is-
I'm over 6 feet and I have my hair, so I do have that going for me.
14% are with Moon and King Scott. 14% said they'd be fawned over with more than 200 of the 1,000 women being attracted to them.
Yeah, men are very dumb.
Rafe and I that say between Rafe, you said 11, I said 25. 42% do not have high hopes.
Those are the men who have taken the long look inward.
Women our age. You guys aren't thinking this through.
Hey, I'll be happy with the 10.
There were a couple men that were surveyed that were upset that there was a zero, like there was not a zero option. Like 0 women.
Oh, please.
Like in the comments, one person said, if I walked in right now, 0, but if I had a chance to shave and dress up a little, 5.
So this is kind of my point. You just said nearly half of the people are so confident in their answer right now.
Yeah. So half of the men
And that's my point.
think
Over
that they're
half of the
good
men.
looking enough. That's how
No.
ridiculous we are.
42% said between 1 and 25%. 1 and 25 of the women.
Right. Out of 1,000. Out of 1,000. 1 in 25 women out of 1,000.
Yes, 42%.
So
said-
at least 42%
Now remember-
are either beaten down enough or self-aware enough that they've turned to gremlins already.
Restate the question.
And then look at yourself. You guys haven't fallen apart
if
yet.
you walked into a room with 1,000 single women
Correct.
Show some
Hold on.
confidence.
around your age,
Correct.
how many of them do you think would be attracted to you?
Boom. Attracted to you. Not settle for you. Not, I'll give him a shot. Legitimately
Like, ooh,
are like, whoa,
Look at this.
got to
Check
get me
this
some
guy
of that.
I would walk in and
Check, please.
Maybe 25, 20 to 25 would go, ooh, look at that short drink of water.
Little girl, his shins are
Very
tiny.
Short drink of
Girl,
water.
You
girl,
guys.
he ain't got no shins.
You guys, dude. Oh, man. All you got to do is walk in with some confidence and you're already in the upper echelon.
I have high shoulders.
I'd
I have
walk in
scoliosis.
confident.
I'm gross.
You do have the scoliosis.
I'm
but
hunched
nobody
forward.
notices.
Oh, we've all
I
got
see.
problems.
You guys are all idiots.
I'd walk in
You all
confident.
4 are attractive dudes with great senses of humor and stuff. You have great
Well,
gifts.
yeah, if I can work the room, my number will go up a little.
Can I walk in with my rear end first? Because that's like my
Is that your
best
calling card?
Yeah.
Oh, just walking
Tush
in.
first.
We're just walking in and walking out, and somebody's asked, "Was that person attractive?" You guys you're crazy. You would score so much higher than you think.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I got an 8.5 on Hot or Not.
Hey, there you go.
Out of 10.
tight.
With the
That's
earrings,
man.
probably.
Okay, how far do you think you've fallen from
A
that?
lot.
Down to a 2.5?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, come
town.
on.
Me and my buddy Steve Cavino put ourselves on Hot or Not.
Oh, my God,
You got
Steve
a 9. You got a
Cavino.
9.8.
Listen,
I love Steve Cavino.
you may have fallen. We've all fallen. But to what rate
Way
has the rest of
more than
people
half.
your age fallen? They've fallen much faster. That's my point.
Yeah.
The key part here is that it's 1,000 women your age.
I'm tired.
Somebody says just
And
don't
her
shave
eyesight's
again.
worse now.
Riz, somebody said don't shave again and you'll be fine.
If you shave, you get
You
3.
really screwed everybody up at the beginning of the year when you came in here with no beard.
Okay, well.
Leave that man alone. He's trying new
He's a
things
handsome
out.
boy.
He's trying new looks. Leave him alone. I think you're handsome regardless of your hair.
Thanks,
bud.
Rafe. What?
And I also think that I think we were the most realistic of the 4 of us. I stand by our answers.
I stand
today.
by Moons now.
Yeah, man.
Moon's 700, specifically 799.
But you know what,
I
dude?
didn't- I
He's
didn't
been a
wanna
rock
go
Get
star
it,
too
girl.
long. He is not. He's out of touch with reality. He's been rock and roll star too long.
Now
He's
it's
been
just-
having women throw themselves at him for years.
Now,
He's
It's just kept me young, and every time I come home and I see some of my friends, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you were the cute one in Story of the Year. I remember talking about it in high school, and everybody be like, "Oh, who's the cute?" Everybody wanted Dan. No, lots of mooners, lots of moon chicks
listen,
in the city.
It's very kind.
I think my number would go
A lot
up.
of dudes too.
Yeah.
If my number
Something
would go
kinder.
up, if I had a chance to introduce myself and show off a little personality, I will say that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your knowledge, you're so knowledgeable.
I will say if I had a chance to interact and really showcase some stuff, I think it would be more than 25. But I'm going to stick with 25.
You guys ever do a speed dating thing?
No.
Along with the apps that I'll never use.
Looks like fun.
It looks like fun.
It looks like a
speed
nightmare, I'll
dating
be
round.
honest
No
with you.
way.
It
So
looks
much
horrible.
fun.
The movies
I would
always make it
never,
look like
ever
so
wanna do
much
that.
fun.
You know who I really had a connection with? Gina. Pardon? 40-year-old virgin.
Is it Gina? It's Gina.
What's up? I'm Gina.
It does
Speed
look
dating
like
sounds
fun.
like something I would. Oh God, I would hate it.
No
We
way,
should do a
dude.
speed round as a punishment of meeting listeners, where you just got to sit there and go and sit down at the table, and you get 30 seconds, and you got to keep
No,
the
we-
momentum.
it would
We
have-
do that all the time. It's called the meet and greet.
It would have to be actually going to a place to speed date.
Yeah, but they got it all set up.
We'd have to use fake names.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Mine would be Griff Janet. You know that, Mice.
Griff Janet.
Why do you
Why?
keep giving it out? He's been using
Why is
that for
Griff
decades.
Janet your name?
That's
My fake name.
been his alias at hotels.
Mine's Claudia.
I got to change it.
Yeah,
Too many
of
people
course.
know.
You said it on air now 3 times.
I know, but it is a cool made-up name, though.
It's
Griff.
the weirdest. It's not cool. It makes no sense.
I knew a Griffin.
Whose
in high
surname
school.
would be Janet? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Griff? Hello, I'm Griff Janet.
It sounds like somebody golfing. Griff, comma,
silly
Janet.
name.
Griff, Janet.
How is that a silly name? That's a
I don't know.
great name.
What's your parents' names? Mr. and Mrs. Janet, like Tom Janet?
Yeah, Bob Janet.
Barbara Janet.
It's Bill and Mary Janet.
That doesn't
Biff?
make any
Yes,
sense.
it does.
I've never seen that as a surname.
Are you a Griffin or is it just Griff?
It's Griff and Janet.
That would be better.
Nice.
Sounds like yeah. That sounds like a side character in a video game that works on your vehicle, like in a racing game. Like take it to Griff Janet's garage
Yeah, it does.
to get your speed bike working.
Janet's a.
Some AI.
I'm sure
thing.
there's a couple Janets out there.
You
That's their
think
last
so?
name.
Mr. and Mrs. Janet.
I'm gonna look see if there's a.
I feel like even if there were, at some point they're like, "We got to change this. You good? You
It's a
good to
great
change
last
this?"
name.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Griff Janet. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Rafe does relationships. Of course there is. Go ahead.
Janet is a surname derived from the name of the ancestor, the son of Jan, from diminutive Janet
Son of
or
Jan.
Janet with
Son
an
of Jan.
OT. Son of Jan. I am Griff, son of Jan.
Son of Jan.
House of Jan.
I bet you
The
the,
House of Janet.
the family crest is just a nerd bent over all
Get outta here.
stupid.
Yeah, with no shin. And a shaved face.
Oh, you know what? It's some dorky dog.
A Janet is?
Short leg dog.
No,
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 it's a
on,
little-
on,
It's
on
a dog
the
with no chins.
Chihuahua or
Like
something.
corgi.
on the sur- on
It's
the
like a
sur-
corgi. I
Yeah.
bet it is.
on the
Bichon.
badge.
It
it's
is,
like one of
dude,
these
look.
dumb dogs.
It's a shinless dog. Look at it. Looks like a seal.
It's the ancient
look like
arms of
bird.
Janet.
Straight from Sussex, right down the wall from
We-
the hill from Cornwall.
Our family spent 9 generations breeding shins right out of this animal.
Hey, they migrated to Canada, and they would. Tell you what, man. Maybe you stick with this. Maybe this is your thing.
Listen, I can't help where I'm from.
That's your family crest, dude.
What
It's the
is
Rizz family crest.
Nerdy dogs.
No, it's the
Just-
Janet family crest, my
clip
made-up
art.
name. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. And we'll finish that Sex Time Fun Facts. And I'll let you know, Americans are saying no to sex like never before. I'll give you the numbers. It is 8:40. It is Monday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Ah, man. Sorry, I was in the middle of my House of Janet research. Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. The roads are clear. Your point forecast, sunny, high of 47. Right now it is 23 at the House of Janet.
All right, guys, welcome back to the farm. So it's a Sunday, and we got a whole crew here doing stuff. We're going to work in the field today. So this will be the final episode of the farm series for now, but I'm sure we'll return back to the farm at some point.
So I'm going to show you what's going on here, the progress of the plants, how those elderberries are looking, and we'll look inside the house, and I'll tell you about some future projects we got coming up here. And there's our tractor, courtesy of Herb Equipment, the Captain Rizz tractor. We're moving some poles. Haha, poles. All right, so behind me is another barn. This is a future project that we're going to do. So we're going to turn this barn into a greenhouse. So come on, let me show you what's going on inside. So this is where the old owner, I guess, stored some of his tractors, some of his big carts for the field. So eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to take the sides off and kind of renovate this structure and make it a greenhouse.
Coming off the back end of winter's chill, what better time could there possibly be to start fresh and make your home more comfortable, energy efficient, and draft free? Because I know you've been feeling it for the last 3 or 4 weeks in this winter blizzard advisory we've all been living through. If your home's been seeing those energy bills climb higher than they should, it's probably your windows. Let Universal Windows Direct help kick off the year with the warmer, cozier home and incredible savings. Universal Windows Direct is offering an amazing deal right now. 2 windows bought, 2 windows free, and that's for as many windows as you want to buy. If you live in Wayne Manor and you want to buy 3,000 windows, you'll get 3,000 free. Absolutely free, no limit, and 36 months, no interest financing. That means 3 years to pay them all off. That's money in your pocket, not a single cent of interest paid. And if you have a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct, and they will beat it. That is a guarantee. That's their commitment to giving you the best quality and value for your home, and their super spacer tech will perform better, last longer, and keep your home at a consistent, comfortable temp all year round. Plus, they're backed by their true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home, plus 20 years. So call Universal Windows Direct today at 314-334-2522 to schedule your free in-home estimate, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you will be saying, I love my windows.
There's a big tour, big show coming to St. Louis, April the 1st over at the Chaffetz Arena. And I am very stoked for the very first time to be chatting with Co Wetzel. Co, you'll be at Chaffetz. It is the Road to El Paso Tour Part 1. And we're playing the song Creeps. And it's really nice to meet you, Co.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having us on. Thank you for jamming the music, dude.
Now, no problem at all. And we got a lot to get to here. But I, as somebody that's kind of new to you and what you do, what was the first music in your life that caught your ear, that made you, that started to like kind of lay the foundation for you being a very passionate music fan?
I would probably have to say Nirvana. I grew up on all kinds of music, and then I found out who Nirvana was in the 8th grade or 7th or 8th grade, and I don't know, man. They kind of grabbed me. Kurt's voice and the way that they put all the music together was. It was unlike anything I'd ever heard, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I got to do this."
And so, was it that record? Was it Nevermind and In Utero, whatever, Nirvana in general? So that was the one that was like, "All right, I want to do this."
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up playing music, but it was always country.
All right.
And stuff like,
So then, on top of that, Co, when did you? Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I apologize. But so when did you feel like, what? I can do music for my life. Like, this is something that I can do. I want to do this. I want to make a living doing this.
Yeah, I think it was more in college. I played and I wrote through high school, played gigs through high school and stuff. But once I got into college, I was like, screw school, I played football for a little bit in school. And I was like, I'm not going to make it to the NFL. I'm not going to become a doctor. So why not go get some free beer and, make a little money doing it, so.
I saw that post I think you made yesterday.
Fans, great news. Underdog is now available here in Missouri. Underdog is the ultimate platform to cash in on all your playoff predictions. Who's heating up? Who's cooling down? 5 million happy players, $2 billion won. Underdog makes it easy and fun to turn your sports knowledge into real cash. Yesterday at the Hot Shots, people showing me what they got going on Underdog, and it's easy. With the Champs game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Mix and match your entries across football, basketball, hockey.
You'll get even bigger payouts. And here's the best part. Underdog gives you the power to cash out whenever you want with their Win Now button. Plus, with Underdog Rescues, you could have your entry not ruined if somebody gets hurt. And you'll get a promo to try again. Underdog is the best place to play. Sign up now with promo code Rizz to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And Missouri fans, you'll get an extra $50 bonus cash when you play your first $5 entry. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 and older and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
All right, so I got the gig of the day here today, like no doubt about it. We are here with the guys from the Revivalists and Becca, our grand prize winner. We are here at Music Record Shop, and what we get to do today? Record Shop.
I'd just like to point out one of the all-time great record title names by Ween, 12 Golden Country Greats.
Oh, that features the song.
There are 10 songs on this album.
But it features the classic Piss Up a Rope, which is like an amazing freaking song. That I have that record. That is a really, really great record.
Good stuff.
And I'm not even the biggest of Ween. And I don't get all the Ween stuff. Normally that's like my brother's thing, but that one
I'm a big they got some great songs too.
I love that this store has Angel Olsen and Roy Orbison together because when I first started listening to Angel Olsen, I was like, this reminds me of Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
And I just love her records. And in general, and Roy Orbison as well.
This is Coming Home With Me. This is one of my all-time favorite records. Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots by the Flaming Lips. It's a masterpiece. Do you realize one of my favorite songs of all time? I need this on vinyl. This is becoming part of my collection.
And that's one that you gotta have, like you gotta listen to that where you can hear all of the sounds.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on in the production
This
of
CD
that.
lived in my car for about 3 years. My high school Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta.
Oh, very nice. I'm gonna get this on vinyl because I don't have it, but I had this on cassette, CD twice, bought the digital, digital version on iTunes or whatever, and don't have this on vinyl.
It's funny because when we were in the car on the way here, I was thinking like maybe I'll get some Beastie Boys today.
Yeah.
Science. I have this already. It's surprisingly good to cook to. It's
I would have never thought of that.
Science by Incubus. It's just like weird, heavy space metal, I guess, kind of.
Do you remember how long those dreads got for Brandon Boyd? Oh man, that could not have been easy upkeep for that man.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because there was no upkeep. I don't know.
MoonLovesWoods.com. MoonLovesWoods.com. There is a special offer waiting for you from Woods Basement Systems. They've been serving our area. It's family owned and operated and been serving our area since 1986. And they helped me not only with a whole bunch of friends and family's basement issues, but with my front porch settling. I had this big slab of concrete, and apparently in my neighborhood when they put it together in the 80s, they really cheaped out. And these concrete slabs were just kind of hanging down. So I had to call Woods to rescue because I had found out through a neighbor that they actually did concrete leveling. So if you have any sort of driveway issues or any of that, they have fixed highway slabs, raised highway slabs. And if they can do that, believe me, they can help you with your driveway or your front porch. My front porch was actually tearing off the facade from my house. Listen, I could tell you 50 different details about why it was a total disaster and an eyesore. But ever since working with Woods, it's done, and I don't have to worry about it every couple of years. It's not like some polyjacking thing like those guys were doing before I bought the house, just having to fix it every single year. Woods fixed it for good. Don't let these kind of problems go because they're not going to get better with time. They're going to get better with Woods. Woods fixed my situation permanently, and they can help you as well. And then, of course, all the basement stuff because they are the all things basementy people. They are the absolute experts. Let their family serve yours. Woods Basement Systems. Check them out. Again, a special offer is waiting for you at MoonLovesWoods.com.
I'm seeing your bucket list here in front of me, Lern, and some of these are definitely achievable.
Yes.
Some of them I'm not sure about.
Sure.
Yeah, some of them are going to be tougher than others. The first one, let's just get into it.
Yep.
And where we welcome feedback. If anybody's can help us, put us on the path to make these happen, please let us know. Because it's all about love and helping each other, lifting each other up, checking stuff off. Here's a big one.
Finishing up Sex Time fun facts here. So a government study has found that Americans are losing interest in sex. And one age group is leading the trend. So rates of sexlessness are climbing from coast to coast among adults ages 22 to 34, with 10% of young males and 7% of their female counterparts saying they're still virgins.
Internet.
So this is sexlessness.
It's the price you pay.
As in not engaging ever.
Right.
Not getting married.
Well,
and then having it go away.
Well, and there's also, let's look a little more at this. So for young adults, sexlessness has roughly doubled across all measures over the last 10 years or so. For young adult females, it has risen by roughly 50%. Now, researchers conducted face-to-face interviews with American men and women ages 15 to 49, collecting data on everything from bedroom behavior to reproductive health habits. And besides the fact that virginity appears to be trending, the numbers also showed big jumps in sexually active men and women in the 22 to 34 age bracket, reporting a serious lack of sex.
Well, that's the first generation too to have digital normalcy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
24% of men ages 22 to 34% have not had sex in a year, up from 9% from 10 years earlier. For females, the number was 13%, up from 8%. And when asked if they'd had sex in the last 3 months, 35% of men said no. Another big jump from 10 years ago.
This is all some of the most predictable numbers on Earth. I mean, just like the baby boom. Just like if all of a sudden a solar wind knocked out every satellite, and we were going to have to deal with 6 years without cell phones or internet access. Like, we could predict numbers there. We're gonna have a baby explosion.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well, narrowing the focus to discover which of these when the trends began, the experts say much of the jump happened between 2019 and 2022, which is pandemic time.
Oh yeah, 2020 as well.
But they also said that COVID-era mandates couldn't be solely blamed for the downturn in having sex. They said one of the biggest drivers of declining sexual activity is the decline in marriage. Mm-hmm. Married people have more sex, and for most young adults, marriage is happening later or not at all. As a result, sex is declining. So, there you go. Those are the numbers.
Those are the numbers.
Those are the numbers. All right, Rafe.
Yes.
Rafe does relationships. So Rafe has gone on to Reddit.
I have. I found us something very interesting to discuss this week.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody who is having plenty of sex and kind of harkens back to our earlier conversation about what constitutes cheating. From Reddit, my 42-year-old male husband has informed me, 42-year-old female, he intends to go on a gaycation with his brother-in-law to Ibiza, 35-year-old male. How do I handle this? Hi there.
I'm sorry.
That's right, a gaycation. And I'm about to get you in. I'll give you a few details and we'll discuss.
Gay.
Hi there. I really wish I didn't have to make this post, but here goes. Me and my husband have been happily married for about 16 years. We both have stable careers, good family, and fairly fortunate financially. We have 2 boys, 15 and 10, and up until this Sunday, I thought we had it pretty good. We argue sometimes, of course, but have never gotten too bad. Pretty decent sex life with some exploration, but I won't get into that. Long and short is, on Sunday, just after I dropped our boys off at a friend's house, my husband asked if we could have a talk. He sat me down and got out a printed poster of some sort of orgy and started explaining to me the concept of a gaycation.
Okay.
How it's where straight men go somewhere with sun, sand, and booze and become gay for the duration of the trip, but that's fine because it doesn't actually count because what happens on gaycation stays on gaycation. So that is what gaycation is.
So it's gay for the stay?
It's gay for the stay, but it's not gay. And it doesn't count, according to the husband.
Not gay when we go away.
It 1,000% counts.
Okay.
Is this what you guys do? Is this like what a man vacation is? Like when you go like to Miami with the boys?
Boys'
Like
night.
That's a dream vacation.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody.
Okay.
No, it's gay.
Okay.
We're gay curious. Or bi-curious, I guess.
She goes on.
Okay.
I was just completely mortified and silent, more so that he said he was looking into booking a trip to Ibiza next year with his brother-in-law, his sister's husband, to experience it for himself. When he finally let me speak, I said, I need to be clear, are you gay? Because if it's yes, that's okay, but we need to figure it out. What happens going forward? I didn't let myself get angry or upset. I was just stunned. He swore up and down that he's not gay. He's 100% attracted to women, and of course, he loves me and our boys. So I said, well, do you think perhaps you're bi? And he got very defensive, saying,
Totally gay.
okay. He got very
He got
defensive,
saying.
saying totally gay.
I engaged in an adult consensual affair with another man.
Saying how I need to drop the accusations and that this is a beauty of the gaycation. It allows straight men to experience gayness without actually being gay. And how it's like going to the aquarium. And again, he was adamant that he doesn't find men's body or genitalia exciting at all. But he needs to experience this, apparently. I said, well, it's not really comfortable because even if he was bi, this to me feels like explicitly cheating. And he got angry and reiterated that it is not cheating because, quote, again, that's the beauty of the gaycation. He kept saying it over and over. And I had enough and left the room. I ignored it for the rest of the day. We spoke at tea. I asked again. He said how he's not interested in gay men's lives. He's only interested in how gay men's lives differ from straight men's. And unfortunately, once the gaycation begins, it's simply impossible for a man to resist. And he must, quote, surrender himself, mind, body, and soul to the gaycation or be destroyed.
You can't just make up definitions of things.
Sure you can.
I really can't put this into words how surreal it was. He was speaking so matter-of-factly. He insists that straight men do this all the time and how he's actually doing it a little bit late in life. I just said to him, if he has any love for me, can't go ahead with this. If he does, the marriage will be dead. And he didn't speak to me anymore after that.
This is him gaslighting his wife.
Yeah.
Big time.
Theories.
Big time.
Come on, buddy.
Big time.
He may not know it or be ready to admit it, but you married a gay man.
Or
And it's-
bi.
And it's,
It is totally gay.
and
I mean, it's not totally gay.
What?
He's still having sex with his wife. They're having babies. She said that everything's been all good.
Right.
He's a bi-curious
But he is
bisexual.
bi.
Yeah,
think
I
he's
would say you're
bi.
definitely
Or
bi.
bi-curious, at least.
Yeah. We don't know
But-
what he's doing, though.
Or wanting to experiment. Not necessarily make
No,
you
this
anything.
is a gay man.
wanting to experiment
No, it's
against
not.
the wishes of his wife. So it's over. It's over. Let the guy go. And hopefully he finds himself and he can become happy with himself in whatever scenario he finds himself in. That's totally normal.
You guys act like one bi-curious experience automatically makes somebody gay. No, you can
doesn't.
be a bisexual.
No, that's not what we
going
said.
to a
We
place.
were
Not
listening.
gonna happen.
It's a
We were
brief
listening to what he
vacation.
said.
You can also experiment and be like, oh, not my thing.
Right.
And not be bi either.
Yeah, you can go and go, this is just something I want to do,
But I think
and
if you're
see
planning...
if that's something that's for me.
Agreed.
No,
It seems like a big commitment.
To go away.
Because and he goes on to say what he meant by aquarium was he's like, when you go to the aquarium, you're amongst the fish, but you're not an actual fish.
You're not going to jump in the tank?
But she said, but you're in the tank on a gaycation. You're in the tank swimming with the fish. You're not, and he does want to have sex. This isn't a
He does want to have
yeah,
sex.
you're touching
does
the
go
fish
on,
with
yes.
your wiener.
yeah.
You are
Yeah.
touching the fish with your wiener. But no, so what I'm trying to get through to you guys is like, this, yes, obviously this sounds like this is a gaycation. It's all men, it's all inclusive, it's all dong. Okay, that's a gay weekend. But he is still coming home and getting turned on by his wife. And so what I'm saying to you is,
Yeah, we're assuming he's turned on by his wife.
well, if he can have babies and do all the things.
Oh no, we all know. I mean,
I don't think
I've known a few people who have come out and said, I denied it, my family, this or that, for whatever
Right.
reason in their childhood, they got married and they had children. And when the marriage was over, they came out of the closet and said, I was gay. It was, I mean, that's happened a
The fact
lot
that
in
he's
our
so
generation.
adamant about this is a gaycation.
you guys are also, I feel like, keying in on whether or not he's gay. He wants to go on this trip to Ibiza with his brother-in-law, who also is advocating. His sister's wife, husband, who is also advocating that they go do this together. Which
That's also very strange.
that's a pretty big red flag, right?
Man.
That's very strange.
And
Like
you're
if
in
he wants to be
Ibiza,
bi-curious, I don't know that he needs to go to Ibiza. Like, can't we just go
what do you?
to Reno?
Is there a chance they're saying it's a gaycation thing to Because I mean, Ibiza, it's just
First of all, say it right. It's Ibiza.
Ibiza. I mean, there's a lot of attractive females down there. I wonder if he's pretending that
He's going down there for this, but then.
So that's under the guise of having sex with gay men. He's
why would you waste your
women?
trip to Ibiza? There's women there.
I feel bad for our bisexual community because they do get screwed out of everything. Because everybody wants this to be like black and white, and it's not. Like, bisexual people exist.
Yeah.
And it's like you have a three-way, all right? It's a man, a woman, and like another woman. Is now your wife gay because there's a woman there and she had sex with a woman?
There's one thing.
No.
There's one thing about, okay, maybe experimenting, but if you're going to Lesbian Island.
What if you just want to go to Lesbian Island for a weekend? It's not like you're living at Lesbian Island.
How long is he going on his gaycation?
I don't know.
It's probably like a little week.
The beauty of the vacation, or the gaycation, is what happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation. He is also trying to sell this as a normative thing that all men do, which definitely is not true.
These guys are from
There's some
Nebraska,
dishonesty
right?
happening here.
Sure. There's a little inflation happening.
And she said she was supportive.
What?
She was like, if you're bi, I'll support it. That's the thing. And I do agree with Lern to a degree. I think that there is I think a lot of people, society shames them out of experimenting early in their life because of homophobia. Then they get married and they start a life, and then this part of them that they want to explore is out there, and they feel a little trapped.
Ibiza's expensive.
I agree.
It's one thing.
You're
to,
going with your brother-in-law to Ibiza. This doesn't sound like this is the first time.
I want to try out some gay stuff. I'm not going to spend a lot of money to go to Ibiza.
Update.
Okay. Oh, there's
okay.
Follow up.
After listening to Mike Posner's single 17 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I last posted, I had contacted my husband to tell him he wouldn't be staying at home tonight, and a bag would be waiting for him. As you can imagine, we argued quite badly. I won't go into specific details, but I'm 100% on board with the fact that at minimum, he's bi, might even be totally gay altogether. We've had arguments in the past. I've genuinely never seen such a childish tantrum, screaming about how I just don't understand the gaycation. Absolutely despise that phrase now, by the way, and insinuating I'm actually homophobic because I refuse to allow him to participate in the cultural exchange of the gay community. A lot of you said to ask him if it would be acceptable if the roles were reversed. And I said, well, while you're gone, can I sleep with every man in Manchester? Like clockwork, he was angry, offended, saying it's completely different because a gaycation means nothing. And what happens on gaycation stays on the gaycation.
Sociopath.
Whereas I'd be straight up cheating. So I turned it around on him. But I see what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester. See how that feels? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't count. Doesn't that sound dumb? It's like bird watching, and I think it got through to him. He went quiet, started crying, admitting that me sleeping with another man is destroying his heart, but relationships need sacrifices. So he agreed while in tears that while he goes on gaycation, I get 1 week to bang Manchester.
I'll pass.
To do whatever I want. He doesn't want me to, but in a, quote, fair and twisted way, he supposes he has to agree.
So if he's banging
I
men,
told him
she's
to
gonna
get
be
the hell
banging
out of
men
my
too.
house. And he left without a fight.
Oh, my God.
Wait, he's going on a gaycation. He lives in Manchester?
Yeah.
They're from the UK.
Man.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out.
Yeah, I mean,
Manchester.
and what's up with the brother-in-law? We're not getting enough tea on how the sister
I have the tea.
feels.
You want the tea on the brother-in-law?
I would,
I want to know about the brother-in-law.
All right, I was trying to keep it short. I know this is incredibly petty, but I also drained the joint bank account, and he couldn't use that against me. About an hour later, I got a call from his mom, who just screamed at me and called me a cheating whore, how I was horrible for the kids. When I finally got composure back, I said, ask your son about his gaycation. Obviously, first she'd heard of it. She hung up, called me a joke, and hung up on me. Later, called me back in the evening in a flood of tears, very apologetic, and says she doesn't know what's going on with her son. She was so upset, she put the father-in-law on the phone. He sounded calm. I asked him to ask his son about the gaycation. He freaked out. Same spiel about what happens on the gaycation. Men cannot resist a gaycation. He gave the whole spiel to his parents.
Your father went on a
gaycation.
This is tradition.
Is it gang related?
Is this gay related?
Your
Are these
father
beings
went on a
gay
gaycation.
related? Gaycation
At least
related?
the parents didn't just offend the son for a fact of...
Husband calls me weirdly rambling.
Ma, where's Dad? He's on his gaycation.
You know he does his
With
gaycation
Steve.
in
With
August
His
with
Frank and
Steve.
Beans on his gang-related gaycation.
He's with his friend Griff on gaycation.
Husband calls and texts, weirdly rambling, saying I abused the gaycation. I've sullied the name of gaycation and destroyed his life. And that I'm a homophobe for doing such a thing. Sister-in-law.
Does gaycation mean anything to
This woman is not a homophobe.
Doesn't anybody respect the gaycation anymore?
No, she's
They
just trying to keep her family together. She's upset.
I feel like these guys are trying to sell a timeshare to their wives. It's like, sister-in-law's husband comes home. She just straight up said to him, can you please explain what the hell a gaycation is? She thought he would be like, what are you talking about? Nope. He went right into the same spiel like they had rehearsed it. Instead of saying that, he sat her down and explained gaycation's a new thing straight men do. It's hot spots to participate in gay sex. It doesn't count because there's no investment and because what happens on gaycation stays on gaycation. These guys had a plan. These guys had a catchphrase. He said it's like writing down angry thoughts and putting them in a drawer. You never have to see them again. The whole time, sister-in-law's in tears, calmly bats off the same points my husband did about how it doesn't count and that he's being ridiculous. I seriously think they might be speaking to a dominatrix or something, or maybe male doms, because surely neither of them came up with this on their own. I really don't want to go into what it was discussed for their sake, but it became apparent to me that the brother-in-law is into sissy hypno porn, and sometimes conflated that with the concept of gaycation. You get hypnotized into being gay.
Oh.
Sissy hypno porn is when you get.
No way.
You're not gay if you got hypnotized.
Your father was hypnotized.
Yeah, oh my God. This man came up to me with his pocket watch, and I was like, let's go watch football and drink beers together.
He made me cluck like a chicken, and your father's on vacation.
The next thing I was trying to watch football and have beers. The next thing I know, I was sipping a Cosmo in a hot tub.
Oh, man. Your father's at Ibiza.
She said this was an utterly surreal moment. Sister-in-law trying to wrap her head around it, also in a flood of tears. Others simply, she wanted to know, it said, brother-in-law says some folks simply never return from the gaycation because the hypnosis and mind control can be totally feminized into a state of permanent pseudo-gayness.
Is this on 4chan? What are we talking about right now? This is insane. This is like a conspiracy theory of the sissy hypno,
This is
whatever
crazy.
it is.
She asked him if the sissy stuff was what he wanted, and he said not on a long-term basis. He was adamant that it was something all straight men do. She's being overreactive because she's a woman.
What?
She must be. It must be her time.
It must be minstrel.
There were more insinuations of homophobia that morning. Their marriage ended that way too. The whole ordeal ended up. She said to him, he had a choice to make, and that he didn't need to make it because the beauty of the vacation is the beauty of the vacation. We talked to a third brother-in-law who said these men had brought it up to him at a family function. He thought they were joking. Oh. So this has
What's
been
up, bro?
And and then it was brought up to him over 2 years ago. So these guys have been
plotting out this gaycation for a while now.
Only good thing we did was leave. Me and sister-in-law spoke about it, utterly stunned. I understand she's gone to her parents. What we did was have our lives destroyed by an abrupt, bizarre, and embarrassing thing. But for some advice, looking for devices for bank statements to see if there's any proof of cheating. After that, I suppose we'll figure out how to tell the boys that their father won't be coming home. Am I a bad person for reacting this way?
No.
No, man. That's
You're
normal.
good.
You should have left earlier.
This is wild.
You good.
Like,
It is wild.
I respect everyone's, if you need to experiment, like having an open and honest conversation with your spouse. But you and your brother-in-law pitching the whole timeshare Ibiza, soup can Ibiza vacation is nuts. Dude.
I think it sounds too ridiculous. I think these guys wanted out of their marriage.
Oh yeah, this is a typical move of anybody that wants to have their cake and eat it too. They don't want to make the decision to blow up the marriage or that kind of stuff. What they do is they take 2 years or take however long, and they figure out this plan, even if it's just a narrative in their own head, even if it involves Vegas and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And they have this whole story that they concoct and then super gaslight you into thinking that you're the crazy person if you react poorly to what it is that they want to do or what they want permission to do, because they ultimately want you to pull the plug because they're too cowardly to do it. So they either do the move or plan on how they're going to dump the move on you and make it your
we're dumb
fault.
because you don't understand.
Yep.
Seen it too many times.
I tried to make it work. But I mean, if you're trying to have a clean break and you got kids and family involved, this was not the way.
Yeah.
No.
Here's what we do.
Especially if there's no gaycation in the future. I mean, I hope they are on the gaycation.
I think they're going on gaycation.
I'm supportive of
They're
it.
on
I love
permanent
it.
gaycation.
But I hope that they're not just breaking up the marriage and not having the gaycation, and this is just the scapegoat reason.
Yeah. No, they plan all this stuff too so they can have a story to convince everyone else in your life that you're the bad guy.
But I'm just saying, like, if you don't want to have hard talks with your kids, and divorce is hard, no matter what.
Yeah, this makes it a little
This does not
worse.
this does not uncomplicate things. Like, what? This is the thing, son. Listen, I'm cool. Your mom overreacted because she's a woman. Because I want to go on
And a
vacation.
homophobe.
She's a homophobic woman.
I'm not a sexist. She's a homophobe.
crazy. Yeah.
It's just a wild,
Well,
you know.
thank you for that. That's very interesting, Rafe.
Yeah, man. Reddit's got some crazy
Reddit's
stuff
wild.
out there, man.
right,
It's
listen.
messing up my algorithm.
We got to take a break. But first, we do have a concert announcement to make. And we're talking big summer shows. That's right. 105.7 The Point presents Incubus performing Morning View
Yes.
in its entirety, plus the hits.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
So Morning View is a great record. Nice to know you, and Wish You Were Here, and the song Circles that's a banger. So Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits with special guest Manchester Orchestra. I know Scott, you're a
Heck
fan of
yeah.
that band.
I didn't know they were opening. That's great.
Chaffetz Arena. Manchester.
Yeah, thank you.
Manchester Orchestra. Chaffetz Arena. The show is Thursday, July 3rd.
Nice. Off the
We're
next
off
day.
the next day.
I just want to encourage everybody because Manchester Orchestra is absolutely incredible. They should be headlining, honestly.
What? How dare you?
They're incredible.
Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. So there you go. Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety. Chaffetz Arena, Thursday, July the 3rd. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. All right, some real quick food news, and then we'll get into sports. It's 9:12. It is Monday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right lane blocked and right-hand shoulder blocked due to a vehicle fire. 70 eastbound just after 64. Your point forecast, sunny and high of 47 today. Right now it's 26 at the Point Studio.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I'm in the Four Brothers Mead tent, joined by a few of the members of Papa Roach. How's it going, guys?
I'm great. I'm great. Good to be here. Point Fest again.
Yes, and I know
We're doing it.
you're a Point Fest veteran. This is my first one.
Oh, really?
And the guys were telling me, he's like, you know what? Jacoby one time came over here, took his pants off into the whole interview in his underwear.
Damn, I don't
So
even
you are a
remember that.
bit overdressed.
Damn. It's part of my.
Are we going to roll the clip?
Dude, I gotta see this. I totally forgot that.
Apparently it happened.
I know.
To take advantage of this amazing deal from Zero Res. So they're having the biggest sale ever in celebration of the new year. So for the month of January, take 24% off all cleaning services with Zero Res. And they'll clean carpets and tile and rugs, upholstery. Basically, every surface in your home can be Zero Resified. So it's time to call in the cleaning pros. And don't forget about your air ducts. That's going to help with allergies and asthma. It's also important to enjoy less dust and lower energy bills, and your home's going to stay cleaner longer. So Zero Res, amazing company. They have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,900 reviews, and you got the Zero Res Gotta Love It guarantee. Makes it easy to get what you pay for. So again, this month with Zero Res, take 24% off all cleaning services. Give them a call, 314-474-2020, or book online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com and say you want the Rizz Show special. Spell it forward or backward, it spells the same at Zero Res.
It's like Blink-182.
Yeah.
Good to go? All right, we are very, very excited about this one tonight. I have to tell you this, Amy Lee. Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Hi.
Peabody Opera House show tonight. So it was so great when we announced this particular show because it was almost like a firework that went off twice. Because people were like, oh, Evanescence is coming back. And they'd be excited. And then, oh, it's with an orchestra. Ooh, you know what I mean? People were so excited about this and playing this beautiful Peabody Opera House. It's the perfect place for it. You've got to play some pretty great venues during this run with the orchestra, right?
That's right. It's been a whole new world. Normally, you know, what we gravitate towards and what I want is like no seats in the house, like no built-in seats. We have people standing up. It's rock and roll, you know. Everything about it is this whole different vibe. And this time, for the first time in, you know, I don't know, over 15 years, it's like, okay, we need like classy, beautiful theaters with seats, and we're going to make a program, and I might wear some fancy clothes. It's going to be all different. It's been really beautiful. We played some historical places. One of my favorite theaters in my hometown in New York is in Brooklyn. It's called the King's Theater, and we just got to actually play there after, I'd only been there seeing other things that I'm a big fan of. I saw Bjork there. I saw Erykah Badu there, and it was such an experience. Really, it's been very fun and fun in a different way, like almost like, whoa, like out of body experience kind of cool thing to do this.
Because it's not, this is not and I don't want to use the word typical.
No, yeah.
This is not the normal run. There's a lot that goes into this. And I want to get to that in just a second. But I want to know when the idea for all of this first came about, the reimagining of the songs and then the orchestra and all of that. I want to kind of know the genesis of that.
It just sort of happened one piece at a time. The thing is, it's not so much like a brand new crazy idea, like if we did like a polka version of all of our songs or something. It's coming from a big piece of the core heart of like just the original thought of Evanescence in the first place. The whole vision, I remember from being very young, was always about this combining of a heavy rock band and these sort of industrial programming sounds and this cinematic score thing with the big strings. So this is, we've had all of this time to generally be at rock radio, and be serving, like making a rock album. That's the genre that we're always in. I really wanted to show another side of our music that's always been there and accentuate it in a way that is actually very metal. If you think about it, it's very uncomfortable. It's something that's dangerous and difficult, and all of us are outside our comfort zones and challenging. It's challenging in a lot of cool ways. I get to play the piano in a way that I never have live before. It's sort of all those things accentuated that are generally in the background, now put up in the forefront.
I read that you had to kind of get your sort of piano chops back a bit because this was sort of a level that you hadn't played at for a while.
No. I mean, I took classical piano when I was in school and stuff, but this tour kind of, what it demands from me personally is to have the kind of focus that normally I only have to have in the studio or like alone in my house. Mm-hmm. It's different than when you're live. You need to keep things fairly safe, generally, so that when something comes flying at you or your monitor breaks or anything else distracts you, like you've still kind of got it in the pocket, like you have the muscle memory to know what to do. But since this is different and like musically like challenging, there's a lot to think about. It just requires more focus, and it feels really good. It's like meditative.
Well, and I bet you very rewarding. I mean, I would bet you get done with a night.
Yeah, when you pull it off, it's just like...
Right. well, and that kind of leads me back to a question you almost kind of answered there in the last time, but it has to be incredibly different for you with different cues and things playing with the band as opposed to now playing with the orchestra. Yeah. How long of a process was that in you kind of getting used to this whole other thing behind you?
That's part of what's so cool about the challenge, actually, is that we didn't get a lot of time to prepare.
Really?
Well, every day that we play, we're not touring with this group. We have a different group of musicians in every town.
Wow.
So tonight on stage, when we play our songs, most of them will be doing for the first time all together as a group in front of the audience. So it's definitely like a little bit different and very live in a new way than it ever has been.
The ability of a musician to be able...
Another quote-unquote business meeting over at Fast Eddie's for a couple weeks from now, because it's been a minute for me, just a few months. The last time I was out there was, again, for a, quote, business meeting, and I did try the half-pound Fat Eddie burger. That was my first time trying the burger because I was always a chick on a stick and a Big Elwood sort of guy. They got that peel and eat shrimp. I mean, this is a legendary place for food. Fast Eddie's Bon Air, Alton, Illinois. Legendary for so many different reasons, not just the food, but the atmosphere is a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. The fact that they literally only have one rule, and that's you got to be 21 and in the mood. And now they're even taking credit cards. So if you haven't been out there for a minute, get back out. What are you waiting for? This is a perfect opportunity to Grab a group of friends or coworkers and get out there and see that live entertainment that happens 7 days a week. Live music 7 days a week. Why go to any other bar when you can get the legendary Fast Eddie's Bon Air experience in Alton, Illinois? Just take 270 north to 367 north, cross that Clark Bridge, hang a right, go left at the light. You will see Fast Eddie's Bon Air. It is famous, legendary for so many reasons. Been serving our area for 40 years with that great eats and the coldest beer on the planet. Simply check out fasteddiesbonair.com for the music schedule. If you're 21 and in the mood, head over to Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
All right, so here we are backstage, way back Point Fest, and we are absolutely.
Here's a random question. The average American eats how much cheese every year? How many pounds?
Great.
All in.
I am raising that average.
All in.
15 pounds.
Oh, more than that.
Oh, really? Think
You're
so?
off.
Like, I'm going to say
You're off. Dang.
like 100 pounds of
Dummy.
cheese in a year.
In 1 year.
100.
You're off.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
cheese is in everything, dude. You think
You're
about
right,
like
you're
cheese
right.
and velvet. Like, you're not thinking just cube cheese, like cheese on a
Even
sandwich.
Parmesan.
Yeah, Parmesan.
Yeah,
100
but
pounds.
100
cheese,
pounds is a lot.
cheese does so much work that it doesn't. It's not taking a ton of weight to make every meal
Think about
better.
this. A
you know what I'm
slice of
saying?
cheese, I think, is 2 ounces.
And think of how many pieces.
16 ounces. So 8 slices of cheese in a, what? 16 ounces in a pound, right?
Yeah.
So in a pound, there's 16 slices of cheese.
Eight
So think
slices.
about that over a year. How many slices
The
of cheese?
average American eats 42 pounds of cheese a year.
42.
Dang.
That's a lot. That's a lot. 100 pounds is a lot. Maybe some of us eat 100 pounds of cheese.
I gotta
bet
give
I
it up
think
for
of pizza.
dairy. It's so hard. I freaking love
You
cheese.
throw in cottage cheese?
I didn't even think about pizza. Scott's right.
All types of
Pizza's
cheese.
in everything.
skewing hard.
Cream cheese, cottage cheese,
Cheese dip.
Other cheese.
yeah, Velveeta
Queso.
cheese, cheese dip, any kind of.
Spray cheese.
You add sour cream to the mix?
Sour cream is not considered.
This is just
I'm just
cheese.
saying, if you're adding that to the dairy problem
Oh.
in pounds,
Yeah.
I got to go to rehab.
I gotta give it up. I love cheese, man.
Why do I got to give it up?
Well, like
Cheese is good.
So I've been like, I'm doing the dessert thing this year where I'm like giving up sugar in that way, which has been working out fine. But if I gave up cheese, I think I would get in the best shape of
You're
my
giving
life.
up joy.
Yeah.
I know, I love it, but maybe I'll go half in.
Why deprive yourself of all that joy? 42 pounds of joy.
That's sure it's worth it. Man.
Cholesterol goes up, and
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I'm lactose intolerant, and I just won't admit it because I don't want to stop eating cheese.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm being. That's not hyperbole. I'm being for
you're a
real.
denier.
I'm a I have all kinds of stomach issues, and I am sure.
Cheese is the culprit.
And if not, I haven't even experimented with checking to being like, well, maybe if I stopped eating dairy for like 1 second of my life,
Yeah, you don't want to
wanna
know.
I don't want to know.
Nah, man.
Head in the sand, man.
Ostrich.
Yeah.
I do. I want to do one of those body reviews where they do the elimination diet and they tell you exactly what you shouldn't be eating.
Well, what kind of cheese does America love?
Cheddar.
Is cheddar the number one cheese in America?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Cheddar makes
Or is it
everything
American
better.
cheese?
No, it's cheddar.
cheddar.
Cheddar comes in sharp and white and orange and all sorts of stuff. It's cheddar.
So I got the stats as far as state by state goes, our favorite cheese. And there's only one state that is an American cheese state, and that is Delaware.
Nice.
Nice.
It's our first, right?
And that is
Is
Delaware.
that because Biden was the president and he was from here?
I don't
from
know.
there?
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but in Missouri and Illinois, we are cheddar states.
Well,
My people.
We are cheddar states. Cheddar reigns as the number one cheese across 24 states.
It's easy.
Now, mozzarella took 17 states.
Cheddar's the sluttiest of all the cheeses for sure. Because
Oh,
like
how
it
you
goes on
Go on.
everything. You can eat it cubed. You can melt her. You can do whatever you want to it, and it's delicious in every capacity. Mozzarella. Who's just raw bagging little strands, little
Me.
shreds of mozzarella? Well,
That's
you're
what string
Italian.
cheese is.
That's string cheese. I'm talking about shreds of mozzarella that you
Yeah.
put on, like you're making a pizza at home.
But that's the same thing as string cheese.
Cheddar is
It is the same
It's
thing.
not to me. It tastes different.
But it's
Cheddar's-
not. It's literally the same thing.
I don't know.
It's being, but I mean, it's in a different form. Like cube cheddar tastes different than shredded cheddar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 'cause there's
sometimes
no
It's like the
salt
noodle
on the
thing.
cube.
the form of it matters. And cheddar is the ultimate, like, it's not the best and it's not the worst. It's the crowd pleaser.
That's what they said. It's a cheese that's not intimidating.
Yeah.
It's crowd pleaser.
Everybody loves it. The kids,
Kids
love
will eat it.
The old people love
You
it.
can put it on, on a cheese board, be cool. Put it on a hamburger, chili, whatever.
Oh.
Mozzarella, 17 states, including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
I find mozzarella to be overrated. No offense.
Whoa, come
Mozzarella?
on.
Get out of here.
I'm with you. I'll take that
Face is
stand.
overrated. What? I'm sorry.
It's not the best cheese.
It's It's quite bland.
It's very bland. You're right.
It's only
I don't
good on
like string
pizza.
cheese.
Listen, it's not a home run hitter or anything, but it's a utility player
Absolutely
that doesn't
it is.
care that you haven't noticed that he's been there season after season after season, event after event, playing all positions.
The most overrated cheese.
Mozzarella is like the most underrated cheese.
What was the most overrated cheese, according to America?
You can't be a
Gouda.
Provo. You can't be a St. Louis pizza lover
Gouda?
and make that statement.
Gouda took Oregon.
It did? You're saying what
Portland
is
did that.
overrated?
What is the most overrated cheese, according to America?
Brie.
Brie, yes.
Now I will get down on a Brie LT. If you've never had it, it's where you slice up some Brie and you leave the rind on, and you know if you're baking, you put some bacon on it, lettuce, tomato. It's damn delicious.
That's a fancy one.
But you can't raw dog a Brie. It needs to be melted.
Brie was listed as the most overrated cheese. They say it's funky, it's weird, it doesn't live up to the hype.
And do you eat the rind? Because I do.
Yes, I like it.
I do
like
too.
it. This is a nice little.
I just
tell you.
recently got into it. We did that thing with the cheese guy over at Schnucks,
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
and I tried Brie for the first time with him.
That
and,
dude's one of my heroes.
yeah, it was good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I got into Brie when I realized jelly goes with cheese. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I was upset
yeah.
at how long I made it in my life, not realizing that jams and cheeses go together.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what are these people doing? That doesn't go, and
Yeah, they
that's
put
where
the-
Brie really fits.
They put the little chutney things.
Oh,
and
the
all
cherry
this. You're like, what is
preserve.
all
Oh,
this
yeah.
crap? It's got to have a rhyme
I'm
and a reason.
upset.
I am into that.
I'll tell you an overrated cheese because I think it thinks it's fancy, and I know Parmesan when I see it is a Saggio,
Oh,
Asiago.
whatever.
Yeah.
Jose Oquendo. I don't care what it's called.
See, now,
You know what it is?
that's mozzarella.
It's Parmesan repackaged, and I ain't having it.
It breaks apart. It's too dry.
It's
Too dry.
It's a drier cheese. It's got its
Yeah,
place.
it's
got its place.
It's like eating baby powder. Get it out of here.
Good on potato.
Gouda
I love this
Gouda
conversation.
took Oregon. Havarti got a state. Havarti took a
Man.
state.
Havarti can
Havarti,
go to
New
hell
Mexico.
too.
Was that Maine?
Wyoming.
No, New Mexico's cheddar.
Yeah, Havarti's got to be a very white state.
It's
Stinky
gotta be
cheese.
Maine.
Montana,
No.
Minnesota.
Vermont.
Wisconsin.
No.
it can't be.
Am I tiptoeing around
Yes.
it? Rhode Island,
It's definitely not Idaho.
No.
Connecticut,
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Man,
so
so
white.
close.
You guys were dancing around it.
That Havarti cheese smells like feet, right? Do I got that right?
No,
Havarti.
No, you know what? Vermont was surprisingly not a cheddar. Vermont cheddar.
Yeah.
It's a mozzarella state.
where's
Please.
where's the word? No pepper jack states.
Pepper Jack took the middle. Oklahoma, Kansas, and North Dakota are Pepper Jack states.
Nice.
Pepper Jack's great. Colby Jack take anything?
Colby took, yes.
Because that's so. That's so prevalent everywhere. now.
Colby
because it's so
is,
inoffensive. It's got
Montana.
a little bit of flavor.
No, Wyoming. Wyoming is a
It's
Colby.
A Colby Jack.
Yeah, I can see that. Out there riding the horse and tromping away.
Not a fan.
Oh, I love it because
Colby Jack always feel, especially like the little round ones. There's something about that slice that feels like I'm putting like a little, like the wax lips you used to have when you were a kid. Remember the wax
Yeah.
lips? Like somebody just bisectioned that. It's just so waxy.
Oh, see, and I feel like it's Provel with a sheen. Because it stays together.
Well, just keep that 42 pounds of cheese in your head. All right.
Because it's already in your blood.
It's already a
I'm already there, and it's January
27th.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, here's sports. All right, Boone, give us the headlines.
Well, Barkley and a bunch of fumbles destroyed the Commanders yesterday as the Eagles beat the Commanders 55-23 and are on their way to the Super Bowl. Here's the trophy highlight.
On behalf of the National Football League, it is my honor to present the George Halas Trophy to the National Football Conference champions, our Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles set a new record for most points scored in a conference title game. 55 is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think Hot Shots was filled with sudden Commanders fans yesterday because, man, all of us were like, no, every time the Commanders
not
blew
Kerry Davis. He was firmly in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, because he's got a buddy in the organization. But, like, the rest of us, it was hard to watch. Commanders didn't look like they deserved it anyway. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills in a nail-biter yesterday, 32-29. Here are the KC... Casey's Andy Reid and Clark Hunt, the owner, accepting the AFC trophy.
How about those? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Now we get to do something that's never been done before. Chiefs Kingdom, we're headed to New Orleans to make history.
All right. He sounded like Goofy.
Chiefs
Kingdom. What's going on?
In other NFL news, Dallas Cowboys officially hired offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer as the team's next head coach. Cowboys fans can't wait for Schottenheimer to lead the team back to the playoffs and lose in the divisional round. This is either the most awesome piece of NFL memorabilia a fan could own or the worst. You decide. The Eagles were selling snow collected from the end zone after the playoff game against the Rams at Lincoln Financial Field.
Moron Philly fans will probably buy it.
They charged $50 for a pint and sent it in, quote, insulated containers with dry ice and detailed care information. You can probably guess why I'm speaking in the past tense, because it already sold out. It was just online.
Idiots.
You can get some in person at the Lincoln Financial Field ticket office as supplies remain.
That's how dumb those people are over there.
Yeah, Eagles play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl coming up in a couple weeks. Hey, a unique Paul Skeens autograph patch card was found by an 11-year-old collector in L.A. I'm talking about this because a ton of people I know are really back into cards. Baseball cards and some other things are on fire.
This is the one they were offering. If somebody found that the Pirates were going to give him 30 years worth of season tickets behind home plate, like a whole thing.
Yep. They announced that, and an 11-year-old found it, including that offer was 2 season tickets behind home plate for 30 years, the ability to host a softball game with team alumni for 30 people at PNC Park, and a spring training experience that includes meeting Skeens, taking batting practice at the facility, and taking home 2 autographed Skeens jerseys. Skeens' girlfriend, LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn, added to the haul, offering the winner a spot in her suite during the Pirates game. They have not identified who it is, but... that's a
the
big
kid said
deal.
no. He's putting it up for auction.
And by the way, dude looks exactly like Marsh. You look at Paul Skeens and squint a little bit, it's Andrew Marsh from the Fast Lane.
The kid said that they're putting it up for auction.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Not accepting the offer from the Pirates, putting it up for auction.
Good.
So it's a one-of-one card.
Yeah. I'm Moon, and that's your sports, because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
All right, one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
Your chair at least stops. Mine just steadily moves. So I could not be facing you by the time this interview is over.
What? If you go to Belleville, ever, maybe you've never been to Belleville. It's such a cute town. Go to Copper Fire right there on the main drag of Belle Vegas. It's an excellent place to get food, whether that's lunch, dinner, or brunch on the weekends. Take in some live music during the weekends as well. There's always 2 different shows from local bands, whether they're original acts or cover bands, which is awesome. Renee and Mark, they do an excellent job of just making the vibes at Copper Fire truly comfortable. And you'll look around, you'll see all sorts of RizzShow stuff on the walls. You always see somebody. Every time I go to Copper Fire, I run into somebody I know, whether it's a listener or a friend. It really is such a great hangout spot. Huge bar in the middle. They have an exceptional space up top that they just renovated a couple years ago. And you can have baby showers, wedding showers, surprise parties, get-togethers, whatever up there. It's a beautiful room, and Copper Fire can help you, cater it and make it all good. So keep that in mind if you have something coming up where you need an event space for such place. It really is fantastic. Their menu just changed for 2025, which is awesome. And they always have something going on like, steak night Sundays or wine and wing Wednesdays, tequila and taco Thursdays, Pinot pizzas and pasta Fridays. And they have happy hours Wednesday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. So go check them out. Go to thecopperfire.com for more info.
Hi, I'm Rizz from the radio, and I've been playing guitar for about 10 months now. And that means I'm ready to teach you how to play guitar too. Are you ready to learn some fine licks? Well, I want you to take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music. In no time, I can get you playing like this. When you sign up for classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, I will teach at least one class a week, 15 minutes only, and you'll get this commemorative tote bag. Achieve all your dreams. Learn how to play guitar. Yes, fine licks like this. Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Kurt Cobain, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Denver did not take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, and look how they turned out. After taking classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, those panties will be melting off. And you'll be shredding your way to this commemorative tote bag. Classes are forming soon.
We are backstage at Point Fest, and what a day in which that this has been already.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, joined by Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. It's great to see you
We're
guys.
our invisible third member. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
well,
yes.
how you doing?
We're the hail half of Hailstorm.
I have to tell you this, and I know you don't remember this because it's been years and years and years, and I don't even remember how many years at this point. But the very first time that you came through the Point, you were on my when I was doing mornings at that time.
Yes,
And it really seems like a decade ago, and it might have been.
It might have been. I don't know. Time is very elastic right now.
Absolutely.
It's like it went by like that fast, but it feels like a different
It was
lifetime.
probably 2009. It was probably the first album cycle. Like,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And we were in the parking lot. And
Absolutely so. Absolutely so. Boy, things have changed mightily.
Yes.
New record is out. All right,
is.
we're playing the Steeple right now,
Yeah,
which is
thank you guys for
fantastic.
spinning it, yeah.
But one of the things that I absolutely love about when a band has something new, I'm always amazed when I go see a band right after they have something new, and the guy next to me somehow already knows every freaking word to every. Like, dude, I've listened to this album twice. I don't know how you can, but like. How
Steel Trap, man.
Right? How quickly, when you've got a new record out like you do you start to see non-radio singles getting yelled back at you?
It's pretty incredible. Not only the record wasn't even out a couple days, and we went out on tour, and it was like from the first day, people are singing songs that like I'm happy.
The Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill for really rolling out the red carpet for us, for Champ Bash, the RizzShow listeners, the Fast Lane guys. We had a great time yesterday. Hot Shots Fenton, what a great place to watch the championship Sunday.
Yeah, man, it was fun, dude. And, like, what a great atmosphere. Everybody was having, even people that were, there were people there that had no idea what we were doing.
Right.
That just got in on the fun. They just, like, they said yes to it in the middle of the games. And I thought that was cool. That's a hats off to the atmosphere the Hot Shots creates where people are just having a good time in there, man. And the food was awesome. Like, once we did our dance, I pounded pizza, ravioli, wings, all of it. Excellent.
Yeah. Burgers, pizza, wings, the great waitresses. I mean, that's what Hot Shot, and it's all the TVs you want. I think there were, I counted how many TVs there in the Hot Shots. 452 TVs.
That's a lot of TVs.
Everywhere you look, there's a TV. And you got locations all over the place, including the new location in South County on Lindbergh Boulevard. The place is gorgeous. It's huge. So wherever you are in the St. Louis area, there is a Hot Shots nearby. You can hit them up online, hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
Yeah, baby.
It's Rizz, it's Jeff Burton backstage at Way Back Point Fest with Vaden and Donnie from the Toadies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing? Hello, how you doing?
See, this is not that bad. I mean, you guys are from Texas, so this swampiness is all right.
Yes. Oh yeah, we need just fine sweaters. This is sweater weather.
This is old hat for you guys. So.
He took off a cardigan right before we started rolling, actually.
I took off my shirt. That's my sweater.
So you guys were spinning some yarns before we just went on the air here. I mean, do you realize the Point is what, over 25 years old?
Yeah, 25.
Do you remember coming to St. Louis in the mid '90s and playing for the Point or playing for St. Louis?
I don't remember a whole lot in the mid-'90s.
Attaboy. Yes. Truth right there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are Point Fest guys from back in the day, man. Way
totally.
back in the day.
Yeah.
What's your
Any good memories from St. Louis from back in the day?
Oh, jeez.
You weren't kidding about the memory, right?
No, it's gone. It's a mashup.
Our first time here, we went and I think my brother got his tongue stuck to the arch because it was during.
That would happen.
Literally, does that sound? I mean,
That sounds exactly
Like it could have happened?
yeah, it did happen. It did happen. No, he put his tongue to the arch and it did get stuck. So it was like during, I think, January. So it was pretty cool.
You know, maybe advice for a younger band up and coming now is maybe write everything down or document everything. Can you imagine the Toadies in the mid to late 90s and there be social media?
No.
No.
No, thank you.
No.
Do you think that's a decidedly a disadvantage for bands nowadays? You know, there's no more anonymity.
Only if they want to have kids later and
avoid prison time. Yeah.
That sounds very, very, very familiar.
Yeah.
It really does.
You know, think about the future. I think 50 years into the future, what would you like to see
My gosh, I am so excited to be a part of the Victory Men's Health team. Holy smokes. Have I been missing out, and did I take advantage? On Friday, I went over to Victory Men's Health in Town and Country. They got 4 locations, both O'Fallon's. They got the Sunset Hills location. All 4 of them are huge, and they got that Town and Country location. And what do you know? I get in there. This place is so beautiful. They are so nice. And, you know, I knew some of the folks over there because they had actually done a few things. I remember they were with Jeff Burton years ago backstage at one of our events, and they hooked me up. They gave me a Myers cocktail, like right there, and it was amazing. And I've always remembered that, and I remember their familiar faces, and I got another drip, and I got an anti-aging drip this time and some B12 vitamins and everything just to get me through the weekend. I had a lot going on, and I was able to sit in one of these zero-gravity chairs, and I am just chilling, loving life. I'm feeling good. This is amazing. I'm checking out all the TVs there, Victory Men's Health in Town and Country, and what do you know? King Scott walks in and sits down at the chair next to me. So we are there, just like 2 just men in heaven, feeling good and knowing that that Victory Men's Health is looking out for us in longevity. I mean, they really do specialize in longevity. It's more than just a clinic. They really are a movement to change men's lives. Get in there and talk to them about their vitamin infusions, the red light therapy, the cardiovascular testing, wave therapy, and so much more. These are forward-thinking people looking to just make sure that we're breaking down stigmas and really caring about men's health. Victory Men's Health, 4 locations, both O'Fallon, Sunset Hills, and Town and Country. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
All right, so way back Point Fest, we are backstage with the Urge, and we just learned a very valuable lesson. That when the microphone says mute, that means that they can't hear Steve.
It's muted.
And
It is not working.
That is not working.
It ain't happening.
Boy, oh boy. So we found out so far that I'm sweaty. The microphones don't work. We are off to a bang upstart here, gentlemen. A bang upstart.
Get that out of the way now.
Well, I very much appreciate you guys chatting. And Bill, especially you, man. You're what did you do to the back?
Oh, Doc says I have a herniated disc. I don't know. That's
Big deal.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be. Do you remember?
Drink his way
Yeah. Do you remember 16
Lindy's and
Candles?
stuff.
Yes.
Like Joan Cusack in 16 Candles. This is gonna be kind of my stage move today.
Nice. The doctor told him book some more Urge shows, and then then we'll look at it.
Yeah, might be a slightly less energetic than usual. But
You know, one thing that I've been paying attention to that's not necessarily Urge related, your photography that you have been taking on IG is really something else, man. If you don't follow Bill, you really should, man.
Oh, nice.
Well, because you guys were just in San Francisco and you
Yeah.
took some beautiful shots.
we got to go tour a winery and everything was fun. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
very good.
That's
No,
awesome.
no, it's all good. I think that's one of the fascinating things about you guys is you're all very different individuals. And so when I hear from various members from time to time that sometimes it takes a little while for Urge business to get done, I'm not surprised by this.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I think so. But that's
Phrase.
But that's an all right thing, and that's probably a very healthy thing for where you guys are right now. You know what I'm
like
saying?
each other personally. It makes it hard.
Yeah, you don't look like you like each other at all.
We had to figure out who's going to sit next to who.
Well, here's what I would like. and I'm very demanding. But how does it feel is really great. It's getting such a great reaction, and we talked about that when you guys were in last week. Thank you, babe. We want more. We want more. We want more soon. Yeah. We want more like that.
I know.
Bet.
This is my serious journalistic face. What do we got to do to make this happen, gentlemen?
We got a bunch of jams.
Yeah?
We got
a bunch.
Do I need to go to work for you guys?
And we have some covers as well. We could probably finish up. We have a couple of covers we did which were fun, but we got 4 or 5 other original tunes that are pretty much done.
Well, the Feel Good Inc. cover, I thought that had been rumored to be something that you guys might release for a while.
We recorded it.
Yeah.
And,
we may release it eventually.
It's awesome.
Might remix it and try to release it.
And what a great cover for you guys to do.
It's a cool song.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
a very cool song. I'm actually getting to see those guys for the first time in a few weeks.
Matthias.
Financing house because you want to, pay less every month on your mortgage. But why haven't you done anything about it? Why haven't you called Kevin Putney yet? Kevin Putney, maybe lower your monthly mortgage payments. Maybe take your 30-year loan down to a 15 like I did a couple years ago. I'm going to pay off my house early. And this is all achievable. Kevin Putney is there for you. He's sitting by the phone right now waiting for you to call. 314-862-0123. And maybe now is not the right time for you. But Kevin will track rate changes to make sure you get in at the right time, whether it be you refinancing or maybe buying your first home. And he's got a ton of different programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance. Give him a call. He makes the mortgage process easy and simple. It is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 314-862-0123. Kevin Putney's online at 123mortgage.com. It's Kevin Putney, Equalizing Opportunity. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Restrictions apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123.
I'm a fan, I'm a freaking nerd, I'm a big fan. St. Louis City has my heart, and Together Credit Union has made it so very easy for me. Not only have they dressed me well with this lovely scarf, but they gave me access to the St. Louis City SC Visa card. The credit and the debit card exclusive to Together Credit Union members, but it's gotten me 10% off food and bev in the stadium at the home opener. It got me 10% off at the team store, which is beautiful, by the way. And you know how Rizz and I are super cheap with our time. We don't like to stop or wait in lines because we're prissy, we're crybabies, whatever. I got express entry because of this little card right here, so you can get it too at Together Credit Union. I love them. Go City! All for City!
All right, it's Rizz. It's Jeff Burton backstage at Point Fest with Eric and Jeff from Stone Temple Pilots.
All right, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
You seem like you're like a morning radio show where you're all
A
amped
lot
up
of-
on caffeine.
Did you know I do a morning radio show?
do?
Yeah.
All right.
And a lot of cocaine.
Yeah. Hey,
Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. Hi.
it's kind of morning. That's why
To
I'm
me,
commenting
yeah.
on that. Yeah.
So how have the shows been so far? I mean, Jeff's the new guy. So what hazing has been going on, or any?
Did you ever see Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bars of soap and
Yeah.
socks?
No, we haven't been doing that. But I just wondered if you saw the movie.
Of course I
'cause
did.
It's a great movie.
He's just a big fan of the movie.
I thought we were going to talk about Stanley Kubrick today because that.
Oh, we
you know,
can. We
yeah,
can. What do you want to know?
Just how great he was.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. No, seriously, no hazing? We don't do any of that stuff still?
No,
or are we too
he's-
old for that?
We're not never too old for that.
You're just not talking about it, is what it
Yeah,
is.
well, no, and he's doing such a great job. So.
He is.
Yeah.
He is fantastic. And
Yeah.
one of the things about being the new guy, and I've been the new guy before, talk about reaction from the fans, reaction from everybody else being that new guy.
Yeah,
Check out DraftKings at Casino Queen. They've got a brand new sports book, and man, if you haven't been over there, I'm sure it was popping off yesterday because of the Chiefs game and everything was going crazy over there. But man, it is so cool. They spent millions of dollars like refurbishing that place, man, and it is dope. And honestly, if you're going over there anytime in January, you can win up to $500,000 anywhere between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. any Saturday in January. That's all. It's getting ready to close. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, take advantage of it by this weekend. And if you're going to a Blues game, present your home game tickets at the counter. It's got to be a current season of the St. Louis Blues. But guess what? It doesn't end with the Blues. It can be Cardinals, St. Louis City, St. Louis Battlehawks tickets. Anytime there's a game, you check in and receive 10% off your hotel stay using code TICKETS25. That's TICKETS, TICKETS25. You have to present your tickets at check-in, and as long as it's for the date of stay, you get 10% off your stay, and you get to stay at one of the best places in the St. Louis area, right across the river from the Battlehawks game. So Make sure you check it out. They got all kinds of bonuses, all kinds of rewards, great food. And if you don't know what you're doing with sports betting, don't worry. They have staff in there on site to help you. So for more information and to book your stay, go to Casino Queen. DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. That's DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-BET-SHOW.
It is a very, very big day in the land of Red Hot Chili Pepper fans everywhere, and I am so unbelievably honored to be joined today by Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea, St. Louis is saying hello to you.
I love St. Louis, and I fondly miss the raucous nights, Mississippi nights that we used to have over there. And hello to everybody. Love to one and all.
Man, it's really great to hear your voice, but also, too, it's wonderful to have a new Red Hot Chili Peppers album that is out today, and John Frusciante back in the Chili Peppers. Flea, can you kind of talk to us a little bit about how he got back into the fold with you guys? And I know that you guys had maintained a friendship even when he wasn't in the band. Were you guys still jamming and playing together when he wasn't a Chili Pepper?
We occasionally jammed, and we always were friends, and we get together and talk. And, it was difficult, too, because he left, and we got someone else to replace him who was his friend. And it's sort of like, when you break up with a girlfriend and then you start dating their friend or something, it's like being in a band with someone is a very emotional and, close experience. So it was... our relationship has always been intense. But I remember I think there's a lot of things that led up to him coming back all the way around. But I remember one particular evening, he and his girlfriend were over for dinner with me and my girlfriend, and we're having dinner, and he and I were like off in a room talking. And I remember I just kind of felt like I never really touched on it, even though I would think it. And I said, John, I sometimes I really miss playing with you, man.
Yeah.
And I said it. I couldn't help it. I just burst into tears. It was so emotional for me to say it. And he looked at me, and I saw him do the same thing. Like, we're both looking at each other, and he's like, me too, And in that moment, I was just like, oh, man. I was just like going to Anthony like a few days later, and I was like, I think John would come back, And just kind of opened that conversation, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, we made that decision.
Wow.
And
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet. It's that time of year again. It's wedding season, so that means bachelorette parties. Ladies, if you're in charge of planning the bachelorette party, or you're in charge of, getting all the gift bag stuff, you go to Patricia's, of course. That's where you get the candy, the naughty dice, the corsets, and so much more. And if you have any questions, can't find something, feel free to ask any employee there. They're not going to judge you. Trust me, they've heard it all. Patricia's is where you go for the lotions, the lubes, the vibrating toys, the sexy costumes, the sexy lingerie. If you've been to the East Side and you see what those girls on stage are wearing, those stiletto heels, you get them at Patricia's. Things for the novice, things for the expert, and everything in between. And you have 3 very convenient Patricia's locations. St. Peter's at the Cave Springs exit, on Page, 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. For all your fun and adult toys, it's Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
So here we are, way back Point Fest. Goldfinger, everybody.
Shaka.
Yes. Hey. Yes. And so here's the thing, okay? John, first thing first. Seen the band a million times. Phenomenal band. You've changed members here, but now you've got a goddamn all-star team going on with our buddy Mike, and then we've got Phil here and Moon, and it's just...
Phil and Moon.
It's funny. He's never called me that.
I've never called you that ever. And I'm sorry, but that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Moon was telling me, because I've known Moon a long time, and I've watched him transition into this amazing frontman of Greek Fire. It's just an incredible transformation that we've made from when I first met him with this like afro out to here, and just like this kid straight out of college. Did you go to college?
No, I did not go to college.
This kid straight out of high school.
Companies that do excellent work, make your home look better, put some equity back into your home, and you get to pick out the product, and there's an array of things to choose from. Yeah, that's Michael's Flooring. They've been around for 30 years in St. Louis. Mike Reynolds is the owner. He's the Michael. And from what I hear from their testimonials, from people that have worked with Michael, they love it. They love everything from the product to the installation and how professional it is. You can tell why they've been in business for so long. It's because the people that work with Michael's Flooring, they're happy. They earn a living wage. Mike Reynolds is very adamant about that. He wants to make sure that anybody who's working for him and with him, they enjoy their life after they get off the clock too. And I just love that. That was something I took away from having lunch with him last year. In fact, if you want to work at Michael's Flooring, they are hiring right now carpet installers specifically because people are wanting carpet, soft spaces back in their homes, in the nursery or the family room or your bedroom. And so they need carpet installers. They're going to offer $7 a square yard for each carpet that you put in. And so that's a really good thing. So if you want to apply, maybe you need some new floors, you just want to check them out, go to igotfloored.com.
It's Donnie Fandango backstage at Point Fest. For one, I just almost fell out of my chair.
It is.
And for two, well, that would have made a really great way to start the interviews of the day. Yeah. All right, so let's settle this first and foremost. You and me here right now. 0936.
Yes.
All right. I heard it in a couple of different ways. It confused the hell out of me, man.
It confuses me.
Okay, well then good. Then I don't feel as bad that it's not just me.
I put the colon in there to be read as a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one says it's 9:36 o'clock ever.
Right, ever.
It's never happened. It's never happened.
And it never should happen.
And it won't. I promise.
Man, I was reading a bit about you, and it feels like we, as younger guys, had a similar sort of experience. I had one of my dad's friends when I was growing up owned a mini recording studio in his basement. And so I got to go over there when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old and watch the guys plug in and tune in, and then they'd let me mess around on the microphone. And you had kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, it was more just like 3 plywood or 4 plywood walls and then a microphone. But my uncle knew how to, he mixed. He made beats.
Sure.
He's not Dr. Dre, but he made beats. You know what I mean? And he sold them online. And that was his side thing. And so that was very easy way to start.
Yeah.
Being oh, let me see what's up. So I was doing little sample things for him. He was hey, talk, and sample for a beat. And then I remember I wrote a rap, and I was can you record me? So
wow.
That's yeah.
What was it like when you heard yourself?
It was hard. Well, I was 10, so I thought it was super sick. And if anybody heard that now, I would be so upset. I'd be offended.
But it shows where you've come from.
I don't want anybody to know. I don't want anybody to know.
know.
Some guy pulled us up. Well, didn't pull us over. We were pulled over in a parking lot the other day counting merch. And this guy comes up and says, "Hey, don't mean to bother you. I know you're a musicianal act." Not a word. And then he said, he was leaving. He said, "Hey guys, just remember, you got to be somewhere."
Okay.
I don't know. Just keep it in mind.
All right. Well, I think we're just going to probably stew on that.
Got to be somewhere. That's what I was getting at with what you just said.
So talk to me about some of your friends that are already on our show today. The Shinedown guys are who you're currently out with now.
Yep.
Is this kind of one of your first big runs, or have you been out a bunch, or where are you in the touring stage of your career?
I've never toured before.
Oh, wow.
And then they were like,
Hey to you, if you're not feeling like yourself, if you feel like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is going to help you out. So let's talk about why you might not be feeling like yourself. And you could change that starting today. If you got low energy, you're tired all the time, you gained a lot of weight, you lost a lot of muscle, you're feeling anxious, you're moody, you're irritable, your libido is not what it once was. Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. They offer FDA-approved testosterone therapy combined with semaglutide to target fat while maintaining muscle. Yes, you may have low T. So the results, when you go to Mentality, energy comes roaring back, your belly fat burns off, your muscles strengthen up, you feel like yourself again, confident, driven, ready to tackle life. That's what it's all about. Be the dad who can keep up with the kids and be the husband your spouse knows you could be. This year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Mentality's New Year offer is your chance to take back control. Take back your numbers. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio, mentalityhealth.com/radio.
All right, so the lead-off interview for Point Fest.
For us, thank you all for tuning in. If you missed anything on the program, the podcast is there for you. That's brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Also, the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Today's podcast is titled
Ask Him About the Gaycation.
Okay. Ask him about the gaycation. All right, Moon, what do you got?
Art inside Schlafly Tap Room. They did it, the big art outside during the summers. Now we're bringing it inside. Art inside Schlafly Tap Room. This is 40-plus St. Louis artists that you're going to want to support. By the way, it's a free show. Come see the art, see all that's going on, including live tattooing. Yes, you can get some tattoos down there. And a whole bunch of music. Steve Ewing Duo is playing. Adam is going to be DJing. Number One Sons, Middle Class Fashion, the 45. Steve Woolley, the Winks, and the Teenage Dirtbags. We are closing out the night on Saturday night. I think we start around 5 or 6 or something. So it's an all weekend thing. Starting on Friday, we'll be there Saturday. Go support Art Inside Schlafly Tap Room this weekend. Schlafly.com.
Learn.
Just follow me on the socials at Learn versus Radio.
Rafe.
Happy birthday to my niece, Aubrey June, 4 years old. Uncle Rafey loves you.
Oh, yeah, and happy birthday to my daughter over the weekend.
Happy birthday.
Scott, quick.
Yes, follow me, King Scott Rules.
All right, we'll
Hugs.
leave. What?
I said hugs.
Oh, hugs to you, too.
Hugs.
All right, we'll leave you with a selection from our teamers. Remember today brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. From Wildwood, Adam Osterman is our teamer.